Hello and welcome to Giant Bomb E3 2014 coverage. Day 2 is behind us. In space.
Who moved Weasley back?
Weasley moved Weasley back.
Nope.
Weasley
He's a wizard. He can just do that.
Yeah, Weasley was like, I don't want to be that close to Mikey.
I
Kinda
want to be that
creeps me
close to
out.
Weasley.
He gets a little touchy.
He's so nice.
He is pretty nice. I'm Jeff Gerstmann. We are here. We've got another night full of guests. And we are starting it out with a bang here. I've got Brad Shoemaker. I know. I've got Alex Navarro.
Hey.
We're at the center table. Yeah. Serious. And then out of the outer tables, we've got Kara Ellison. How you doing?
Good. I am good. I'm exhausted, but and I ate the wrong taco yesterday. So today was as half of a half.
What is the wrong taco?
The wrong taco gives you a certain
joie de vivre?
stomach feeling.
Did you have the
that,
decision maker?
What was in the wrong
both
taco?
sides? You gotta.
I think
The
it
sum
was,
of all fears.
it was carnitas or something.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't a good taco, let's say.
Okay.
Do you know what carnitas is? Because I went 6 months living here without a fucking notion.
No idea what's in it. So,
Danny Dwyer.
Hey, what's up?
GameSpot.
Yes, I'm brought to you by our good friends at Samsung. They want to thank you for allowing me to be
No,
on
you
the stage.
cannot
here
pump
today.
that shit in here.
All right, okay. So is this premium?
No, it's
Oh
not.
no, I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on pay cable.
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
It's on Showtime right now.
This is Cinemax. After Dark.
And
Thank you-
we're out
thank
of
you for
funny
having me.
ones. HBO's the good one, and then that's it.
Yeah, well.
Stars, Encore.
Have you watched Two Broke Girls?
Movie channel. No.
Not.
You should check
One
it
of
out.
them. Yeah.
Kat Dennings, she was in that movie, right? Right?
Nick and Nora's Infinite
You know the
Playlist.
one,
Yeah.
right?
Buy it now on DVD.
Yeah. Mikey Newman
Hello.
of Gearbox fame.
I think
of
I'm
Mikey Newman fame.
Yeah, I'm famous in my own. No, I'm not.
You're a
Am
brand.
I the only developer on tonight?
I'm
Right
now
now.
developing games and developing a weird rash between
That's-
my thighs from walking around the show floor.
Then I stand corrected. Thank
All
you.
right, great. Yeah, I'm using
Awesome.
Unity down there. We've got Griffin McElroy and Justin McElroy. That's right. And that's pretty exciting. You guys are from the big PG, the Polygon. You guys call it. You got a cool hip name
The
for
big
it.
PG, we
The
call
big
it, without
PG.
any reason.
The Peach. That's right.
The Peach,
It's like,
yeah.
you better ask your fucking parents if you can see this site, bitch. You know, like,
We're allowed to swear once in the production, and that's it.
okay, fair enough.
Half a butt.
You get half a butt, but the good half.
I was expecting your faces to be more polygonal.
Yeah.
No, just
You don't
kind of
look at your
chubby
Twitter
is all
account.
that
I
it is.
feel like there should be more angles.
No, I got
No.
a lot around that.
Super round.
It's nice
super,
to finally
super
meet
round.
you.
Oh, you too.
Hi.
Hi. Hey guys,
Hi,
how's it
everybody.
going over there?
Do not fraternize with the
No.
society.
Sorry.
Are we fighting? Are we?
All communication has to come through
are-
here.
are we
All
on-
right, now round one's going to be all right. And we have Casey Lynch from Midnight City.
Hello.
My favorite song.
Yes. We publish video games made by M83. That's what we do.
That's great.
Pretty
It's a
much
lucrative
exclusively.
business.
It's great.
Those
People-
guys are they're prolific. They got platformers. They've got strategy games.
Little pixel art games. They're
Nonstop.
great. Absolutely.
Nonstop. A division of Majesco.
That's right. Yes.
Stock ticker.
Known for known
yeah.
for the greatest stock ticker of them all. Cool. COOL. How they got that, I have no idea because Majesco. They're so cool. So
Remember Hulk Hogan's main event? That was pretty cool.
You know, see, NBA baller beats.
Baller is a cool word.
Yeah.
I mean, most cool people, if you ask them what's going on, they're like, baller.
Yeah, so I mean, the folks at the New York Stock Exchange, I think they could see into the future, and they said, Majesco, you guys get the ones. That's cool.
Well, thanks everybody for coming. We are at the end of E3 Day 2, so everyone, I feel like this is the part of the show, of the convention, where people start to get like slightly loopy.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
You
You know,
think
it's
we're
like,
drinking this delightful Pabst Blue Ribbon available at your local Sam's Club? I can't actually see if there's a camera there. I'm just gonna keep looking.
It's a three
There are
shot.
like three
This-
of them.
This one is boom. It's a boom, boom, boom type of
The
situation.
lights are bright enough that I'm just hoping this is being filmed. I cannot confirm it
No,
independently.
we're just yell into the void and people will hear you. That's
There's
how
a
Polygon
weird
works,
energy.
right?
Right, basically.
It's just like that.
It's exactly like that.
It's exactly like that. So everyone's getting a little wild here. What's everybody doing at the show? Kara, how are things going? What are you doing at E3 this year? What do you do?
doing here?
Video game journalist? Are you embedded? Are you hanging out with, are you hiding behind with some game developers and
I
reporting
am.
on there?
Well, I'm here in Los Angeles for a month, and I'm going to write about Brendan Chung, who made 30 Flights of Loving and is making Quadrilateral Cowboy.
Cool.
But yeah, I am here at E3 covering a few bits and pieces for Paste. They would like me to write about my experience of E3. It's the first time that I've actually been to an E3.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you picked a hell of a year to start.
Terrifying, massive, and lots of lights and.
You made it to the last E3.
Yeah.
Picked a good one.
I'm hoping to write an article that will shut it down forever. Basically, is
I think that's what we're all secretly trying to do.
Yeah.
Is to kill this very sick whale we're all writing.
Finally, the truth comes out. My God.
And Michael Bro paid me off a huge amount of money to wear an 868 hack T-shirt, as you can see here. Game journalism
it.
corruptions
On the
going
tape,
on.
I swear. I bought that game with my own money.
Yeah, it's a
Aola.
good
They
game.
didn't give me a T-shirt, is it?
It's an excellent game, but yeah, no, he didn't pay me off at all. Just so you know, no, don't.
That's
all
okay.
about
Everyone now
disclosure.
assumes.
Yeah.
Please don't go on
Polygon
NeoGAF.
ethics policy real quick.
Yeah.
For her.
I can
so that
only
we're-
rep digital pictures products, so that's my
The
t-shirt.
principal investors.
Yeah, Visual Investors, Digital Pictures and American Laser Games came together to finally form.
We're starting a website.
What else
No,
we got?
none of the existing ones are covering our games the way we want them covered.
Gallagher 2 deserves its day in the sun.
And it's a hilarious joke, like, what are we going to name our website devoted to FMV coverage? Polygon.
Polygon.
Naturally.
I don't know. I think you guys take all that stuff, a bit too seriously. I was browsing your website earlier on my Samsung Galaxy tablet.
Right. Does that thing even work?
Yeah, it does.
It's a chalkboard.
Actually, no, not really. No. Last year I had to look up my tweets on the iPhone and then pretend I was reading them from the Samsung phone. So, yeah. This year I just
Really?
make them up.
Yeah, that's-
XX Naruto fan 420 wants to ask if your game has multiplayer. Every
They say,
single
we are
interview.
not- We are not talking about that right now.
Can we
Move on.
discuss the elephant in the room real quick, though? I feel like
Oh man,
Wait, is
come
there-
on! I'm trying
that's a
to
kangaroo.
work on it.
the BL, the Bud Light, Alex Navarro.
Alex.
What are you doing, buddy?
Crossing over.
We're really
If
going
it's,
hard.
it's a
on this
little
picture.
bit less intense of a beer, so I thought why not?
It's in Pabst Blue Water.
This
Yeah.
is a real product placement cast tonight, I have to say.
This is like there was no dinner tonight or anything, so this is like negative alcohol content. So this is why I'm going this direction.
I was wearing my Nike shoes earlier today, and I must say, they were fantastic. And comfortable.
I'm
How's
gonna
that
get trashed and I'm gonna go
Apple
home with
mic,
Weasley,
working out
so
for
it's
you?
gonna work out.
You and
I am
Weasley.
taking
Yeah.
this with
You're a very
Burlington
cute
Coat
couple.
Factory.
You know what's a great place to go on holiday? Australia. Like my
No,
friend.
they got Dan Teasdale there. That's you
Now
don't
you're
want to
just
go there.
lying.
Oh, really?
Teasdale
Yeah.
came out of there. There's nothing good there. Danny O'Dwyer, you work for GameSpot.
I do. Videogames.com.
Yeah, you're part of Nuke.com.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
what are those jerks doing at the show?
We got 2 stages on the show floor, as ever, which means we're just hella bunch of game demos all day long.
Yeah,
Doesn't that
and you
mean
are.
you're just competing against yourself, though, if you have 2 streams going on at the same time?
Yep.
Just splitting that audience on
Counter-program.
2 stages, 2 sponsorship deals.
Oh man. Or one
sponsorship deal.
I was gonna say, I was on that stage a couple times, and I didn't see 2 sponsorships.
The GameSpot stage is sponsored by GameSpot. So yeah, it's
It's where gamers go to know.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know the history of why there are 2 stages in that booth, right?
I don't.
So when they bought us a couple of years ago, it was March. It was
Yes.
like mid-March, so they were kind of already in the E3 planning phase. They were designing a new booth, and they thought like secretly, because they couldn't really tell anybody, because it's a public company and all that other crap. They're like, well, we need a stage for the Giant Bomb guys. They're obviously going to want to do a live show from the show floor. So, they went and designed a booth with a second stage in mind, and then bought us and brought us in, and they're like, we got a second stage for you. I'm like, I don't want a fucking stage for the show. We're not doing shit with that.
I appreciated it because that meant that I got my first stage 3 years ago.
Well,
on my
then
first ever E3.
you're welcome. Yeah, you're
Sounds
welcome.
pretty good. Genuinely, it does. I think you're right. I think if we had one stage, we would have a better run of games that people want to know about. But the one good thing is that we actually get to fill it with games that probably wouldn't make it on.
Well, no,
any
I was
other
going to say
stage
that.
anyway.
So it's interesting that there's you guys compared to some of the other live shows, you have a lot of variety. I mean, you got the big games, but then you have a bunch of smaller games too.
Yeah, so we had H1N1 and then that Hatsune Miku.
Hatsune Miku.
Project
Yeah, yeah.
Diva F
Yeah,
second.
yeah, second, yeah.
Is that Vita?
that is Vita and PS3.
Okay, yeah.
And the great thing about having all those small games is you can put like a stream of Evolve right next to a stream of, a really small game, and everybody will totally tune in for that small
Yeah.
game. So
And I guess that's probably, yeah.
You sound like you're speaking from some sort of experience.
but it's not just.
Hey, man,
I just
stream-
publish games for M83. Jeff.
I was going to go to
Yeah.
your event last night, and nobody could get in. It was at capacity. So
Aw.
Was M83 playing?
No, just text me. We were all right. That's right. I didn't have a carnitas taco yesterday either, so I did okay.
I would advise against them.
See,
All carnitas tacos anywhere. That's kind of
I'll tell you the secret is you just need to stick with it. If you eat enough of them, eventually you become immune.
Did you smell the carnitas before you jumped right
maybe
in?
I should just put a ton of hot sauce on them because maybe that'll kill anything on it that might go
Work.
wrong.
Or your bowels.
What do
Yeah.
you think a carnitas is?
Is it some sort of like womp rat or something?
Can we?
Is that what they eat in Scotland? I don't know.
It's a town in central California, isn't it? That's just where they invented this type of meat.
I,
Carquinus.
It's pork.
No, I-
It's pork.
yeah,
I think it's like shredded pork.
I do
Okay.
know that it's pork.
I genuinely did not.
Yeah.
It was delicious, though. I thought I'd found this magical animal that only roams the plains of North America.
I love that you can just go to the supermarket and buy like corn tortillas like in a packet. Like in the UK, like you just can't,
Yeah.
you can't find that anywhere.
I get the impression that if you
Variety.
get outside of California, it gets
really?
actually a little bit harder to do that too.
By tortillas? I'm from Texas, homeboy.
Well, you're from Texas, which I think is also the
When
other.
you get away from the border,
the
let's
other
say that.
tortilla
yeah,
place,
the other tortilla, but they
Get your torts. They're good.
they're
That's what
always
we
talking
say.
about nachos.
That's what we say down there.
and
We call
taco.
them torts.
Torts. Yeah, yeah. We're passing a tort here. Corn. So, Danny, you are locked down to that stage pretty much through the entire show?
Yeah, they've got us in way shorter segments this year, so I actually have loads of free time.
Oh, that's nice.
So last night we had, I was in the back. We were waiting for Sean from Hello Games to get off, get off the stage, I should say. He wasn't.
You didn't need to
Not
finish
saying
that.
we
Actually, I
Actually,
mean, these tables go a little
Podcast is
low.
a full service show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's why you guys have this fucking thing around here. White helped. Yeah, we got him off the stage. We had him for 2 hours talking like in their hotel room about No Man's
Kinky.
Sky.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
see No Man's Sky being played.
Really? Okay. What did it look like?
It looked like that demo.
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they show you the animated GIF creator with the planet stuff?
They told us about it. I didn't, yeah, that sounds
That's the
absolutely
same.
crazy.
That's how all demos are. It's the same. They just tell you.
Every game has robots that go out into interstellar space and record GIFs so that they can monitor color schemes.
And it's not just gifts, it's infinite gifts.
That game looks crazy.
Finally. Yeah, that game is insane. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your coverage of
Yeah,
it.
end of the month. We're gonna sit on it for a while, get some extra stuff for it.
Smart. Yeah, don't get out ahead of anybody else. Yeah, sit on it. It's wise.
We could, but then it would just be some reductive
let it
bullshit.
age
It's
a
gonna
little
be.
bit?
This
Yeah.
one's gonna be. Yeah. This is me and Andy will kind of take our time.
Put it in your
with it.
digital locker.
Yeah.
The internet really rewards that sort of cautiousness.
I swear to God, every once in a while, if you sit on something and give it enough TLC, it does. Like not every time, but there are certain certain video projects that you just need to really spend time on. And I totally know what you mean, especially like we're all in the same business of getting out there first and getting that stuff like it's SEO and like hitting the story first and breaking news.
As least shitty as possible.
Yeah, but like, and probably like as people who make that sort of stuff, it's more fun to when you get one of these projects that you can sit on.
Oh, yeah.
What you
Because,
guys
you
should
know-
do is just stop doing that.
Yeah?
And adopt my motto.
You should just do what I do, which is just put it on a Tumblr.
Exactly. You can just put that stuff up for free. Is just, the Giant Bomb motto, you heard it here third. It's fine. It's fine. You don't need to be first.
Very strong.
Mikey Newman.
Yeah, I run a Duke 3D fan site. You can download your favorite midis for not just Duke 3D, but Shadow Warrior as well.
Awesome. So are these midis from the game or are these midis inspired by?
Definitely inspired by some karaoke hits if you want to sing along to
Okay.
guitar riffs.
All done by Wave Group.
From, sorry?
Wave Group was a company that did all the fake Guitar
I'm
Hero
aware
music.
of this reference.
Okay,
Here we go.
I thought you ran like a super legit fan site.
It's pretty
Hey,
good.
bro, seriously.
Dude, GeoCities is talking to Twitch for us. It's going to be big.
That's fantastic. So you're
Is it
here at the
Twitch?
show taking some
Sorry,
pretty.
AOL. Keyword Duke 3D.
Keyword
Mike
Twitch.
Newman fan site.
So you are here at the show looking for just more inspiration for looking for more Duke news.
Not really, no. Actually, yeah, so I work at Gearbox Software, and we brought Borderlands Super Sequel. We got a game with Telltale called Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah.
A lot of tales in that sentence. And we are having a good show. I also do a comedy podcast,
Yeah.
Chainsaw Suit. Go to chainsawsuit.com/podcast. This week we made up a fake company because I wanted to be in your guys' world. So we made up GamerGulp.tv, which we didn't own for a day and a half before we grabbed it. Chris Straub is in the back somewhere. He's the guy doing podcasts about. So we actually got some exclusive interviews with people that were not in on the joke.
Wow. Is that how you got accreditation as well, or was that with the Gearbox stuff?
Yeah, I've been a Gearbox for like 13 years.
All right. So they know you're doing that stuff?
They don't care. We can do whatever we want. As long as we do our work and it's awesome, they don't care.
Show up
They
and
don't
do
care
the
about
work, and
making executive VPs of
You
random
just walk
companies
in.
look
You
bad,
just
but
walk in one day a week. Walk up to a whiteboard and just write "Joy Puke," and they go, "Fuck you guys! I've got other stuff I got to do." Walk out. Right? That's pretty much-
That actually is not far away from where Joey Pugh came from.
All right.
Here's a funny story before we move on to more press people. No, I'm just kidding.
You're here as a press person. I mean,
Yeah, let's be honest.
No, so we did this new trailer for Borderlands, the pre-sequel. You're welcome for that title, by the way. And I called up John Drake and Nick Chester at Harmonix. If you guys seen the trailer, there's a dance break sponsored by Harmonix. They actually did the animations and sent them over. And I thought that was really, I was kind of expecting a bigger reaction. Like Gearbox and Harmonix teamed up for a friggin' trailer to do a thing just to make people happy. That's awesome. Like that does not happen very often.
no. It's normally they'd be like, "We got games to make. We don't have time for that." But
Yeah.
turns out those guys have all the time.
It worked out. I was very excited about it.
The problem was your timing because no one is capable of feeling happy right now.
I was pretty happy when it was done, when I finished up that trailer. I was like, hell yes.
You're the last one.
Maybe it's a good thing. If it was anyone else except Gearbox, then it might have been a shock, but it was kind of like, yeah, those guys, that seems like some
you're
dumb
just
shit that they do.
expecting the impossible thing that has never occurred in the game industry from that's
Best of luck.
Those are
with the
big
future.
shoes, man.
Do it again. Do it again.
Get ready. Exclusive announcement. No, it's not. I don't have one.
I want the next trailer to be live action and shot on the moon.
No big deal.
Okay.
I got my boy Wes
You want to be in
Moonves to
it?
sort, yeah.
Which Jeff Gersman, if you're going to be a character in Borderlands in a live action trailer, which character would you be? Do
Character would I be? Gosh, I don't know.
you know any of the characters in Borderlands? Should I kind of...
I mean,
Scooter's pretty good.
Winston.
Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah, Winston.
Ghostbuster in Borderlands.
Think about how awesome that would be.
I
I mean,
almost went with Border Buster, and I was
Yeah.
like, that sounds kind of racist.
Yes.
So I'm not going to go there.
I mean, the pre-sequel has the lasers in it. You know, it's like a proton
Lasers
pack sort of
and
thing.
freeze rays.
Yeah.
And, we have pew-pew lasers and beam lasers. We got everything. We have a lot of guns. We have beaten our own Guinness World Record twice now.
Oh, for just
Most
number
guns in the
of
game.
guns.
Real,
yeah.
real Guinness record. They actually printed it out.
Buy
We
the
have
book
it.
and-
But Borderlands destroyed the first one, and then pre-sequel destroys Borderlands 2 in number of guns.
What was the previous one before Borderlands even got into the mix?
Mario 2?
Okay.
Turnips. It was.
There are a lot of turnips. There are a
were
lot
three
of
varieties
turnips.
of turnips
Yeah.
in Mario 2. And
The previous record was like 18 weapons. Yours was like
there was a-
500,000.
Overachievers.
That would be interesting. I don't think the record exists until they gave it to us because it was just like, okay, you have 17 million. Here you go.
That sounds
I
legit.
would like to know like what the most number of guns before Borderlands 1 was. That would be interesting to me.
Yeah, we should try to dig that out. I would be. Is it the Russian guy, the gun store? Is it Vlad? That's not his name.
Oh, Vladov.
Vladov.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would consider being him. He seems like.
We never cast him. You could be Vladov. Let's talk.
How's your accent?
Alex Navarro, let's talk. Wait, you
Talk to
went
my
on
agent.
I thought.
I just brought a bunch of questions about Brothers in
you're
Arms
Randy.
Furious 4. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Oh.
Gets up, walks away. Oh, fantastic! Great, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are you guys making that isn't Borderlands?
We made a lot of stuff. that's not
Homework.
Borderlands.
I mean, right
Make
now.
homework.
Yeah, but what have you done for me lately?
We have not announced anything yet.
Blue
we
Shift.
have lots of good projects, lots of very exciting stuff.
It seems like you guys have like 20 games
if I'm
development
gonna
at any given
spill an
time.
exclusive, it's going to go to GamerGulp.tv.
Fair enough. Those guys are
those guys are
vertically integrated. They're huge.
You guys are at the top of their game, man.
Free sponsorships
So
today.
when it comes time to announce the Heat game, that's where it's going to go. obviously.
They have that Samsung money.
Yeah. How do you feel about Samsung products?
the Samsung Galaxy Note is fantastic. Check out GamerGulp.tv on your Samsung Galaxy now.
I'll take that.
This is where we go to a commercial, right?
Fun fact, the Borderlands,
Guys,
Borderlands pre-sequel takes place in the Samsung Galaxy.
Samsungiverse.
Wow. That sounds right.
Griffin,
Hey,
welcome to the show.
thanks. It's nice to be
How
here.
are things going?
They're going good. It's been a decent E3. I've been doing video stuff for the first time. I recently moved over to the video side of Polygon. So I'm learning how that works.
Is it like,
Or rather, should I say, how it does not work, especially super well. I mean, Polygon, we do good videos. It's everybody else not wanting to, show you what their games look like when people are playing them.
yeah, that's sort of, it's sometimes going to be
recurring
hard
theme.
to get footage of games.
It's baffling to me. It's literally been, this was my first E3 doing it, and it's like, I spent the past 3 days like, why don't we create a video package where we show what the game looks like while it's running, which seems like basic sort of brass tacks stuff. But
It's one of those things, I think that, if they do it for you guys, then they have to like have everyone do it, like give access to everyone, and then it's like just they have to set up a separate capture station. And
I'm not even talking about capturing. I'm talking about like giving out B-roll of the game that you
yes,
made,
actually
which
just-
is still
getting B-roll,
super
yes.
hard to get.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense. And then there's all these stipulations of
You not just put up the
you have
B-roll.
to chop and screw it in a
yeah,
particular
if you just put up
way.
the B-roll raw,
Then the company will dissolve because if somebody sees our game running in its
Yeah.
native environment, like it's
like if they
bananas.
just see these 3 different sequences cut together
Right.
without anything joining them together, they're not going to understand what that is. They're going to look at it and go like, "Oh, is this even a video game? Who am I?"
if I post raw footage of Captain Toad, I'll probably get taken to court for everything I own. But if I put up footage of Captain Toad and I literally go over the entire thing, I'm fine because I've transformed.
Protected by fair
I've
use.
transformed
Yes,
the art.
that's when they invented fair use.
Put
It
it on
was
YouTube. You got that whole content ID.
Then I have,
system.
I'll give them,
That's
50 cents to
so,
the dollar, but I'm totally cool with that because
yeah. Let's all get into business with game companies. That's totally how this is supposed to work.
no, just
Yeah.
just Nintendo.
Just Nintendo.
B-roll? Are we good? With
I mean, I haven't got any video from Tales from the Borderlands, but I don't know if that's that's there
Telltale.
yet.
I mean, I'll talk to somebody. I'd like to help you out.
Do you
No,
know a
you guys
guy?
are actually cool. You guys helped us out like before E3 even started, which is ideal. If it
We take pride in having a very smooth running marketing.
no, you were
department that
like
has
a
good
well-oiled machine. You guys were fantastic. You were the exception to the.
You're a
to the norm.
machine.
A lot of that is big ups to Chris Failer.
Thanks a lot. Thank
Have
you.
to go to Chris.
Yeah. And now,
we'll be right back.
take it to Failer Town.
We don't have those.
Take it to Failer Town.
Great. So you are primarily like actually cutting video or?
Cutting video, I mean, but I also do like all the previews. So I play all this stuff that basically we're not getting, interview segments.
Right.
People have been coming to our studio. We rent out a really nice place. It's a porn studio, but it's like a really nice porn studio.
I mean, certainly much better than you guys.
They
know,
shoot
yeah.
that like soft filter porn there, like
Hang
that
on, yeah,
good stuff.
You guys keep saying
Did
you're in a
yours feel
porn
safe?
studio.
Ours is a porn studio, and it's like you don't want to touch.
All
any-
of our shit got stolen, so no.
No, it didn't feel especially
All
safe.
of our camera equipment was stolen out of the space, so absolutely not. But
That
the
has-
shower.
Use any Shadow Warrior MIDI covers in your porn?
That would be really great. It would have a really nice rhythm to
talk,
it. Sure.
we'll talk.
And
Our studio has a signed picture of 2 celebrities. One is Paris Hilton, the other is recording star Brandy, and her signature says it's a home away from home.
I guess it can't be all that bad.
Yeah, I mean, if Brandy's been there. then-
Brandy, you're.
So do you film everything you're doing in that space in front of those 2 sign things?
We make the people we're interviewing hold them in front of
Okay,
them like
good.
this,
All right.
and they move them around like I'm Brandy, like
Yeah.
that. So,
All right. So
we
you're-
have a lot of fun.
All right, producing
Obviously.
quality video, fantastic. Justin,
Hey,
what are you doing at the show? Great, good.
I've entered like my grand old man stage of my game journalism career, just kind
Yeah.
of talking to youngsters, shaping their career paths.
Yeah.
I stay
feel
at our
every day.
booth.
You get to say things like, "Look, guys, you got it easy."
Well, back in my day, no, here's how actually ancillary I've become to the entire process. Today, not an exaggeration, not a joke. Our intern came to me and pawned off work that he did not have time to do. Not a joke. People vouch for this. He said, "Listen, I'm really busy with transcription. Can you do these video
Oh my
quotes?"
God.
Like,
Wow, that kid's
okay.
really going places.
Yeah,
Yeah, going the fuck out of there.
the
What
scrap
yeah, exactly. It's
When
like,
I'm done with him, no, I've been to the show floor once for an hour.
obtain your hide.
I saw 2 games. That's been my E3. so
Are you
far.
ready to drop with those?
Tales from the Borderlands is one of them, and I was
And-
really into it.
What's the other one?
It was
I
good.
was super. It was. I just want to
demo.
say I was way more into it than I thought I would be, and it looks really good. Patrick Warburton was in it. That was a treat. I really enjoyed that.
That was a treat. That was kind of a surprise to us. Some of the
that
we knew
embargo?
some of the casting, but Patrick Warburton was kind of a secret from some people. So we're just like, oh, awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. I have to go to the bathroom really bad.
Go ahead. Well,
Because
we
I came straight from the show floor.
cut Mikey's
Go for it.
mic. So
Yeah,
you
do you want
can,
actually do you want to just mic my go to
Yeah, I mean, if you
We're
can
not
bring it up,
wireless. I wish we were
wired,
wireless.
so-
I mean, if you could just be
grab
right there.
beers for
then-
Yeah,
everybody.
grab beers.
Yeah, grab like 8 beers.
8 beers.
Please.
Drag the beers.
Oh, you left someone his.
Yeah, but anyway, it was good. It was a good game. It was good.
Good work.
Good work, Mikey. Yeah.
He's just like, fucking Tales from the Board. I can't believe you talk about that
I made
fucking
one.
piece of
That,
shit.
that one I just snuck in. I made one appointment for the entire show because I knew I had to go to the show floor to play one game.
One
What
game.
was it?
Lay it on me.
It was Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments.
All right.
That's what I wanted to hear.
The,
Is this a squeakquel to your last hit giant bomb bit?
This is a squeakle to my hit giant bomb bit where I recount the. This is the worst. When I'm leaving, I am met by Shannon, the PR rep, who is helping me set up the interview, and he gives me a look that could melt ice. He looks at me and he says, "Did you get what you needed?" Exactly like that. I don't know if you knew. It was probably my own paranoia. Did you get what you needed? Yeah, I did. Those people are so kind. Let me tell you the cool things about Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments. 6 different cases. Completely disconnected from one another.
Can we start at the start? Where does this fit into the timeline of the Sherlock Holmes
Okay,
verse?
so if you'll remember in Sherlock Holmes, the Testament of Sherlock Holmes, which
Yeah.
was Sherlock Holmes 6, Shix.
Which I thought he died.
Shix. The
Sherlock 6.
Right. This is Shevin. Now, the seventh Sherlock Holmes. In Sherlock
Carol
5
Channing over
was
there.
Sherlock versus Jack the Ripper. He cracked that
He
one.
made that one up.
Wide open. What?
Is that a real game?
Yeah.
Oh, of course
Yeah.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could it not be?
Yeah, it's real. It's real as hell.
It's the realest game.
And then the next one is Testament of Sherlock Holmes, which you'll remember Sherlock Holmes died in that game, which they told me 10 minutes into my demo.
Spoilers.
That he died. Yeah, indeed, that he died.
I mean, it was a long time ago. Like, he died at some point, probably.
Much like Tupac, it was faked. And he's back. He's solving crimes. He's paired with John Watson again. There's six different crimes. Sherlock Holmes in Crimes and Punishments, which like.
Not
I know
crime
what
and
you're-
punishment.
I don't infringe on the crime and punishment trademark.
There had to be a conversation, exactly. And there had to be a conversation somewhere where somebody said, well, we have more than one. we do have to include multiple. I mean, it's
But there's
plural.
only one punishment.
Right.
Oh,
we
thank
can-
you, sir.
Death.
I feel like they could have maybe gone with crimes and punishment.
Punishment? Right. Well, that's the weird thing about it. It is actually completely accurate because.
Thank you.
Yep. It is actually completely accurate because there is a moral choice when you play a case in Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. You solve the case however you see fit, and then it doesn't tell you if you got it right or not. You make the decision. You're guilty, and then you move on with your life. Beyond that, you get to decide whether or not you turn the person in who you think is guilty or you sweep it under the rug. You're making a moral decision on how this crime will be prosecuted. It is basically transforming Sherlock Holmes into Judge Dredd.
When I think about Sherlock Holmes, I just think like, that kind of moral
Gotta split it.
ambiguity of
Gotta
just like,
split it.
whatever.
split
Well, so what was a scenario where, say, someone had murdered someone and you would think about not turning them in? Like, what did they give you any
Maybe the
situations
guy
with that?
that he killed was a real dick.
I mean, maybe.
What I saw to say that the great thing about the Sherlock Holmes game when they're demoing it is that they have realized many parts are boring. When I started the demo, it was literally Sherlock Holmes in a bathhouse with 3 dudes wearing a towel and another dude wearing a towel who was dead. That is literally how the demo started. Sherlock goes over to the wall and there's a sign that says G. Newell Steam Company, and there's a handle you turn on. I know, that was pretty good. There's a handle you turn on. The room fills with steam. What?
Sorry, it took me like 20 seconds longer than everybody else in the room.
And then one of the guys is like a mouse back in his head. You're like, what is that?
So yeah. I mean, I think it's if it's justifiable. Like I don't know, he seemed to have it coming. But the reason it's hard for me to answer these questions is that the people at Frogwares who make the game are very kind. And I actually have. This is not a complete goof for me, as I have played the last 2 Sherlock Holmes games and enjoyed them very much. At some point, I made that Phil Collins flip where I stopped being ironically entertained by Phil Collins and was just kind of into Phil Collins.
That happened to me with Jay-Z.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but they move very fast. She says, well, I skip the dialogue.
Wait, where is this made? Fucking
This is-
Mongolia?
It's
What is that accent?
That's his Mongolia. accent.
This is also my Michael Caine. I'll skip the dialogue. You basically, there's a lot of story and a lot of narration. Skip. I have no idea what's going on. She starts a puzzle right after that where she's assembling steel blocks to make a mold that you pour steel into that makes a knife, and that's how you know it was a knife. And she tries it once, and she says, I cannot solve. I'll skip this too. Skips the puzzle. So we're skipping through the person.
You've skipped both parts of the game.
Both things are in the game.
Yeah.
And then she uses a crossbow to shoot a rope bridge across this ravine, and she gets like 3 feet out and falls off of it. And she says, there's not a lot of action in this game. Skip. You're basically skipping the puzzles, the dialogue, the scenes, and she waits when she gets to the end to let me hover on the scene where she decides the fate of this guy that she's just guessing whether or not he did it. I know she's guessing because she skipped every fucking thing. She knows nothing about this game. She's just connecting whatever loose ends that she can string together. And then after you solve the case, you get to see how many other people solve the case like you are.
Oh,
I know,
wow.
which is going to be a pretty grim window into how many other people are playing Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment alongside of you.
The other 3 people do this.
When you finish the case, it just says 100% of people chose this.
Let's skip this too, actually. You know, it's skip things. But don't rest assured, dear reader, I'll be one of those at home solving the cases too. And so you don't know if the one of those 104 will be me. You don't know if you got it right or not. You just know how many people agreed with you. It's like this very recursive, like sort of a crowd thing, 1984. Like we all think he's guilty, so he's guilty.
Drown the witch.
There's no right. There's no right answers.
Hold
Was
him
this
under
the
the
same
water.
person who gave your demo the last time?
It is. It was Olga.
So, Patrick, can we get her on the show next year?
Oh, I would love that.
If she's not fired based on this story, because you just strung
Hopefully
her
she's getting
the
promoted,
hell
because
up.
if they're getting other coverage than this, I sure as hell don't know where it's coming from. Actually, I take that back. There were 2 other French people in there. It was a terrible...
Wait, that was a French accent?
I'm doing my best.
Frogware.
Yeah.
Think about it.
soft and pick up some of
There
the...
was
Let's hear your French accent.
There's a decidedly
Yeah.
Austrian bent to
Yeah, at
it,
least
but
I'm
sure,
going
you know.
for it.
People say.
All right, well,
It was they were very polite though, but it was a French journalist in my demo, and then this woman who's French, and they were continuing to talk to each other in like halting English, and I felt so bad because like if I just left, they could have just communicated.
I had that same
So
exact,
real-
I had that same exact experience at the Devolver party, and I went into I think it was Roll 7's game, and they were speaking to a team of journalists there in French, and I walked in, I was the only English speaker, and they're like, "Well, I guess we have to be cordial to the one asshole in the room that doesn't speak the language that the other 100 of us speak in here."
But they're always very nice, and the games are actually very good when you're not skipping through all the things that are in the game. But Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment coming.
Punishments. Coming
Thank you.
You don't deal out one punishment for
No,
all
because
6
you can
crimes.
choose between 2, whatever you feel like.
You get to choose what level of punishment?
Can you pay the iron price?
It's just a binary, like sweep it under the rug or he hangs, I guess. And she made it clear to say, this is the 1800s. Is murder. He will die for sure. They will behead him, like for sure.
Right? This is
really
amazing.
good.
I love it.
Casey Lynch, can we hear your French accent? Go.
Oh man.
Out the front of his mouth.
I'm just going to defer to everybody in Watch Dogs that supposedly lives in Chicago. that
Yeah, all
actually
that perfect
Canadian
Chicago
accents.
accent.
Yeah,
that
that's how
Watch Dogs
everybody
has.
sounds in Chicago.
So what's Midnight City up to at the show?
We are showing Costume Quest 2. We're here with Double Fine. We did an event last night called The Mix, which stands for Media Indie Exchange, which is something that we started back at IGN. We did...
What did the media and the indies exchange?
Yeah, it was like,
Fluid,
well,
it's like
IGN
what,
did this
you know?
thing where we hosted a bunch of indie developers and we just gave out our office space for them to use. And
Oh,
we did
right.
an indie open house event, and that ended up becoming The Mix. And so now that's something that happens every year at GDC. So those guys that put that together, which is like Justin Woodward and Joel Dreskin, they worked with IndieCade and they put on this event last night with like 30 games. So we had Costume Quest there, we had
Great.
Video Ball. Director's Cut of Slender, a bunch of different games.
I still have not seen Video Ball. I'm like
What?
dying to see Video Ball.
Yeah.
I still have not been in a
We
place.
had it on the Samsung stage at GameSpot today.
Ooh, the Samsung stage. That's
right.
Is it on the Galaxy Note
Prestigious.
or not?
Sorry.
Yeah, does
I
it run
can't
on
fucking-
Android,
I
or
can't
what
say
is
the
it? What are
word
we
without
talking
calling it on
It's built in Unity, so it could,
Right, no,
but not right now. No. So yeah, I mean, we're having fun. We're
gonna make
showing
an
Crossing
S-note
Quest
of
2 behind closed doors, like for
What's the user
like
interface?
eyes-on demos.
Like Custom Quest 2, a huge secret. You can't.
crazy.
you-
Well, it's just- it's
we
just
can't
really
just show it to just anyone. The candy corn jokes are too good.
It is hardcore.
The candy corn joke is hard. I'm not fucking around. The candy corn stuff is pretty.
It is. You're right. You're right. Yeah. So we're doing that, and it's not secret as much as it's just cheaper to
Sure.
like do it offsite.
Oh, okay. Offsite. Okay,
That's
I
what
thought
it
you
is,
like
yeah.
had a
No,
booth
no, no,
somewhere,
yeah.
and we're like,
we
"Oh,
have like
get away.
we have like this awesome Airbnb that
nice.
we're doing it at that has like a pool and barbecue. So that's where we'll be tonight.
Oh, fantastic. So, I mean, like showing around E3 and not necessarily at E3 seems to have its benefits. Like, is it more difficult to get people to come out? I know, like, for our part, like, sometimes it can be hard to, like, get off the floor in the middle of the day because you have,
You have
like,
a live
9 other
stage
things. And
that you
Well,
don't
I mean,
use.
there's definitely
well,
a lot
yeah.
of competition. I mean, like you talk about trying to get a journalist like Justin McElroy come to see your game,
Never
and
heard
he's
of
like,
him.
I am so busy with these
Macklemore. Yeah, I mean, Macklemore's,
goddamn
he's got a
Sherlock
ton of
Holmes
stuff going on.
games. No, I mean, we have a full schedule, so
Cool.
it's not too far away.
Great. Awesome. So that's pretty exciting. I can't stop thinking about Sherlock Holmes. What platform do they let you play it on? It's coming
BBC,
to. It is coming to.
Is it a next-gen experience?
PC, Xbox One,
Yeah.
Xbox 360,
Holy shit.
PS4,
Is it really?
PS3.
No.
Yeah, and they-
I want it to be like Xbox One, the first one.
Right. PS2.
Nomad. It's coming everywhere.
No, man. Virtual Boy, Jaguar, you name it.
Warzone.
It's going. War.
This is the wrong
Play it
group
on
of
the
people to
Tiger
play this game
Warzone
with.
this fall.
We could literally play this game for a week. This is the wrong group of people to play the obscure video game console game with.
Yeah. In television, and it supports the voice module.
Oh God.
Game.com?
BBC
You would do
Micro.
Game.com?
Yeah, I have a game.
Various types of electronic devices.
It's a poor device. Fighters Mega Mix.
It's a very bad
It's a
device.
bad. It's like, but it can connect to the internet, which.
The Worlds of Wonder FMV console. Did you ever see?
Like the
Worlds of
Nemo?
Wonder, the
The
laser tag game.
Like, did that run on Teddy
Oh my
Ruxpin?
gosh!
What?
I remember you had one of those.
Someone in chat will probably know the name. Like the name of it is escaping me. but-
The Action Max.
Yes, the Action Max.
Wow.
You put in a
Wow.
videotape,
Jesus.
right? And you watch a movie.
And don't you like stick a.
You put a red thing on your TV screen, and then you fire a gun at your TV.
What science is that? That's not how anything works. I just put this piece of tape on my TV and now it
totally
transforms
worked. It was legit. It was like that Captain Bravestar.
Captain Power.
Captain Power.
Or it was
Yeah.
Captain Power.
Yeah.
Sorry. And you shot at the TV. It was.
I don't
mean,
know
it was like
why,
Time Crisis.
I don't know
basically.
why Captain
Red
Power
sticker.
did not need the additional red light tech, but that was
I
very
thought the red
important
light was just there as like a scoring thing to let you know, like, hey, good job.
because the console itself didn't make any noise. Or maybe you're right. It's just something to make me
So
feel
a little
good.
bit of feedback because
All
Captain
wired.
Power, if you held the thing at the screen and got hit too many times, eventually the dude had to eject.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
this motorized like thing of the guy flying out the front. And you're like, this is the fucking coolest shit I've ever seen.
Yep. But there's no ambiguity if you lose either. It's just, oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, fucking damn.
E3 exclusive right here, Captain Power.
Right.
Captain Power
Talking about
is,
the hard hitting.
is back. As we come to my Captain Power fan site, we've got rips of all the episodes up there, just straight up Divx.
Take it down a few times.
Yeah, take that. We got to move it around.
Grab CD1 and CD2.
I got an
episode-
offshore server, yo.
Each episode's broken in like 20 different
files?
Yeah, 20 different
RA001.
Windows
Yeah.
media files.
They're arged up.
It's all up on our news group. It's okay.
Yeah. It's alt.captain-power. It's a top level domain because there's alt.captain-power.xxx, which is where I post my fan fiction.
You guys like legitimately know too much about that shit.
Well, what
you are-
kind of gun shooting at TV entertainment did you have in Europe growing up?
I still
Cara
don't know
and
how those-
Danny, what
I
did
don't
you
s-
have there?
What forgotten console news group did you subscribe to?
Yeah!
We didn't have broadband in Ireland until like 5 months ago.
You owned Genesis, didn't you?
Mega Drive, motherfucker.
Wow.
Still Sega.
Mega Drive.
It's a cooler name.
Still,
It's a way cooler
What does
name.
that mean? Sega was awesome.
I had a Commodore Amiga. Now that's a cool name for a console.
Did you? But did you actually not own a Genesis, or did
No,
you
I had
just
a Mega
change this? Okay.
Had a
That was
Mega
it?
Drive, yeah.
That was the only you ever had was a Mega Drive?
The only video
sorry.
game system he's ever played.
I didn't have the privileged upbringing you had with all your
I grew
consoles
up in a
and
garbage
stuff.
can with a Nintendo. That
Danny
was-
McGuire was too busy getting bottles of Buckfast broken over his head to play video games.
See, now that see, it
That-
happens
that's-
all the
yeah,
time.
No,
supposed
that's,
to be a
that's,
team.
that's Scotland. It's
Scottish,
yeah,
Irish.
yeah.
And the leprechauns and the weird sport with the stick
Yeah,
where
I'm
people hit
just-
each
I'm
other.
like
I don't
just
Where did the Welsh
drunk.
fit into all of this?
Well, I mean, they're, you
They're
know,
the
they
fourth
have
one.
They're the third heat.
dragons and daffodils. And
Yeah, and Ni no
something.
Kuni.
And, yeah.
Okay.
Can I go to that side of the table, or is it too late? Or
I mean, like,
I don't
I'm
know.
like,
We should swap out.
Our borders are closed.
oh,
like, I'm like
let's do it.
barely Irish, so I could, they can be sit over there. I don't.
Europe is great. Well, I'm on this.
Is that your French accent?
It's a killer.
That's
French
like all
accent.
the European accents at once, kind
It
of.
was like a really lazy English South London.
Do your
I was
Weasley.
just
Do your
saying
Ron.
this, I was just
Ron's
saying
looking
this.
at you.
Every time someone
no,
does an
I can't do it
impression
in
of
front of
me, it's
Ron.
like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins. It's like Cockney, and I'm like, do I sound Cockney? I
Not
don't
even
know.
remotely.
That's pretty good. You said taco, which we all
That was
talked
we all
about.
had that slight- I think that was like a joint, like really nice thing we all did.
Which everyone in Texas says. Everyone in Texas says it that way too,
I'm from
don't
Oklahoma. I have no discernible personality or accent. So
they? Believe me, I know.
I said nachos, and everyone at the table
Yeah.
stared at me once, and they were like,
Nacho, yeah.
"It's nachos."
I fucking have had to put up with this bullshit for 7 months.
I feel like
get out
I
while you
really
still
like
can.
the way you say taco. I kind of dig it. I think
I-
I'm going
I
to start
had a
talking that way
taco.
now.
You almost add an extra syllable in there, which is great.
Taco.
Taco.
It's Klingon.
Taco. Anyway.
Buckfast. Let's talk about it.
Buckfast. It tastes terrible. Never drink it. It's awful.
I don't know what it is.
I had a bottle
Do
of
you like it? Do you like it? Did it happen?
Danny has a friend who got a bottle of Buckfast into the country for me.
Yeah.
It is a bum wine. It is a fortified, what is it, a fortified rice
Yeah.
wine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is high alcohol content and seems to inspire fighting. Also, it has a lot of caffeine in it, which helps to further the fighting.
It's kind of like the UK and Ireland Four Loco, I think. is what it
Yeah,
sounds
but
like.
it seemed like it was a little more savage than that.
Yeah.
Also, comes in a glass bottle, which
Yeah.
Four Loko doesn't.
You might like this thing called Tennant's Special Brew.
Yeah?
Which is.
it like
a
St. Ides
very-
Special Brew?
It's,
Is it like
it's
St.
like
Ides
it's like
Special
a
Brew?
beer that's very alcoholic and very cheap, and that's something that some vagrants may drink where I come from.
Tennant's is really.
By
putrid.
vagrants, you mean video game journalists?
Oh yeah.
throwing
We
the
drink it all the
bows over here.
time. Yeah.
The Bucky stuff is weird though, because it got really popular in Ireland as well, to the point where because it's from like some monastery.
It's like it's made in a monastery.
Like a bunch of
And, like,
monks.
all
made
the
that
best
shit.
of it,
Make
right?
it.
Yeah.
Because it's not even made in Ireland or Scotland.
No, it's made
Oh, is it not?
somewhere. Yeah, it's made somewhere weird.
somewhere in North England?
Well, maybe it's in England. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just ship it down to keep
Look,
you guys.
Guinness isn't even
Yeah.
owned by Irish people anymore. It's owned by English. So
That's okay. Budweiser's not owned by American
Leprechauns,
people
the
anymore.
Germans bought that
Has
shit off us
Buckfast been
years ago.
banned yet, or you guys still have ready
No,
access?
it's
See,
in
we
fact.
lost our Four Loco hookup. So we have.
Oh, yeah.
we
Yeah.
have-
Still
The
legal
Four
in
Loko
the
didn't last
States.
too long.
First they came
They
for the
nerfed
Sparks,
it.
and
Yeah,
then they
they
came
revamped
for the.
nothing.
I've got half a case of old Sparks.
I'll pay any amount
Still.
of money you want.
That's got to be like 6 years old.
It kind of tastes like dirt,
Oh no.
but it does what you're looking for it to
Didn't
do.
it always though?
No.
Oh come
It's
on.
like aged dirt now.
What's Spark?
Sparks is
pre-Four Loko. Is the
Sparks was the
It's like
original. Four
punishments.
Loko is just bootleg Sparks, as
Yeah.
far as I'm.
Oh, okay.
We used to play a fun game where we'd take a 40 and we'd drink the 40 down to the label, and then we would refill that with the Sparks back up, and
okay.
then you have a whole. You've transformed
It's
the
like
beverage.
orange English, but with Sparks.
The funny thing about Sparks is you mainly would drink a Sparks at the beginning of the night because you're feeling a little run down. You feel like you need an extra pick-me-up.
You drink some poison. Good
So you
idea.
drink some poison, and you have no excuse. You're not drunk. You have no excuse for drinking a highly caffeinated beer because there is literally no way. Your body needs the not caffeine. It's the sleepy is your body's natural defense against alcohol. You will get to a point where your body's like, no, check out. You're done. Click. With Sparks, you did not get to that point. Your brain would check in. Are we still? Yeah. we're
Everything
good.
is fine. We're just like college kids speedballing over here.
Is it that different than just like a Red Bull and
No,
vodka?
not at all. It is just
Can you
it
do
is a
Four
cheaper
Loko
version of
and
it.
vodka?
It looks like a battery.
You absolutely
which was
could.
nice.
Holy shit! Why is that not
Last
happening
Friday,
right now?
I had
Because
this thing
Sparks
called a
doesn't exist
Lima-Rita.
anymore.
Have you had a Lima-Rita?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
there.
I thought it was just like a margarita, right? And I looked at the contents and it's got malt liquor in it or something, and I was like,
So it's like it's a cheaper. They try to make it flavored like that, but
Yeah.
using cheaper
What's
components.
like a michelada? Is that the word for like
Chelada?
A chelada when you Get a margarita
It's like
down
a Bud
the-
Light and Clamato.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
say.
Ugh.
The margaritas for that segment of the market is like, I want to make a margarita, but who has the time?
That's my segment. That's where I live. I have a house there in that segment.
I bought a can of Juice, that's Joose, which they were also in the same category as Four Loko before all the. So they all got banned and came back without the energy in them anymore, which is like, it's pointless at this point.
Now it's really juice.
Without
It's
the
just
second
juice now.
Substance.
So instead, now it's just like 12% malt alcohol.
Great.
That they have a screwdriver flavor, and I like a little orange juice, I like a little vodka. So I thought, again, who has the time to mix these two things together?
Yeah.
If I can get a big tall can of it, it's so colorful and tropical. I like to party. So I brought a can of this to a friend of mine's engagement party because I'm a classy gentleman. Show up and they're like, it's like, so we got sangria and all such stuff. It's like, I'm cool.
My drink spelled wrong. Let's party.
Tim Rogers told me it was traditional to take Funyuns to a party.
He's absolutely right.
What an asshole thing to do to someone.
That's absolutely true.
What's a Funyun?
They're fucking
Oh, you have so much.
So it's like an onion
That's
that's been made fun.
Yeah, it's a fun.
It's onion flavored Cheetos.
You know how you eat an onion? You're
without
like,
cheese.
Yeah. Fuck this shit.
Boring.
This is a pretty okay vegetable, but I'm so bored.
Green onions, more like.
Onions on the ground behind you. You're just like, why do I have
take
these?
that out of my burger. No
Why do I keep cutting
thanks.
these up in the morning and putting them in a bag so I can throw them on the street?
I hate onions, and also I hate Funyuns.
That's fine.
It's
It's
a weird
okay.
flavor.
Did you get? Is it Easter?
How do you feel about
still,
fun?
or no?
All right, great.
How do you feel
Also-
about salad onions?
what's salad? What
do they call them?
Exactly.
Salad onions?
Salad onions, yeah, like, I don't know.
You got a
what they
red
call them
onion,
here.
you got
Chop them
yellow
up for the, for the lettuce. What are
Yeah,
they fucking
spring
called?
onions?
Spring onion. What do you think of spring onion? No, I don't like those either.
You said onion.
Dude,
so-
we went to that Del Taco and you were like, no lettuce or nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
That is Jeff Gerstmann
that-
way.
Have you met
I
Jeff
love Del
Gerstmann?
it gets in the
Taco.
way.
Just get off the flavor of the meat,
yeah.
of the awesome Del Taco
Yeah.
flavor.
To be fair, Del Taco, like I got a sense you wanted to that classic experience, and I don't think it exists anymore.
Okay.
I feel like
Okay.
Del Taco is maybe
Wait, what's happened?
They cut back on their flavor.
the food
their
had to have
flavor
changed
budget.
because I certainly haven't. It just didn't. It wasn't
It's
as.
not as much cumin. It's just
Yeah,
Cumin.
Just the spice is just a little.
cumin.
Thank you. Thank you.
I decided to check in
We were
on.
correcting each other's pronunciations.
I decided to check in on
Oregano.
LA News as soon as I got down here. First news story I read was that someone had been murdered at a Del Taco.
Great.
Yeah.
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 Was it
I saw.
over the cumin or
I
not?
can't say for certain. It might have been
The
over
lack
the
of,
cheese.
the lack of cumin,
They
and
shrunk
also
the
they were out of
cheeseburgers
dulce
there.
de leche shakes, and
They
people
did
were
shake
like,
the
"What the
cheeseburgers.
fuck?"
It's
But
fun.
it's hard to go wrong with Del Taco because you can get a little Mexican and a little American.
Yeah.
You get your French fries, you
Get
get
a
your green
burger.
burrito.
That's their motto. It's hard to
So-
They got that.
It's hard to go wrong.
I like variety.
For the Texans here, I'm gonna name the taco restaurants we have, and then yell at me. It's really loud over there. What are you guys doing?
People showing up for the next
Oh,
segment.
it's fine.
Yeah.
So, 'cause like Del Taco is not a
No, it's not a
Texas
thing that exists.
Taco Bell, I'm guessing, is everywhere.
Sure.
Taco Bueno.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Taco Cabana. Do you guys
Taco
have that?
Cabana is
Nope.
actually fresh-ish food.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's
It's not
not
bad.
real.
They'll serve you a margarita through a drive-through, which is kind of great.
I go to this
That
place
seems
called
illegal.
Taco Delight by my house. It's
I don't think those exist.
D-E-L-I-T-E
no,
or
it's spelled like a person would spell it.
okay.
So is your state just filled with places that's just taco word? Like, is
Yeah,
that just
I
every?
I have named 4 restaurants in the largest state in the continental United States, and that's all we have.
Yeah.
There used to
Taco
be a
pants.
there used to be
Taco
a, like
electric.
a
Denny's Taco, it's a sub-brand of Denny's.
Taco
wait,
Gutenberg
there used to be this
is
Mexican-Irish fusion place in my hometown called Patty Gonzalez.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
We
It was like
have
fucking
a
tasty.
I bet
place-
it's really authentic.
We have a place in my hometown that was a
Beef with
breakfast
Brady's.
place, and then
Yeah.
it was
Don't
bought
go together
by
at
the
all.
local Mexican chain that owns the biggest Mexican chain, I should say. And it was a breakfast place, and they already set up to sell breakfast, and they were doing those hours already. So they made the chain is called Tanapa.
Tanapas.
So
Tanapas.
Tanapas, sorry. And this new monstrosity is called Flapjacks Tanapas. That's right.
It is.
Pancakes in the morning. Mexican food in the afternoon is what they should do, but instead it's everything all day.
24/7 free for all.
It's a free for all. You come in whatever you want.
But when pizza's on a bagel, you get a pizza anytime.
It is
That's true.
It is almost
Yeah.
perfectly in the middle of. There's a street in Huntington, West Virginia that is all bars exclusively, which you would expect from like maybe in Austin or something like that, where it's like
no, let's beat up on
it's
Texas
just like
more.
crazy.
Continue.
But in Huntington, it's all bars, and then you turn the corner, and then you're drunk. What do you need? Do you need a burrito? Do you
Yes.
need a big stack of pancakes?
Yes.
Do you need a burrito on top of a big stack of pancakes?
Well, they make me a burrito.
America.
Well, can I get a pancake as a burrito, like a pancake tortilla? Will they do that?
I think
Is that
even, like,
I have to
McDonald's
order off
packet,
the menu
like-
for that? Is that a
Yeah.
little
Never the
custom?
twain shall meet. Those guys don't even talk to each other.
Oh man,
Two separate kitchens.
separate registers,
right.
all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Look,
it's
I
bad.
I don't eat a lot of breakfast because I like to sleep in instead. But I love breakfast food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I can get pancakes
So then
any
you do
time
eat
of
a
the
lot of
day.
Are you talking specifically the time of day?
Yeah, he doesn't like the breakfast
He
time.
likes the
Yeah, I don't like
genre.
breakfast time. I don't like to eat in the morning.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't like breakfast food though.
I
don't
love
know what-
pancakes.
I like a runny egg on everything.
You
That's
present me
like
with the
any
ability to
morning
order an
food.
omelet.
Just
I
put
will
a runny egg on.
probably
How do you
just
feel about
order an
Cracker
omelet.
Barrel, though?
I've never been there. There's none.
You've never been to a
I'm in
Cracker
California.
Barrel?
I live in California.
fond of
There's
it.
never
Oh,
a chance
man.
to go.
It's a folksy experience.
It's real good.
My
You can shoot
tiny
marbles.
British
It's a greasy
stomach
experience.
can't deal with American breakfasts.
Yeah.
Just can't do it. Can't,
What is it about it that is
Again, just
offensive?
keep at it. You will get
I
there.
need
Different
to.
states
I
that
need.
do-
I eat like half a pancake, and I'm like, I'm done. You know, I feel full of food.
But that's still better than zero of a pancake.
That's true. And then you take it home, and then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna eat that, and then you,
You-
never eat it.
Whoa, I'm
take
trying
the
to figure
pancake
the
home.
nationality thing. Are you saying other English people are also like,
Whoa,
oh,
whoa,
half a
whoa, whoa,
pancake?
whoa, whoa,
Sorry.
whoa,
I've got
whoa,
some
whoa,
great-
whoa,
Did
Did
whoa,
you just
whoa,
did you just call her English?
whoa.
I'm gonna Braveheart you to death.
Eucasian.
You have to understand they only have
Eucasian.
turnips there. Like they don't have regular food, so like they're not used to the big portions that we have here.
Yeah, I just like eat turnips
But I know
all day.
tons
Yeah.
of English people that can eat multiple pancakes. Explain that.
Name one.
Not north of Hadrian's Wall, you
So
don't.
Kara, if you decide to murder him like right now, no court in this country will convict him.
But that's just the time that
Right
Tim Rogers
now.
said that I can
North of
take
the
Funyuns
wall.
to parties. So you're just trying to trick me again. You see, I think
working?
murder is wrong.
Not here.
I mean, come on. Really?
Segues like that.
What would Sherlock Holmes do?
Here comes Carl Ellison with the agenda again.
I asked the order 1886 were on our stage, and I asked fucking no idea that you were so far into Sherlock Holmes. I didn't know you were this deep. But I did ask if Sherlock Holmes was in it. No. So you don't have to worry about that game.
Exclusive.
So you don't have to play it.
He's
avoiding-
like, yeah, I'm gonna skip
We're
it.
avoiding
He's in
the-
the public domain. Why not put him in everything?
Yeah.
Your
I
shit.
think the most important game on the show floor is a game called Farming Simulator.
Yeah.
50. I think it's
Every year.
550.
Is it a new one? Is it a
15,
new one?
Yeah, and I went there specifically to play it today. And I went there, and they've got this tractor, and then a man dressed up as a cow.
What?
and-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't the Harvest Moon booth?
No, it was definitely
That's at the
That was
Farming
oddly
Simulator.
farming.
Yeah.
Right.
That's at the Sherlock booth. That's Focus Home Interactive.
fucking-
This is their. These
They are crushing it.
Have you been to Gamescom?
Take Microsoft's
No, I've
booth,
never been.
swap them.
I
Swap
went there
them.
specifically to play Farming Simulator, and I was like, "Hey, can I play the game?" And they're like, "No." And I was like,
All right. You got denied?
"Why?" And they're like, "Well, we didn't bring it." And I was like, "What?" And they're
Right.
like, "No, we just brought the tractor and the cow. The man dressed as a cow, and people take pictures." And I'm like, "Why?" Like,
Well, that's the game. That is the game.
Where the buyers, like some buyers probably went by and they're like, oh, we're getting that.
Yeah. Well, here's
We
the thing.
know this is
It's,
gonna
it's
be-
Farming Simulator 2015, right? 2015?
Yeah.
Has anybody invented any new vegetables in the last year? I don't think they're going to be like, we got,
They have to update the roster.
we got future squash.
The vegetable space is not the most innovative.
There's a whole
right now.
GMO mini game in there where you gotta intersplice the genes to make.
Monsanto's Farming Simulator
Yes.
2K16.
I made a tomato with
some more.
delicious meaty wings.
The guy seemed like super confused because he was just like, "So, are you a hardcore fan?" And I was like, "I just want to play the game. I just want to
Have you
play
not
it."
been to Gamescom?
No.
Oh
I've never
man,
been
they've
there.
they have
run that
quite the
shit.
presence.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I was joking before about E3.
Yeah.
Fucking like the press day, I walked by their booth and I was like, wow, their booth is pretty big. That's kind of funny. And then the first public day, it's like Woodstock in that
Yeah, yeah.
bitch. It is insane.
Like non-ironic. This isn't some goat simulator.
No,
like, no.
There
It's
were
like,
people there with animal masks, like livestock animal masks,
Right.
like on their
Of
heads.
course,
Like,
yeah.
Are you sure
Sure,
it
they
wasn't
were
the Wyatt family?
I was
wide shut.
Was it beside the
dozens and
Hotline
dozens
Miami
of people.
booth?
I was having a panic attack. It was, yeah, they are big over there.
That is haunting.
Yeah.
So I guess I should just get a picture taken with the cow, I guess.
That's what they
That's
want
what
you.
you
As a member of the press,
Yeah.
what else would they want you to be
I
there
mean,
for?
maybe that's it.
Yeah.
That's what the game is.
Maybe if you did
That's what
that, then,
E3 is.
then they'd be like, all right, you're cool. We do have the game here. Come on back.
You're
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
You've been like you've been to every E3, right?
Yeah.
So like they're like checking like IDs this year.
Oh my
for
God!
people to go
Every
in.
time I've gone through, I've gotten my ID checked.
So does anyone know why that is?
Every single time.
Yeah, is it because like 50% of the people coming to this have nothing to do with?
No, it's because someone has been apparently selling their badges.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Or people. So even
that's fucked up.
The thing was they were only checking press badges.
Yeah.
And if you had an exhibitor badge, you could just walk right through. So that was useful. And then a couple people didn't get the message. So there were a couple guys that were like, nope, exhibitors too. There have been people giving away their exhibitor badges. And I'm like, which is annoying because like working appointments, you're just like running between the two halls constantly.
right.
So it's
Yeah,
like every
right.
5 minutes I'm pulling out my ID and going here, fucking here. Yeah, but that has not happened before.
Was there always this like? Has it gotten worse? The idea that like there's just like I hate fucking talking like this, like it's some sort of like this is our club, but like the idea that there are just random people coming to E3.
I
It
feel
used
like
to be-
that,
it used
you
to
know,
be.
random
I used to be a
people are-
random person coming to E3, so I mean
Right.
that's not
But
a new
you know,
thing.
but you were a random person that got your own badge. Like you know,
Yeah, no, you put in the effort.
You worked the
Yeah.
con ahead
Yeah.
of time. You didn't
Yeah.
try to show up and go like, I'm gonna give you $20. Just let me on the floor.
You remember when
so I
you
can
were-
take a picture with this cow.
Do you remember 2 or 3 years ago when they said we're going to cut back? Oh yeah.
Wow.
Can I have my own beer this time? I don't have to
sounds-
share with his weird mouth.
Bad idea.
Sure.
Did you say he had a weird mouth?
I mean, it's my brother. Yeah, it's like,
Like maybe I don't
I don't feel like Justin's
I'm
mouth
laying
is weird.
side down.
so are you guys good? Because we can really share.
I'm good.
They said a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, we're really going to cut back the number of press that we're letting in this year. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I
And-
do.
Sure.
And then that year, I'm not kidding, was like the crowdedest year that I've ever been. The crowdedest year I've ever. 'cause
Professional journalist, wordsmith.
I remember like I remember.
This is what happens when you make the transition to video.
To be fair, they let it in GameScope.tv, which we made up yesterday morning.
That's well. I mean, they may have loosened up, but they didn't even tighten it up that one year. They're like, sorry guys, we're going to really limit it. We were thinking like, this is when we were with Joystick. We were thinking like, God, are we even going to be able to get enough badges for like the crew that we usually bring? And like, I sat like inside of a garbage can to live blog one of those press conferences in the press room because it was like
You literally sat inside of a garbage can.
Wait, garbage. boy.
literally it was yeah.
That's the weird thing about the weirdest thing about E3 when you walk around the show floor is that there are people who
you don't
are
walk around
handing
the
out like gigantic inflatable things and bags, and I think like what segment of the people
Yeah.
that need to be there are being served by? Like I would.
It's the question I ask every year. Yeah.
Who
it's-
is the guy?
there's-
Man, you always see the guy the moment the show floor opens with a giant inflatable sword. Dude, that is your day. Your day.
Registered the
that day,
website,
yeah.
they gave him a press badge because they're like, this is not open to the public. Bullshit.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I wish they just like give public tickets at that stage.
Or do a
Just
public
like-
day, or do
Yeah,
what Gamescom does. Do give us 2 days.
Yeah,
'Cause
totally.
That's all really,
Yeah.
I think
that's
so.
all we really
Yeah,
need to.
totally.
Is Thursday like the sort of second half? Is that still a thing, or am I just imagining?
No,
it?
you're imagining that.
That's not
No,
a thing
Thursday
at
is
all.
now the day that everyone flies out midway
Yeah.
through the day.
Oh, did they
That's
used to
why
open
they
it up?
Open up the show floor to public random
No,
stuff.
they,
This thing, though.
E3 never did. CES, when the games were at CES back in '92 and '93 and that sort of stuff. when I-
Badges existed.
yeah,
Yeah. And they didn't let kids on the show floor because I was at that CES.
still don't.
yeah.
They kicked me out.
They would have a couple of public days, and for the when they first started doing it, the game companies went home. A lot of them, just like for the public
Same thing
days, they're like,
still happens at Gamescom. It's the first
Yeah.
day, the line to get into Gamescom the first public day. So maybe E3 shouldn't do this. It's the most scared I've ever been of dying in my life. Like getting on the train and going there. No kidding. It's the most human beings I've ever seen in one.
That Saturday is
That's
absolutely
what I
insane.
feel about PAX. They're like PAX to me, and I think to a lot of people at our company is our most rewarding.
totally.
'Cause
Yeah,
when
I mean for us too.
But that's a
because, you know,
fan-focused event.
Dude, I jump on a microphone and I do all, because I try to at least like
It's not-
interact with people.
Yeah,
I do
but-
it at
but, like-
E3.
It's not that it's
You
not
get people that
industry.
are, like text and walk out halfway through because they're
Yeah.
It's like
whereas
context. When
PAX,
I'm-
they like waited and cared.
When
and
I'm at
wanted to be
PAX,
there.
I know that like I'm in the like I try to stay out of the way because it's like, hey guys,
Yeah.
this isn't my.
It's not the people.
This is
It's not
your
the
thing.
type of people that are there. Gamescom. It takes place in the biggest expo hall in the world. It's gigantic. And they don't limit the number of people that can go into that building. PAX sells out within 45 seconds. And there's a pretty hard cap. It's not, my fear is that I'm going to be trampled to death, not that I'm going to be around, the
No,
But I think
from
PAX
the
is outstanding. Yeah,
Sorry?
I think PAX is outstanding because
developer perspective, I got to talk to, because some of those people wait 4 hours in line, and they come in and all they want to see is whatever you're going to show
They sit
them.
in
They're
your-
so
your-
excited about it. Whereas some buyers here, they walk in 5 minutes late, they leave 2 minutes later, and they've gotten none of the presentation or none, And it's like, are you going to now make a purchase decision?
they just look at it and go,
on
oh,
this,
joy
or-
puke. All right.
Understand though,
Who's
if you
good, dummy?
if you worked 3 days of E3, would you want another day or two in which you had to then deal with the public?
Well, the
Well,
reason
Thursday-
people went home is
Anyway,
at CES
so-
is because everything got stolen.
Oh, wow.
It was just like everything got fucking ransacked. Like people just taking Super Nintendo controllers, just cutting the fucking cords. And just,
I don't feel like there's any shortage of security at this. I got carded how many times? That all happened to
Right.
everybody, right? You're walking up and they're like, let me see your ID. No.
Early E3, some games got stolen. I remember some PlayStation 1 games, just
but
kiosks
there's
that were-
not even decided upon rules because, to my understanding, the rule was don't card exhibitors. So
Did you-
I'm an exhibitor, and they're like, sorry. And then some would not care.
Yeah, the
and
word
it
didn't
was
get
so-
out evenly. It was
Yeah,
just
it's
very,
very,
uneven.
very odd.
Yeah.
But from an attendee perspective, and you've been to Gamescom as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to come to E3 my entire life. I watched you guys doing the GameSpot streams for fucking forever, and I finally got to come 3 years ago, and it was great. And it's amazing to finally be here. But as a exhibitor, from a just general run-of-the-mill, I want to attend this place perspective, PAX is great. Gamescom is fucking fantastic. As well.
Gamescom is
wonderful.
so rad. It's so good.
How many
about that.
E3s do we all have under our belt? I'm just curious.
You're all of them.
19.
How many are? Okay, I've got
15?
I've got 17.
I got 11.
He's got 19.
Wow.
I have 7 and 1 CES.
5.
I have 13.
Is that change? CES
No,
is
no,
some
sorry.
little pocket change you got there. If I get enough CES, it'll add up to it.
Yeah,
Three
well,
CESs.
look,
Three
there were
CESs
2 CESs a year, so the number got up faster. I went to 3 or 4 of those before E3 started.
Gamescom is completely bonkers, though.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when they do some of the Gamescom stuff at E3. Like, for instance, there's the Payday 2 booth right when you come into West Hall.
Yeah.
And there's the guys like, all right, who's next? And gonna come up and I don't know who that's
who's
for.
that for?
At
Yeah.
E3.
Who's that for?
Like,
GameStop managers.
It was for the people that would just walk in with their kids because they're everywhere and they're trying to get badges and they would just walk in. You can't do that anymore.
Stupid kids coming in here taking our
No,
badges.
I think that's awesome.
so
that's
is there
what
an
I'm saying.
assumption
The people without badges, the people that would just show up with their children because they don't have any badges, they would see all the Dukes of Hazzard car and stuff like that that
Right.
would be out in the front. Now you can't do that because now they're carding at the door.
At the door.
Are they
You can't even get
Unless
in
you're a
carding at
celebrity
the-
child, in which case you can totally get it.
I didn't see
they're
many
not- they're not
celebrity
carding
children.
at
I saw
the-
Jaden
Not
Smith.
You saw
not for-
Vern
not for your
Troyer.
pra-
Does that
pass,
count?
Yeah, but they're not
Oh my
carding
God.
at the glass.
Did you really?
I heard
Yeah,
Jaden
yeah.
Smith and Vern Troyer. I was like,
At
we'll see you
the
guys
first
later.
entrance to into West Hall? Really?
Should I tell my Vern Troyer story?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Oh,
Why not?
So we were trying to check in at a booth yesterday, and there was a huge line. It was super crowded. It was like the worst aisle of the whole show. And I'm
11A.
forcibly shoved forward. And I turn around, and there's a blonde lady, and then I look down, and there's a tiny motorized scooter going along. And I see a bald
And it was
head.
Kid Rock.
I see a bald head, and I'm like, oh my god, there's a sick child. I need to get out of the way. I'm very sorry. And then 5 minutes later, we're across the booth, and I look down, and it's Vern Troyer driving
my
that
God.
scooter
I've seen
around.
him at 2
It's like
different
I got
E3s.
manhandled by
I've
his
seen
people.
5.
Yeah,
He's here
get
every
it away.
year.
He's a
Yeah.
fan.
Griffin saw Little John today.
I saw Little John
It
today.
was actually a sad story.
I saw Little John waiting to see Mortal Kombat X. And he was standing there with a ton of handlers, and he said, "Don't nobody here recognize who I am?" And I was literally standing right next to him because I was at the PR check-in booth at whoever's doing Mortal Kombat. Warner Brothers, yeah. And I wanted to say to him, that's not true, right? You're a very recognizable gentleman.
Kind of hard to miss.
You just shouted that at the top of your lungs.
Maybe the voice a little more recognizable.
Yeah.
In some ways.
Especially when it's sad.
Okay.
Or just really just yeah, okay.
Okay. You got me.
It's French Little John.
All right. Well,
Little-
I feel like I still didn't get the answer. Maybe I missed it. But what platform did you play Sherlock Holmes on?
So to answer your question. And that's the platform. She was playing it on.
She was playing it.
Xbox. We couldn't get
She was
hands on.
skipping
Xbox
it on
360 or
Xbox.
Xbox
Yeah.
One? I want beats.
Xbox. It looked like an Xbox 360 controller. It was probably Xbox 360 hooked up to a
PC.
laptop because it was on a. I think she was looking at a laptop. She wouldn't let us play because we wouldn't know all the things to skip.
Yeah.
Exactly. You would be trying to solve
I'd
things
try to-
and
I'd
actually
try
play the
to
game.
play it.
She was just saving you from spoilers.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not feeling like playing this game. Like you have not sold me. You've
Dude, you've got like the
Watch
patty
I'll
cap
say
and
this.
everythhring.
He showed me the trailer yesterday. It's a shit hot trailer. It's
a good trailer.
It's a good trailer.
All right,
for a video
I
game.
will look up this trailer.
You got me Borderlands.
I know.
I'm like, what are you saying?
Dr. Trailer
What are
over
you
there.
saying?
That's what he's talking about.
It's,
This
it's,
is
it's
Dr.
awesome. Like,
Trailer.
halfway through it, it's Watson and Sherlock Holmes, and then they bust into this whole like harmonics Dance Central routine.
But,
it's
but
fucking
it's
crazy.
a Just Dance Ubisoft thing. They're like, we're gonna get you. Hey, remember that happy song? We're gonna play it
That's
on
right,
loop.
over and
'Cause
over again.
Fuck you. That drives me nuts.
Yeah,
That's
it's
hard
it's
to
real
deal
crazy.
with.
Yeah, but what his hat though, it's so funny. His hat. His hat is really weird.
He's got different hats. He's got different
He's
hats.
got a weird
He's got
hat.
different hats.
The mounty
We're going to
hat.
take a break. I want to thank the crew here for coming through. Kara, Danny, Mikey, Casey, Justin, Griffin, thanks for coming. Alex, Brad, fuck off.
I'm glad we can talk about games at all.
Yeah, really.
Well, we talked about the one game that mattered, and that's it.
And
Game of the
Borderlands
show.
Super
I had a whole
Yeah.
Splatoon
Coming
bit that
October
is going to die
14th.
now.
That's the
Brought to you by Samsung.
Dude, they're bad.
Thanks,
That's
Casey.
right.
They're all
Thank you.
pitching shit. We have to stop this.
All
Brought
right.
to you by Custom Quest 2.
Let's go eat torts.
Well, yeah, you guys go and get some torts. We're going to take a break and come back with another round of guests. That's my little round of guests hand motion. So we'll take a break and we'll be back shortly.
Monsanto.
Hello and welcome back. Giant Bomb's E3 2014 coverage continues. Day 2 continues to be over. Thank God. Breaking news, day 2 is done. So we are here with another full table of guests. We have really loaded up here, Patrick Klepek.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying you booked all the guests, man.
These are all the guests.
These are all the guests. We've brought everybody on. So let's go and introduce everybody. We've got Jeremy Hoffman over there from Game Trailers. How you doing, sir?
Good. I brought you some snacks as well.
Yeah, that's some
cheeses.
This is a
Did
real
everyone
food
bring
segment.
food?
Throw them on the pile.
I should probably introduce
chicken
you
wing
as
pile. Like, here, there's some garlic.
as the snack. These are garlic cheeses crisps. So you provide homemade cheese snacks to the game industry.
It's the video game secret, right? That
Yeah.
no one knows about.
yeah.
But,
Now we're like here
now
exposing
you
it
guys
live.
know. This is an exclusive.
Yeah, you have prepared these for press events before.
For press
People have
events.
fought over the rights to have.
There have been companies fighting over
That's
the rights.
not
the
that's not a
exclusive.
joke, by the way.
That is
I was once
actually-
at an event where like, and we got these so Company X couldn't get.
Yeah, there was
And I was like,
they're
that is
exclusive.
fucked
It's an
up.
exclusive. Jeremy Hoffman exclusive.
Now I've got 2 flavors, so I could do what they used to do to us, where it's like, well, they got one flavor. So
If you go to Best Buy, you can get chicken wing flavor.
Oh man! Wow. Wes Phillips is here with Epic Games.
Hi.
How you doing?
Great.
Good.
My E3 is over, so I'm great.
You're finished.
Yeah,
Just 2
I'm done.
days. Epic's done. No
That's how
more
you
games.
do it, man. That's how you do it.
Epic's like, fuck it, man. Decided today.
The third
out
day
of the video
is
game business.
lots of hurt feet and despair.
All right. Speaking of hurt feet and despair, Greg Miller's here.
Hey, that's me. I'm overweight, so my feet hurt.
Yeah. I was over there rolling my ankles offset, even though I'm sitting
You're
down
icing
over
them
here.
down, you're
Somehow,
icing them down
somehow
like
my
damn.
ankles still managed to hurt.
I brought the table 100 chicken wings.
Wow. That is.
It's for the table, though. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna pass
well,
it.
for the table. Well, if they're for the table, then.
Is there any tofu chicken wing?
No, fucking suck it up, man. It's easy.
No, it's for Seth.
And these are boneless?
No, get out of here. This is
Start that debate again.
Motherfucker! All right, well, I'm not going to turn down free chicken.
Would you like a chicken wing?
Thank you very much. Greg Miller from IGN. You're here hosting the IGN live show for some part of the time.
It's correct.
When Tim is not hosting.
Exactly.
I understand you let Tim host.
We finally let Tim host.
What a fucking horrible mistake.
Did you see him? How excited he was, though. Tim got to host Smash Brothers, so he went out and bought a suit. And he looked more dapper than he deserved to, and now he's probably going to work on Entertainment Tonight.
Be careful. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
You let them in there once, and all of a sudden, then they're,
hosting up in
they're
you?
muscling in on your territory.
Is Entertainment Tonight going up or going down? I wasn't clear.
Well, I think since they lost John Tesh and Lisa Gibbons, it's been on a pretty downward spiral. I think we can all agree with that.
Aren't they the ones with Sugar Ray? I don't know. Isn't he like?
Oh,
He's
the
on
guy from Sugar
extra.
Ray, yeah.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry. Is that hard to follow?
These shows are still on. That's the
Yeah,
confusing part.
these shows are still on. Tina Amini from Kotaku is
Hello.
here. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm not exhausted, surprisingly, so that's cool.
Yeah, I've been doing okay so far. Middle of the day today was where I just kind of hit bottom. Was like, oh fuck this.
You sat down.
I sat down.
You can't
I sat down.
fucking do that.
I know.
The room that we have that is off the show floor is
has
this
chairs.
dark ass meeting room, and it's great because it's a dark ass meeting room. But then you're in there and you go like, I have to go back out into the world. Fuck. And
Well,
then,
I started like passing out at my Bloodborne meeting, which was kind of bad because I was excited about it, but it was dark and it was comfortable, and I was just.
That would have been the
I'm
best
with you.
story.
That game looks dumb.
That would have been the best story possible for them. Our game is so good, a journalist passed out during it.
Wow.
We're so excited a journalist fell asleep.
I briefly dozed off during a Guild Wars 2 demo at PAX, and I felt really bad about it.
It
Jeff, the
happens.
living world.
Yeah.
Not so.
I'd had a rough
living,
night the
turns
night
out.
before, so, you know, like, not to give excuses, but
These
it
things
was a
are
pretty,
long.
it was a pretty,
It sounds very much like an.
it was a pretty shitty thing to do. I'll own up to that. I felt bad about it.
Yeah, I think every one of us has experienced that at some point. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Sometimes the chairs are comfortable.
yeah, and sometimes the lighting's too dark.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Greg's getting serious.
I'm getting serious about chicken wings. I'm not going to clean up. I'm not going to dirty up the clothes.
Is it true?
I mean,
we're
putting
in
a
some sort of
white
opposing
shirt on
formation
probably
now?
isn't
Do we
the
have
best
to
move.
like
But
counter
this is
the?
just
Yeah,
the one
so,
ending in
yeah, that's, I think
Okay.
that means
I guess.
you now have to respond in kind.
I'm
Yeah.
going,
I mean,
I'm
you
going
were
up high.
right.
Just leave the top
Does that even work?
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
I don't have the necessary buttons. I'll just hold it. Okay.
Seth Killian of Seth Killian.
That's right. I'm my own.
Is
I'm
here.
my own man now.
Yeah. How's that feel, being
Dang
your own
it.
man?
I will say I'm having a kick-ass E3. Like I don't know.
You're not
what
standing in
that's
a
about.
booth.
It's just like I take meetings when I want to. I don't have to. Yeah, and it's been awesome. E3 is really cool, and like video games are awesome, which is a thing it's easy to forget when you're actually at E3. So, yeah, I'm having a total blast.
Power and
and,
positivity.
Excellent.
Yeah, the money hasn't run out yet, so I'm not in despair, and yeah.
Great. Glad to hear it. Chris Charla is here from Microsoft.
Hey.
The ID at Xbox Wizard. Grand Wizard of no. Czar.
Walk that one
Yeah.
back.
Wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah. How has E3 been going for you? You were up at the
I've spent most of E3 in, so this is like Diamond Salon 6. I've spent most of E3 in Diamond Salon 1, which looks exactly like this with fewer standees.
They have
It's just the
standees.
dot matrix
Yeah.
standee for, you know, posterity.
Balmer standees.
Yeah.
Yeah, Satya, but yeah. And yeah, it's been going good. I'm excited to be at E3. I've been to every E3. That's all I got. That's my only claim to fame.
I was there. I've been to every one too, so sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
The only
I got
one.
Do we want you guys want a moment of silence?
But it's kind of awesome.
Trial by combat.
Think about it. Okay,
and
so
then,
I've been
like-
to every E3. So that's 20 E3s.
Is it 19?
No, it's 20. It's 95.
Doing the
Wait,
math
we
wrong.
had
So
it-
95 was the first one.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the math wrong. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
don't know.
Anyways, like, you probably spend about a week at every E3.
Yeah.
So like 20 weeks.
20 weeks
Like
of my life.
4 months of your life, just get E3 every day. Can you imagine if you lived that like back to back? Greatest 4 months.
No, you couldn't live that, though. It's the problem.
I would need more shoes.
I like E3.
Yeah. No, I like E3 as well. That's why I keep coming back. Not because they forced me at gunpoint. Mike is here.
Yep, I'm here.
From Other Ocean,
Yep.
creators of iDarb.
Thank you. Yes. IDARB, which nobody has any idea what that is.
iDarb?
IDARB.
Has to be forcefully pronounced.
I think it's
IDARB.
I think it's just more fun to say iDarb. I'm not going to say iDarb. iDarb.
That makes
You
it
know,
sound like
kids
an
say
artsy
gently.
game otherwise.
Pretty
Yeah.
guttural.
And you've been showing off the game, I presume? How's
Yeah,
that-
you know
how's
what?
that been going?
Showing it off, and I should have brought more people because I'm just at the booth all the time. I never do that, so I didn't plan. You should have told me I had more space than I thought I had. But it's been going really well.
So would you call that poor developer, poor publisher support?
I had no idea what was happening.
I'm sorry we gave you so many kiosks.
Why would you put my game on this? I don't want this many people to play it. We've tried to keep it small.
We had two. I shut one down because I'm like, fuck this. No, it was. It's been great. Yeah, actually, having people coming through and playing it's the best thing for that kind of game because I did the whole 11th hour coding session because like the build wasn't working when we showed up, and panic ensued. So it was like it was pretty awesome. And then to show up with the build on a thumbstick and have everybody go like, I don't know how to put that on. So it was pretty awesome. But it all worked out, and like just a minute before the show doors opened, it just suddenly worked.
That's the E3
Yeah,
truth
E3
about
ship-
a great many games.
Yeah.
The world
If you're
never
showing
goes.
up
Like,
in 3 minutes,
it's usually
you're
you plug
running
into the hall going,
wait,
You're
I
doing
can
it
make
wrong.
it go.
There was a
Shoot, tell the story.
Yeah, and there was a GDC.
This is an awesome story.
There was a GDC where we're driving up going to GDC, and there's a car in front of us that was just like gunning through traffic, and it like kind of pulls up where there's this guy waiting aside, and the guy threw a CDR out the window and said, "Go!" And the guy grabbed it and ran into the GDC floor. And it was
greatest
like,
moment
that's
ever.
freaking, that's what these shows are all about. And so it's been
Speed
like
tree was saved.
Get that
shit in there!
Yeah, get it in there. So it's been
The
good.
ferns are great. Speed tree seems pretty great. I don't know.
finally
It seems like the why disparage that.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you.
I want to get some business taken care of here at Wes Phillips of Epic Games.
What?
So a while back on the podcast,
Yep.
on the Giant Bombcast, our weekly podcast, we got some anonymous. Greg Miller is a mess.
Are we not allowed to let our hair down at Giant Bomb? That's what I was told.
This is CBS. This isn't Ziff Davis.
That's a really obscure joke.
But
Yeah.
and thank you very much. All right, great. Now I can
Now you
live.
can, thoroughly.
I have to try to
Now
host this
begin.
thing.
Grill
I
me
can't
on
just
me,
get wasted.
yeah.
All right.
Little John Drake juice over there.
Yeah, little Drake juice just to get it going. We had some anonymous person write in and claim that Fortnite, which is, I understand it, something that Epic Games is thinking about producing or not producing, was not a real game. Someone that, I don't know if it was like a contractor or something like that, that, had come into contact with it somewhere along the way. Not really sure, anonymous.
He
Could be
came,
just
came
making
into
shit
contact
up.
with it as a contractor, but it was a fake game.
It was a fake game.
He was somehow
on a fake
Contracted on the fake game.
Contracted
Yeah.
to look at this fake product.
Hey, what do you think of this trailer? Would you play this trailer? No.
No, I wouldn't. And then that led to some people who were actually within Epic writing back going, no, it's a real game. And it led to a bit of a back and forth. Wes Phillips, my question for you: the hard-hitting journalism is about to fucking flow out of my fucking face in your direction. Is Fortnite a real video game?
All right, is this camera 2? All right.
Yes, go ahead.
Fortnite is a real video game. It's a real game.
All right. Do you have anything you'd like to say to counter to this gentleman or lady?
Generally, Game Informer doesn't put imaginary games on the cover of their
Rainbow
magazine.
Six Patriots.
I set myself up for that one.
Tiberium?
Yeah.
Tiberium? Can we go for the trip?
Wow. No, but so the difference is they actually did hands-on with our game. Like we let them actually play it. So there's a huge difference.
Play it.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Yes, no, it's a real game. It's just for us. It's it's taken a long time. It's an online game, and we didn't traditionally at Epic. We didn't traditionally make games of that type and that size, and we're going out as Epic ourselves, and we are building all this infrastructure for what we think is going to be a really huge game, a lot of fun, a lot of people we want to play it. We have to be ready for that. We don't want to be. A lot of people have crossed that path and tried to do an online thing that they weren't ready for, and they paid for it at the beginning. So we're taking the time to invest in that. But we're also taking the time to make sure that the game itself, because players are already playing the game. It's not like
you took signups for an alpha.
So
like
we've
a while
already
ago,
done
right?
multiple fan events. So like we were at PAX and we did a fan event sort of right near the convention center.
Yeah.
But we also recently went to Portland and we did another event where we got another 200 or so people, and we're really just going through our lists of people who've signed up for the alpha. And for instance, Portland was one where we saw that if you look at your signups by number, which is what we were like, all right, well, let's go where the most people are, have the interest in the game. So we looked at the percentages, and like Portland was like number 2 on the list.
Fortnite, huge in Portland.
It is now.
Yeah.
Put it on a T-shirt.
No, but like we took the game there and we looked at a group of people that had signed up from the area, and they came and had fun, and we're going
all
like
8 of them.
No, so we're going around the country, and
You just got a Fortnite bus. You're just driving from
well,
city to city.
it's not quite.
Fortnite
but-
tour. Come to a
basically,
city near
it's
you.
It's like a Mortal Kombat mall tour.
But for us, it's really about just getting the game in players' hands as often as we can now, and we're gonna start doing that more and more. So you guys are going to be able to play. Other people are going to be able to play it and see that it is a real game. And I think that Epic is.
You could finally put this.
I would say
You finally put this anonymous commentary on the internet
Yes,
to rest.
I know.
It's about time
I
someone
must be
did.
validated. My life must be validated by anonymous internet people. It's something that's coming, and the company has put a huge amount of legwork behind team. Like everybody's just really excited about the game, but it's in a spot where we just want to be ready to talk about it and show everyone. So.
Well, let me ask my one follow-up question
Yeah.
about Fortnite here. I checked the box saying, yes, I am media. Does that mean that my sign up for the alpha just gets tossed out, right? You're just like, oh, fuck those guys.
Get fucked.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. It just means you look at it and go, "Pfft, yeah,
No,
whatever."
not necessarily. But for instance,
6 months later.
No, I mean,
As long as you're
What does
media
not
in
necessarily
Portland,
mean?
it all works out.
So, no, but like there
That's
might be a
great way
time
of
where
saying yes.
there might be everything stays in the like the database, but it's like there might be a time.
Reassuring, isn't it?
Sometimes the database is
Now
called
you
the
have my
recycling bin.
my home address.
No, look,
Great.
look.
Wes is getting flustered. We should keep going.
He's cracking.
Is this because of the
Basically,
Chinese?
tell the truth. Basically, no, it doesn't get you thrown out, but it might get you disqualified for certain different phases or whatever, right? But that's it. So,
Okay. All right.
We're not afraid of showing people our game because we're really proud of it. So.
If they're in Portland.
If the game in fact
Only in Portland.
exists,
No,
we've established that it
we have one. We have one
and
this
you've
month.
signed up.
We have one this month in Raleigh. We're actually turning Epic into this huge fort, and we're working with the I Am 8-Bit guys. I don't know if you've ever had them on or talked to them. Love those guys, and they've done these really cool events where they turned they built inside big fort type walls with old stop signs and all this stuff. They've rummaged they had one of those big cell phones from 1990 and all these things everywhere. It was awesome. So we're just going to continue doing those through the year, and you can sign up at Fortnite.com/alpha.
All right.
Wow. Good luck, Portland. Don't mark yourself as media.
That's right. Don't
learn anything
about it.
Pro tip: if you're watching the stream,
If it asks, do you know what Twitch is? You say, what's Twitch?
Jeremy Hoffman, you have been here producing coverage behind the scene. I mean, what have you
I've
been
been
up to?
on
this whole
site since last Saturday. So we did the 12-hour live stream for Spike TV and Game Trailers all Monday. And now I get to walk around the floor and hand out Cheez-Its and play video games. It's a good week.
It's
So
like
I
the life.
But I backfill my E3. So the last 8 weeks straight have been E3 planning and madness and live show coverage and scouts and all that stuff.
I
So-
imagine the stakes just when you are approaching actual proper television, the logistics just take on another level of just fucking bullshit, don't they?
It's people compare it to an anthill. It's kind of ridiculous how much, and then there's a lot of yelling. I yell a lot, which it makes me feel bad, and I have people on my team, and I feel bad at yelling. But someone has to be that guy.
Absolutely. Greg Miller, you're not on television.
No, I'm on the fake television, the
That's
internet.
right. That's right. The internet. The
Hey, this demo's going on. Why do we fucking care? Big deal.
No one's watching.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? This 30-minute demo of this downloadable game that you can go play right now. I'm sure
You're probably playing it right now or watching an episode of Friends. What do people do with television?
Oh my God, Ross and Rachel.
If
Fucking
they
relationship of our
could just get
lifetime.
together. If they could just get together. I just really think that it would be something special. You have been doing a lot of hosting for IGN. How has that been going?
Really well. No, it's awesome. You know what I mean? This is my 8th E3, and this would only be my second one where I'm strictly pretty much a video host, where I'm not having to go bum around with you schlums and tell me about your game. How many maps does it have?
That's totally what I'm doing. That's what I'm spending the show doing. There my notepad. What about the new gun you're showing? What's
I've
the rate of
noticed
fire
that
on
this SMG doesn't hold as many bullets as the one in Borderlands. Why is that?
Why is this game such bullshit?
No, it's going really well. You know what I mean? It's fun to be on that side of what we do. You know what I mean? That's still new to me. And so it's fun to get around and be able to talk to people who are excited about their games and it's not tell me about your maps. It's what's your vision and why did
Right.
this happen and why did you present it this way and where is this going?
And you get to have that amazing experience of people just coming to you.
Oh my God,
which is a real, it's a real table turner.
As soon as I leave the IGN booth, I'm like, oh, right, this is how it used to be. Walking by people.
Gross.
No,
Just-
thank you. I'll
yeah.
pee in the bucket.
Right, precisely. So
Yeah,
it's right behind your chair the whole time. Just
Yeah.
like pull it out. No, it's the old host trick. Yeah, I mean, for me, like the pinnacle of that was 2007, which was the E3 year where it was in Santa Monica and everything's all spread out.
Oh my God, the worst.
It was the worst, but we had rented out a restaurant on the Santa Monica Pier, and we were doing our live show out of there. So it was like everyone was working upstairs at these makeshift desks, and then there was a stage at the restaurant or whatever that we had set up.
Yeah.
And so we just got to sit in this nice air-conditioned, like shut-down restaurant that Mario Lopez had hosted some sort of event the day before, so it was like full of balloons or something.
Was Mario Lopez ever there?
He was never there. I mean, but you could still smell him. Like his essence was there. You could still feel the Lopez. And
I heard one rumor was he cheated on his
Hashtag
wife
feel the
on their
Lopez.
honeymoon. Anybody have any verification on that? No? We'll wait
for the
for the chat. Chat will let us know.
Why don't you call Sugar Ray? He will tell you.
yeah, that's
Every morning, man. Sugar Ray was an underrated man.
No, I think the rating was
the hits were hits, though. The hits were hits.
They were a band.
successfully rated.
No, it's great. It's a great E3, and it's surprising how into it people are. I think
You're gonna have
coming
to put like a lower third that like explains who Sugar Ray is on this.
Probably need that.
He's a boxer.
No, it's a great E3. People are super excited. You know what I mean? And there's so many games, which is the one thing that was missing last year. Last year, right? It was like, here's the new hardware.
yeah.
What are we gonna play on it? You're gonna play PS3 games on PS4. You're like, what the fuck are you talking?
Yeah, I think
Now
my
we can wait
problem
for
is that,
2015.
yeah, I think my problem is that it's a bunch of games that are like you'll play this next year, maybe.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
me, the crazy thing was like going to Ubisoft and going around to play some of their stuff and playing Rainbow Six Siege, and then going like, well, what about the Division? It's like, no, we're not letting anybody play it.
Weird, right?
What?
Yeah.
Like this game was here last year, and I mean, obviously you delayed it, but if you're still at a point where you're not playing it, yet this other thing that you just newly debuted, you have a level up and running, like what the fuck is going on?
It's an interesting. It was a weird year, right? Because for sure that, and we're coming off, of course, Watchdog for 2 E3s, and then coming out and everybody being
Right,
pissy about
yeah.
it. But then on top of that, right, like EA is just like, "What's up, everybody? No idea when these games are coming out. Fucking wire prototypes, am I right?"
Just talk about my jacket. At least you're talking about something. yeah, that's been pretty crazy. Tina, how's it been going for you and Kotaku? What's been your agenda at the show?
It's been pretty light. It's my lightest E3. I think this is like my fifth. And I mean, more and more we're booking less appointments and
Yep.
sending less people,
Smart.
just kind of like taking it easy. I mean, I just came
Just
off
lay
of
back.
Judges Week, so I had
Yeah.
knocked out most of those things throughout like the weeks following that. So it's been pretty good. I've just spent I've like had lunch every day, which is
Weird.
shocking,
That's crazy.
right? Like,
Yeah.
like I sat down at a restaurant and had lunch.
Wait, you left the premises?
I left the premises. Yeah, I've
doing
spent
it
way
wrong.
too much time at Yard House though.
You weren't shoving horrible convention center pizza into your
I have not had a single thing.
Straight wants some chicken wings.
I've had that like so many times this week already. So
Yeah, I mean, we have like a meeting room that's off the show floor that gets catered. So just like random food.
well.
Where's your monocle stuff?
It's not
If you
that
want,
great.
you know something? You want coffee brought to this room? It's fucking like $85 a gallon.
A gallon.
Seems overpriced.
We got one on Monday.
People, you made people like do the math on that.
Yeah,
what does
I'm
that
still
even mean?
trying to
Like, how
do
many
the math on
gallons?
that.
Exactly. When did gallons become a measurement of coffee?
When there's 12 gallons.
It's about 16 cups of coffee.
Thank you.
Okay.
I like the deal
So
in
if
the
you
gallon.
How much is
So
a
your
cup of
base
coffee at
unit
Starbucks?
for coffee.
$2?
No. When was the last time you went to Starbucks?
Like
Yeah.
coffee.
I don't know.
Like,
I send the fucking IGN intern. I'm like, give me the coffee. He's like, I'm your
So yeah,
dad.
so if you want like a latte, it's like $4.50.
Well, who's getting a latte?
Right,
You
but
want
no
to
one's ordering.
It's E3. I'm not drinking it for the joy.
If I wanted a gallon of lattes,
I get a gallon of
CPS would be at
Macchiato?
by now.
Gallon of
This is all
caramel.
spitting out of control.
Yeah, ridiculous. Seth Killian, you're your own man.
I am.
You're free.
Finally.
You're just out there, just naked.
Only from the waist down.
Right now.
But you are, what are you doing? You spent a chunk of time at Capcom, you spent a chunk of time at Sony.
Seth fucking Killian, what do you mean?
What is Seth Killian doing? How do you spend your days, Seth?
How does it start?
I enjoy books.
Yeah?
And, yeah, I do a little painting. No, I got a thing. It's cooking. It's an iron. There's a fire, and it's in there.
All right.
And so I have schemes. I'm hoping.
But you're not like here, like showing it off or anything like that. You're just kind of here kicking it, doing stuff.
Yeah, maybe getting close to that. But yeah, I want to be able to show rather than everyone likes to run their mouth and it's the most amazing. You know, it's like, how about you just play it?
Yeah.
And then so that's the way I'm hoping to roll with it. But yeah, it's exciting and it's like nice to have, just things rolling at my own pace, so I can like sit back and not have so many investments in like, you know, a third party or a first party or whatever, and like that whole kind of thing, and just look at what's actually out there and be like, oh, I'm actually like excited about that, rather than feeling like I am partially threatened by this. Sure. Or what in our catalog can counter the
have you
threat.
Have you made the rounds to the various fighting games on the floor?
I have made a few rounds, holding off till tomorrow for where I want to spend the most time with KI and MK and that kind of stuff. But I did have some people take me through
check
Nintendo
out Guilty
today.
Gear?
Guilty Gear, I'm going to hold on for a while.
I spent some time looking at it.
I'll try
today.
that tomorrow. It's a baffler.
It's
It's filled with. Yeah, no.
Beautiful.
Don't think about it.
Visually.
Why is it so weird?
It's the best and worst.
It's well, I mean, that's Guilty Gear I can't stand playing it, except for I kind of love playing it. But it is like incredibly animated, and also like it looks like 2D until you look at it really close, and you're like, wait, these are
Right,
these
because
are
they made that
polygons.
transition to representing 2D and 3D.
Beautiful modeling on
yeah,
that. Yeah, it's really like a benchmark in terms of like modeling and getting that old 2D feel.
Yeah,
But
I didn't get a chance to play it because like fighting games at the show, you just find like 4 dudes that are just like, fuck it, we're not just gonna stop playing. You're gonna have to fucking like tap us on the shoulder and forcibly remove
and
us
nobody
from this
wants
game.
to touch
and
those
nobody
guys.
wants to touch
and
those
yeah,
guys.
So be mean to them. And
Cool, man. So I watched them play Guilty Gear for a while. And I was like, this looks fucking great.
it is really
It's
beautiful.
really just too bad it's Guilty Gear.
And
But you know, that's how it goes. Chris Charla, you were on stage at the Microsoft press conference.
I was wearing one of these kind of headphones.
Yeah.
said Iron Galaxy.
Were you drinking too?
Not before.
How much money did Dave Lang pay you to say Iron Galaxy on stage?
I can't really talk about
All
it.
right.
Was it in the
all right.
script?
It was in the script. It was on the teleprompter and everything.
Like first developer, insert developer, and you just dump in Iron
Just imagining
Galaxy.
Lang like sticking his own card like down here, like teleprompter, Iron Galaxy, like.
Post it on the teleprompter.
I will say that at one point, an early revision of the script had in brackets Iron Galaxy or someone.
Yes.
You should have just read it like that. It's like, oh, you know, we got a lot of developers like Iron Galaxy or someone. I don't know.
Whoever we got to throw a bone.
Yeah. So, what was it like being up on that stage? Like, how much time did you have to spend rehearsing for it and all that stuff?
It's kind of crazy. Like the rehearsal a lot.
Yeah, real.
So there's always rehearsals in Redmond, and you know, tweaking the script and everything like that. And
Is there,
then,
is there like a fake stage?
They recreate
in
the
Redmond?
whole stage.
No, really?
Like
No.
a one-to-one scale.
That would be awesome.
that would be amazing. It's Microsoft, baby.
There's cardboard cutouts of everyone they anticipate to be there.
Yeah.
Hologram
So
two-pack.
Microsoft does have a production studio in Redmond, so it happens in this like stage, and it's sort of cool actually. But there's just all these executives, so they're like, and I happen to constantly be in Chicago before every single rehearsal or practice, or we're talking about it. So I was constantly like landing in Seattle and like getting to work, and then somebody saying like, "Where are you?" Like, "You're 10 minutes," and then like showing up with like no sleep and being like, "I like video games," you know.
That's
But it happened like 3 weeks in a row.
Needs
It was-
work. Needs work.
But yeah, then we came down to LA on Thursday and practiced, and it was fun. The green room is in the locker room.
The women's locker room.
It was, in fact, it was the women's
I've only
Very
seen it from the maintenance halls, but that's about it.
You know, the weird like you find online.
Porky's-esque, like, you know, he's got an old tiny drill.
I'll get
Yeah.
you with it.
So, I mean, it seems like you're having a good show. Like, I did Xbox. It seems like you've just got a ton of titles.
Yeah, we have a
shown
lot.
and-
Like, it was pretty cool. We have
Yeah.
like, I don't know how many, like 38 kiosks. I guess I do know. I know exactly how many.
Maybe 38.
38 behind closed doors. Yeah, like,
Tribute to the fallen 38 studios, naturally.
Never forget.
Too soon.
Never
forget. You're right.
Wait, who?
Oh, Jesus.
It was they were making that baseball,
He forgot.
the baseball MMO.
I just forgot.
And Micah, you've been showing off games at E3, I imagine.
Too long. I'm like the old guy, which is weird. Like, it's kind of hard to be sitting there and watching these kids come up. These kids.
Won't even put a quarter in my
they're playing their games, and they're so fast with their reflexes.
Talking about me, like I came out like, can I see Idar? Like, no.
Say it right.
Yeah.
Idar.
Yeah, Idar.
We were like your first E3. You interviewed us.
Yeah.
You probably don't remember.
E3 98?
Yeah, I think it's probably it, right? Yeah, that would be 98.
When you-
Otherwise known as E3.
The Atlanta one?
No, it was
when you
after
worked for Ziff. When you interned.
Okay. My first E3 was E3 98 in Atlanta.
The first one. Did you work that one?
Huh?
Did you work it?
No, I was, Gamers Online with a Z.
That's actually
I went with my dad. He said it on all the meetings. So, I mean, like, definition of work. I do remember that.
And at the time, were you guys, that was Backbone days, or?
It was probably, was it Digital
Right,
Eclipse
Death
or
Junior.
Backbone? Death Junior.
it was Backbone.
Yeah.
I remember Death Junior.
Yep, yes, Death Junior. I'm glad somebody does. We lost so many years of our lives making that game. In 1 year.
It was like 2 years.
It was 2 years?
I don't remember.
We signed up for it. We said we could do it in 6 months.
Wasn't there
And they
Death
were
Junior
like,
2?
What? What's
There
that?
was Death Junior 2.
Yeah, there was a 2.
Yeah.
There was a Wii version.
If you're ever thinking of using a plant theme for your platformer, don't.
Yeah, the
So
idea of
Plants
like
and Zombies, just an outlier.
Not a platformer.
Okay, fair enough.
Platform.
Very
a
specific.
growing world is very hard to do on a PSP.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you're making a PSP game, like, don't do
If you're
that.
making a PSP game today,
Okay.
pre-Vita.
Don't put Fortnite out on PSP.
I
If
can
it involves
confirm
plants.
today, exclusively,
jumping.
Tell the
to
truth.
you, Patrick Klepek,
Tell the truth.
that Fortnite will not be on PSP.
Hard-hitting questions here.
All right, great. So it has a plant.
Exclusive, world exclusive. World exclusive.
Wow, you guys talk about
There
stuff.
is
I got to write this
foliage.
story.
There is foliage in Fortnite.
There is
Again,
foliage in
confirmed
Fortnite. Again,
foliage
okay, wow,
in
okay,
Fortnite.
we've confirmed foliage, not available on the PSP. Check.
And that's
Speed
the wiki,
tree.
please.
Yeah.
Got a speed tree.
Yeah, the, the,
Someone please create a wiki.
Not.
we got the,
Oh, you're acting like it's not a real game.
It is a real game. I guess it's not real until there's a wiki.
A what?
A wiki? A wiki. Sorry.
Keep going.
No.
Just keep digging
I
yourself.
refuse. I refuse.
Please sign up for the alpha.
Yes, exactly. Fortnite.com/alpha.
yeah.
Go Portland!
Dude,
Yeah, how do we
Portland, wait, listen. Portland has the best donuts on planet Earth. Okay.
So that's
that
why
what-
you chose to do the game stuff.
Tell the truth. No.
Is that where the
Where's the
voodoo
chicken?
That is now like, yeah, so I actually have a grid. It's like a secret.
Wes is off.
It's like a decoder that I like put over my map in my office. Where
It's
I'm
just like donut zones of just
this
like-
is where we're doing Fortnite events. This is the greatest
It's redirection
donut shops.
101, really.
I don't eat a lot of donuts. You'd think that I
Drop the
would.
donut bomb.
Is there some donut alternative that you fancy? Is that what?
What's your pastry of choice?
No, I only eat donuts on the road when other people have them. I never buy my own donuts. And I realized that a while ago and then went out and decided, well, I'm going to go buy donuts. I had no idea where to buy them in my town. Had to choose between 3 donut shops. I'm like on Yelp researching donuts and chose the one that seemed like it was the closest one, so fuck it.
So it was the best one.
I made a horrible mistake. They were rotten. I bought bad donuts.
Rotten donuts?
Bad donuts.
What kind of donut?
I got a variety.
Oh, okay. Did you pick them out or just ask for a variety?
Yeah, I picked them out. I was like, I want one of them. I want like apple. I'm
So
not
it's
going to
all
just
on
leave
you.
that.
It's
to, yeah,
all on you.
exactly. The
That's the
entire
worst.
mistake is mine, and it's just like.
Wait, they counted apple fritter as a donut?
Usually that's more expensive.
Ken Burns documentary.
You can't get that in the dozen.
Talking about the history of Jeff's first
That
donut
will
visit.
kill you, actually.
Yeah.
It was my first donut visit for a good long time.
Letters to Patrick.
Dearest Patrick.
Dear Patrick,
Today I made a grave mistake.
I hope Chicago is treating you well.
How are the
Today,
donuts then?
I fear you'll find this in the Windy City, the same turmoil I did.
I made love to a donut today that treated me wrong.
All right.
I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
I don't know. And
that's a wrap.
There was something about wikis and
Your fake game.
Yeah, my
fake
fake
game.
game.
You
What
were the
was
one
that
that brought up
URL again?
donuts. You said that Portland has the best
They
donuts
do
in
have
the
amazing
in the
donuts
ci-
in Portland.
or in the country.
I will go to Portland and try
Yes.
their donuts.
Blue Star Donuts.
Okay.
What?
All right, I'll give that a shot because my last donut experience was so terrible that it's just
Best donut I've ever
broke my
had in my
fucking
life.
heart, man.
Best donut I've ever had in my life. No shit.
All right.
Yeah.
There's,
Oh,
wait,
I-
there's no shit.
For a second, I was like,
I was like, wait, free donuts, guys. You should really check them out.
Fuck gluten through.
There's zero shit.
Voodoo donuts are shit. Sorry.
Are they?
Really?
Okay. I know people like
The shit?
like
Shit.
No, they are
Shit.
not good.
I think it's a dumb name. I don't trust the name. I feel like Guy Fieri should be there going like Voodoo Donuts. Fucking
sure he has
spiking
been.
his asshole hair. and
They actually probably
generally
have a
sucking.
Guy Fieri donut there.
Anytime
Wouldn't surprise
somebody's
me.
like, oh, if you go to blah, you need to get X. Like,
Yeah.
it's always terrible. Like,
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
no, wait.
Wait. What's the
wait.
counter here?
The Cronut.
I
The
haven't had a
original
Cronut.
Cronut in New York.
A wait in line
Did you
3
wait
hours for a
that?
donut? Who's got the time?
It's fucking
At the
incredible.
PS4 launch, I took the time, and
It was worth
we went
it.
and got the Cronut, and I was like, this is going to be the biggest bullshit thing. I'm queuing up my zingers, like, about how bad
He's got like
this sucks.
7 Twitter
Yeah,
drafts.
no, I was
ready to go.
seriously, like, posing a list of, like, how this is gonna be
Cronut,
the
more like
biggest
no
bullshit.
nut.
It was on there. I got owned. It was the best thing I ever put in my mouth.
Did
And
you
it
at
was
least
just
buy
like,
the place out?
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
no, you can only buy 2. That's
What are
it.
the things
Oh,
that
right,
make
they
your
have
mouth?
some
Seth's ever put in his
regulations
mouth.
So have you? I
Add it
mean,
to the wiki.
as a New Yorker,
No,
like,
you
can
know,
you?
But
that
that's it.
place
That's
is
the only
actually
one.
right
Every
around
time.
the corner from where
Generally,
we work
that's
in
right.
Soho, and I've never been because, and I have a huge sweet tooth. I love anything that has sugar in it, really.
They
But
have
I
incredible
just can't.
pastries. Not even just the Cronut.
Not just the Cronuts,
They
yeah.
have, yeah, they're the
You can go
because
during
he's doing
their
the
off hours.
in the afternoons. He's doing the like
When they don't have
chocolate,
Cronuts.
the cookie.
You started
All
this. You
like
can't
the
really.
cookie
know.
shop.
This, I've got real this back end.
We're like video games.
I'm just gonna say that Safeway sells a knockoff
Wait,
Cronut now, so
this
there you go.
isn't
Yeah.
video
I
games.
saw
I
that.
tried to knock
Yeah.
off Cronut.
I only go to
And they were
Safeway,
like,
so I don't know.
I do have a
Whatever.
question. We have 2 press people here. You know, Greg, you've seen a lot of games, hosted a lot of games, seen
Are
that
you
stuff
press
at
people
IGN.
too?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
sorry.
above that bullshit.
Yeah. Don't use the term press. You guys have seen a lot of games. Like, what's the best thing that you've seen in the last 2 days?
Yeah.
I guess the no-brainer is No Man's Sky, right?
Yeah,
but
that's beautiful.
I mean, the weird thing is that more and more with E3, you don't play games anymore. You just see them in action. So I didn't play No Man's Sky. I saw it, and it was the same demo as it was on the press conference. But it was cool to talk to those guys too and just like learn more about what their game is and isn't, which like.
Well, that
is
was
hard
that
to
was the big question when we
describe.
had them on last night. I was like, so your game's beautiful. What the fuck do you
Yeah.
do in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have like
Does
a
it do the
genre
drugs
for it.
for me, or
It is the drug.
First, and then once they're crafted, then
Oh,
it's
okay.
fine.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, right, like, Evolve is awesome. It's one of those things everybody kept coming back to the office and be like, oh man, I played Evolve, so great. And you're like, okay, great. And then you actually sound and play, you're like, motherfucker, this is great. Now I
That's
just sound like
totally
everybody
how it
else.
happened for me too.
Right?
It was like,
Yeah.
it was just like, seeing people. I mean, none of us I think had played it until I went to pre-show week and saw that stuff there. And yeah, I was like, oh, Evolve, fucking. And I'm going in and going like, man, fuck Left 4 Dead. That game is bullshit. It's for assholes.
You flicked open your sunglasses and put it on.
Put it on. I'm just like,
See what this Kraken's all about.
and then sat down and played that, and I was like, this is super fun. Like, being the monster is fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will play it when it comes out.
What if
but
they made like the monster DLC Yoshi?
Then fuck that.
Like a gigantic raging Yoshi.
They use the
Yeah,
yarn
that'd
Yoshi.
Be a different story.
Yeah.
And he's adorable, but he's fucking eating you and
Like,
shooting you up the Oh, God.
Maybe it'll be fun trapping that asshole and shooting him. But I wouldn't want to play as him because the egg shooting mechanic would be garbage, just like it is in every other Yoshi game. God, I swear.
That's high on the list. Batman, of course. And all my answers sound like just like no-brainers, right? Like
Right.
that.
So what do you think about the Batmobile control? Because after I played it,
It's weird that you're shooting
I will
so
stop.
much shit.
What do you think?
It's weird that you're shooting so much
Exactly.
shit,
It's
right?
weird that you're just like, here's a tank.
And immediately Rocksteady's like, well, those are drones, and yada. You know, like, well, I just ran over a person over there. Like, so Batman's protecting the city by just driving through shit every level.
And dude, this is something we talked about earlier today at lunch. Like,
You and me?
no,
Did we eat lunch today?
in a way, in my mind, if I'm Batman, like,
Are you? Wait.
you can.
Be honest.
Yeah.
You don't
No,
seem to have a job.
I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not a
Go to camera
independent
two.
billionaire. Like, driving is cool for me because I'm like slow and yeah. But if you're Batman and you're already flying around the whole city, like, is driving like
It's
that
faster.
exciting? Like,
You can drive on walls.
Yeah, but
And you could
I don't know,
double
I just
tap
feel like it's like
X and
Superman.
fly out from
For me, it was the playable portion of the game that we saw that showed the battle mode, which I think is like a cop out because it's just like, oh, you can strafe, like, oh, so that's how you're solving
It's
the
just a
part
new-
where no
it's
one
just
doesn't
a new
actually want to
gadget.
drive.
Right.
And then like them using it in puzzle solving
Yeah.
is like a switch to Batman, switch to the Batmobile, switch back to Batman, switch back to the Batmobile. It just, I mean, granted, it's the small slice they're showing. That part I thought just didn't do it for me. Like it didn't showcase the Batmobile in a way that sold it.
Well, that's the thing about some games, right? Like, they don't know how to show the best features. Like, Destiny, the first showing, wasn't, like, exactly
Or
how
like
to
all of the
explain that
showings
game.
of Destiny.
It wasn't.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't
Yeah.
until they sent me a code and let me play it. I'm like, oh, okay. Here's what Destiny is. Of course.
It's like Borderlands, and then Bunny's like, no. And it's like, figure out how to present your game. Like, they've had an incredibly hard time explaining to people what the hell that game is. Then the alpha comes out, and everyone's like, oh, now I get
Yeah,
it.
see, that's the way to do it. You know, like, don't show just an arena mode of your game if you want to try to distinguish it from all the other games out there. Like, send alpha codes because we have that capability and it's super easy. And, like, I played the shit out of PvP after that, and, like, it's fun.
That's the thing with Sunset Overdrive. I think Sunset Overdrive looked awesome. I thought the trailer was great, and the single-player demo they showed was great. But then when you went to play it, people are playing that 8-on-8 thing, and people are coming back at me like, "This doesn't work. It doesn't feel good." I'm like, "Okay, but that's not even why. I don't even fucking care about that shit. I want to do the grinding and shooting and doing all this crap, and that looks completely different." It's just like, well, let them play what the game is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard to demo games at E3 because everyone comes in
really?
with yeah, well, I mean, there's that obviously, but just like everyone comes in with just like, I got 8 minutes, sell me on your game.
Yeah.
Whether they're a buyer or
That
press
was
or
actually
whatever.
one of the debates we had at Epic about Fortnite. It was like, for us.
Well, you got to make the game.
No,
first.
I know.
If E3 wasn't it, we make the game. Then how do we show it?
Super valid, right? Like, it's for us. We feel like it's something that's not really out there, and it takes quite a bit to sort of like grasp. And we want people to play it for a good chunk of time and not have to force them to play for like the 10 minutes. And like, if you don't get it in these 10 minutes, it doesn't matter, or you're not going to get it. So, so like that's part of it. So we had this like, well, can we do these community events where people can come in and play for like 2 hours and understand the game as opposed to just like rushing people through?
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. Like, during pre-show week, they let judges play Civ. And it's just like, oh, you're gonna let me play Civ for 15 minutes, huh? I'm like, okay, that'll be it.
I love Civ. I would want to play.
I mean, but it's one of those things that like, if they tell you about it for 5 minutes, then sit you down in front of it and go, you can play 50 turns. Like, I'm going to get nothing out of this. Yeah.
I guarantee you the developers agree with you, by the way.
Yeah, totally. No, I know. Like, we're all truly one in that one. But we're going to.
That's why Evolve had a good showing because they let us sit there and play over and over. I played literally every class and the monster. Like, I could play as many rounds as I wanted, and that's how you should. Like, when you're confident with a game, it kind of shows.
Totally. Yeah, there's definitely like a confidence factor that you see with companies at E3 for sure. That is going to wrap it up for our second segment. I want to thank everybody for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for the chicken.
And so much.
Yeah, thanks for the chicken.
Anytime. Such a mess here. We're
I
going
don't even know how some of those spots got there.
I ate a lot of chicken wings, and then I went like this.
But it's like all the way
very
over on your
erotic.
I got
arms.
reach, bro.
It's very.
I don't want to lie. I once won in 5th grade the DPL championship in basketball, so don't think I ain't got some reach. Am I right? Go St. Pets!
What is DPL?
Yeah, what does DPL stand for?
DuPage County Parochial League Basketball
Thought about it too long.
League.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's
I
not,
didn't think about it. It's real.
It's real.
Just like Fortnite.
All right. Just like Fortnite, it is real. Look for Fortnite.
Hey,
Come out
Fortnite.
in
Fortnite.
2020.
Not
iDarb is out
true.
next week or
Sometime,
a year
maybe.
from now or never.
I don't know.
Or
I'm taking my time.
Yeah, it's going to be
When it's ready.
When it's ready.
A dating sim.
When it's ready.
When it's
is
done.
When it's coming out.
Yeah,
Right.
when it's done, it'll be out. The Xbox One is in stores now.
With
Seth
featuring
Killian is on
Rainbow
tour.
Red.
Yeah. Kotaku.com is a website,
You
as
can
I
go
understand it.
there.
IGN.com is somehow still exists.
We're like as old as pets.com, but we're okay.
For now.
What were those words?
And GameTrailers.com is a website.
It's a website.
For now.
That
We'll
is
be
a
back
website.
after this break. I'm gonna get into this chicken. I didn't want to eat on camera because I get
a weird thing to
sensitive.
say.
I get
No one must
sensitive.
You're lucky you have an
I have
orange
no
shirt
shirt, so
on,
it'll be
so
fine. No one
you
must
don't
watch
have
We'll
to
be back after this. I don't think any of these people want any more of the chicken wings, which means I'm gonna have to eat them all.
No, I'm not.
Giant Bomb's E3 2014 coverage continues. I'm not gonna eat them. That has stuff on them. I can't.
that
Day
has
2 of the
sauce.
show is completed. Still. And I'm here with Patrick Klepek and Alex Navarro, flanking me, keeping me safe from the rest of the table. And this
Chicken wings on both sides.
chicken wings on both sides. Jesus, that's
Wherever you put your hands.
flanked by wings. Just everywhere I put my hands are wings. We're gonna start with this table over here. John Drake is here.
Who's that guy?
We had an open seat. And he-
I'll take credit for that. I'm taking credit.
He
for
really
that.
just showed up.
Yeah.
Without being
Exactly.
you could have said no, but instead you just ran over here all gleeful, like, yeah, okay,
Always
I'm
say
on the
yes.
show.
I'm trying to support you in this like crazy ass little cardboard world you've created full of chicken wings and fucking PBR. Figured I'd come on set, maybe say some funny things. Maybe not. Maybe you want me to fucking go? I'll just go.
Just wait until next year when the John Drake cardboard cutouts back there.
Fucking goddamn. You don't
Full
start
speed model.
me. Fucking.
Nathan Bell is here from Cappy. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. I had one chicken wing,
Okay. And
a single one.
How was it?
how was it? How did you?
Enough cold, moderately spicy. Had a lot of Greg on it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That's these
We
ones
should have told
with
people
the-
he
with
touched
the-
everyone.
I just
shot-
assumed that
he shot it all over.
He
This-
really
he
just
really likes one.
like really touched all of them.
He's throwing that shirt away, he said. He's got like that big IGM money. He just throws
Bullshit.
shirts away.
I figured he would be like selling that on eBay or something
Yeah.
like
It's
that.
probably
to
on
his million Twitter
GameOverGreggy.com
followers
right
or
now.
something. Yeah.
Check
go,
the store.
Go to GameOverGreggy.com/store.
Oh, no.
And,
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Sell it on eBay and kickstart your next game.
You know, a lot of people from Chicago are great and talented, and then there's Greg Miller. But, you know, we can't all be. Look, it's really fucking gross. It smells.
No, it's actually awful.
You're still
smells-
touching it.
Greg, did you wear that shirt all day?
I can't stop.
Greg, did you wear
You're
that shirt all day?
decreasing the value. Stop touching it.
He's for what's worth. Greg Miller's just walking around shirtless off camera. This show is fucking weird.
It's not that weird.
E3.
Yeah, E3 is upon us.
Oh God.
And Dennis, is it Whedon or Wedden? I'm sorry.
We did.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
neither.
Okay. Great.
Way to fuck that.
Fantastic. You've worked on the Hotline Miami
Yes.
product.
You got all soft in your voice.
Those consumer software
that consumer
entertainment.
software, that consumer entertainment software, focus tested for success.
Oh yeah. I was the only tester on that game.
And how did you find it?
How I find
Now,
it?
how did you like
Did
it?
you enjoy it?
Yeah. Could have been better. There's a lot of bugs in it.
Why do you make a sequel?
Yeah, make another one.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you get it right this time.
Yeah, we'll see.
I
Can't promise.
It's a very EA Sports move, decrying the last game in favor of the new game.
The tackles were terrible. The animation was garbage.
We're
ball control.
adding a tank mode in this one, so the DeLorean will add into a tank, and you can strife and all that shit, and yeah, you know.
Oh,
It's gonna be awesome. This one's gonna be good, but let me tell you about Hotline Miami 3. It's gonna be great. The dog is gonna look great in that game. Yes.
Are we still ripping on dogs?
Fuck yeah, man. Dog's the best. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Greg Rice from Double Fine is here. People call you the tallest man in video games, and is it true?
You know what? I don't think it is actually.
Yeah.
Who's
It's
close? Jason Rohrer. He's fucking huge.
That
Isn't
guy is huge.
I think
sure.
he's like
And
6'11".
he has to
Way
defend
more
his
Indian
home.
than you.
Yeah, it's
So
true. It's true.
naturally, he would have to be gigantic.
Speaking of EA Sports, there was a guy working at EA today who was at least 7'1". I am not kidding. He was the
Well,
tallest
send him my
man
way.
I've ever seen.
Is he the hockey producer?
He might have been, yeah.
He is
I didn't
a
get
tall
anyone for that
gentleman.
one.
His name escapes me.
Oh wait, is that Akeem Olajuwon?
No, that's a campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
can't have that.
We're going to make sure you're the tallest man in video
Yeah,
games
man.
by the end of this night, my friend. And then you got to skip town, so I hope you got a flight booked.
I actually do. I leave tomorrow morning.
Take these chicken wings and just go.
And Chris, is Piotrowski?
That's really it, yeah.
Fantastic. Also from Cappy. We had to split you guys up due to, I understand you guys only speak through lawyers now.
Yeah, there's a real.
They're really angry.
This is the distance.
It's a bad
this is minimal
history.
distance.
This is how.
Like at least 15 chicken wings between us.
Yeah, exactly.
Or chicken wing flavored.
It's the only way below can get developed.
My favorite thing about Chris is that his microphone is pointed at his glasses right now.
Good job. You fixed it.
There you go.
All right.
When they do
Your
the
eyes sound great.
This is how I produce at Cap.
Yeah.
produced.
I like what you're doing there, but
like now
maybe
I'm
try
worried about
using
mine.
it the way it's
Maybe a
supposed to
little
be
bit of
used. Sorry.
Well, let's start with Cappy. You guys are working on Below. What presence does it have at the show? You guys here showing it off? Is it like a backroom thing? Or
Yeah,
you guys
we originally had planned to just like do some live streams and hang out and play the game a little bit with people, not really be on the show floor or anything, just kind of have a chance for people to play it for like an hour or two if they wanted to. But then
And you realized you were on E3.
Yeah. Actually, we were just kind of getting ready to go, and then the Indiecade folks were like, hey, we have an empty spot. You want to show below? And we had like 2 days to kind of finish off a build, and showed up. And it's actually, I mean, for us, you can't really 5-minute demo that shit. It's kind of not the right way
It's
to
5
show
minutes
it.
to get across one screen to the next.
Basically, yeah.
And then someone goes,
Not meant disparagingly, it's a slow game.
Yeah.
It's just walking.
Yeah.
The walking simulator, there's a good tag on Steam about that stuff.
Yeah, that's actually from Sorcery, I think.
Oh, really? Yeah, you would have gone home.
That's the official Bion box quote from Sorcery. It's just walking. No, we
And Super Time Force Bion quote is "It's just dying."
Yep.
He's like, all I
below
do is
the
die.
two
It's like,
together.
what?
We basically
Yeah.
just hire Bion.
Exactly.
Have you thought about changing
It's like
the
a dream
name
game
to
for
just
Bion.
like-
It's just walking,
Yeah.
and also it's just dying.
Like maybe you could get these together and just like, more accurately representing the names called like Walk or Die, like something real.
That's our next game, actually. We're working on that.
Yeah, that's the third. That was way too smart.
That's a money making.
You should make video games.
Someone should make that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a winner.
What if we were the Walking Dead guys?
Whoa.
That's tomorrow night at 10 o'clock.
All right, okay, yeah.
I'm
Coming
not walking
soon.
anywhere by that point.
And Hotline Miami 2 is here as well. How's that been going? Are you showing it off? Are you kind of like standing next to it for the entire show?
We're not in the show. This is my second year on E3. I've never been inside. So I'm having a blast.
Is that like
They got a
are you
parking
part
lot.
of the Devolver parking
Yeah, so we're
lot?
at the parking lot.
The
Hooters
God Games
over-
Center.
It's at the Indiecade.
It's at
booth,
Indiecade
too.
also, yeah.
It's at the Indiecade booth.
Yeah, but I'm not there.
I know.
So it might as well not be there, all right?
Exactly.
Get it straight.
Who would want to
I'm
play
actually
it there?
taking your screen. We're just going to show below on it.
But he's not there to stop you.
No, I won't stop you.
So what is the parking lot experience like? Is it just like barbecue and just
Yeah.
like Mike Wilson and just like everybody just drunk all the time? That's
Yeah.
how I envision it.
I actually got a present from Mike. I got the id Software collection box.
Nice. Yeah.
That's the rest I don't care about.
God, gathering of developers.
Gathering of developers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also in the
God
parking lot.
That's on Mike Wilson and in that parking lot. It's like this is how it's gonna go.
It's all about the parking lot.
It's all about
This
the
year, it's all about the parking lot.
Yeah.
Well, like, what's like NVIDIA has a parking lot thing where it's like they've got the Titanfall Titan, and it's like, come hang out in a tent and we'll talk to you about graphics cards. Like, who was going to do that?
They needed something else to do with that Titan. Like, they spent all that money
yeah,
on it.
exactly. It's like, might as well
They're
lug it around
shopping
to
it around.
something.
EA's like, what else can we do with this?
Take it
Yeah,
around
it's
the
like,
country, charge 2 bits a gander.
I came to see the Titan. Here's my 4 bits. Yeah, that's
Good way to check into an appointment.
And that's like that's how EA. EA doesn't have games anymore, so they have to like figure out some way to bring income in. So. I don't know.
Too soon?
Double Fine, you guys are everywhere. Greg Rice,
Yeah.
you are a giant
I am.
in video games.
This is the only question I've answered all week.
all segues to
What's
Greg.
it
are
like
so
being
you're
tall?
Yeah.
No, as someone who is like fairly tall, I'm perplexed by people taller than I.
Yeah,
I
I'm
perceive
tall
them
enough
to
that
be-
doors are a problem.
I perceive them to be older and wiser,
Yeah, it's true.
of which you are one.
Not true, not true.
Have you run into any E3 booths that are not meant for someone of your stature?
Every door is not meant for someone.
Really?
I'm taller than doors.
Yeah, doors are expensive. Tall doors are double expensive.
Yeah, right.
You gotta keep it cheap.
Yeah.
You ever think about like
This
maybe,
room, though, this room is like built for you, man.
Yeah.
This is like your bedroom.
We rented
like
this for
ideal
Greg.
bedroom.
Greg Rice
Yeah,
should
man.
come here.
You stand straight up, finally.
Yeah,
How's
just
your
like
back?
straighten
This is
out your
all
back.
new jokes to Greg. He's never heard any.
Yeah, it's really great.
But have they ever been live?
Enough about being tall.
Woo! Have you ever thought pitching a game about getting through doors, being tall, around age of
Sounds
49?
Like maybe a Connect
get Wes
game?
to pitch
Like
that.
so maybe some kind of Connect game.
I think
or
that's the one
something.
Pendleton Ward's working on.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Connect game's very hot right now. Harmonix beating that drum
Yeah, man.
right into the ground.
Right into the ground.
How many goddamn games are you people making right now?
Yeah, what is
That's a
what
good
happened? I
question.
thought Double Fine was supposed to be a small
Yeah.
indie studio,
Yeah, what the
and now
fuck?
there's like 30 fucking games coming out of there.
Yeah, well, we're
There's
the same
actually
size
30.
as we've always been. But
just one
we
person per game?
Yeah, we have 4 here actually, in some fashion.
Okay, so
represented.
to are you counting Grim Fandango?
Yeah, so we had Grim at the Sony press conference.
Yeah.
We had announced of hey, thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Very exciting. We had Massive Chalice for Xbox One announced
Right,
at the Microsoft
yes.
press conference.
I'm not. I mean,
Yeah,
that's cool, but
we hold your applause till the
Just
end.
gonna announce
please,
all,
Nathan.
just clap for all the announcements.
I feel like I think Brad Muir is involved in
I
it.
played
He's just
Massive
nice.
Chalice like last week, and it's really great. It's awesome.
Endorsed.
It's
Yeah,
exactly.
there you go. From a
That's
guy
more
who
of a
knows
brag
his
than
strategy.
It's like if you like XCOM and all that kind of stuff, it's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear because I've only really talked to Brad Muir about it, and he said it's great.
Yeah, which you can't trust. You
Yeah,
can't trust.
Exactly.
Fuck that guy.
That's,
That
smile is never real. That smile is literally fake.
Yeah.
Then we have Hack and Slashes at the Indiecade booth with these guys, and that's out, but it's still cool. Yeah,
It's
early
it's
access.
Early access.
Early
So
access,
is the version being shown on the show floor just the early access
yeah,
build?
it's early access build. It was submitted to Indiecade, so it was selected as part of that. And then we're showing Cosmic Quest 2 by appointment off the floor for the first time. So,
I saw it. It's bonkers.
Yeah, man, made an it's appointment? great.
Yeah. No, I did, actually. I
Oh,
got to
really?
skip- I
Wait,
got
so
to
how
go
does this
way
shit work?
before-
Yeah,
I saw the video as well.
If you give Greg some pizza.
Yeah.
If you go find
food
a
is
trash
the key.
bag, a tinfoil hat, and a stick, you can go and you can make a costume. And
This
hang out
man
with
has
it.
this man has a portrait of my dog in his apartment, and I can't
that
get
is
an
true. It
appointment.
is on my mantle. It has not moved since it's been there.
Your dog is special, though. I mean,
It is a special dog.
special
It's a
dog.
special dog.
Like special? Or?
Yeah. I would say yes.
My wife doesn't watch any of this bullshit.
I just
She will not hear the bad mouthing of the dog.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are you attached to just like one of those games? Or I guess
Personally?
actually, I mean, two of them are not being shown in playable form. So, but are you bopping back and forth between the two? Make
Yeah,
sure
I'm
that
just
like
kind of running all
what's going
over
on
the
here?
place.
What's going
Yeah.
on over here?
Yeah.
That's how project management works, right?
Yeah, you want anything on fire? You guys need water? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, the only project that I'm actually working on is Broken Age, but then I'm publishing manager, so I kind of oversee lots of
everything
things,
to some extent.
Yeah.
Is that how you guys are making 30 different games once? Everyone has 2 titles.
We have a lot of everyone in Double Fine does have like 5 titles.
Like
so-
office manager / associate producer.
Well, our office manager does community management too, so
Okay, all right,
yeah,
yeah.
kind of. Broken Age is actually though coming out on iPad tomorrow. So
Oh, wow.
you
No
heard it
shit.
here first.
Oh, that was you segued that so hard.
Whoa.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect
Stealth
that.
announcement. That's my game.
And how
It's Tim's game,
how
but
is
it's
work
also-
continuing on the second portion of Broken
Good.
Age?
Yeah, that's underway. So the majority of the team is focused on that, and this is the final port that we're kicking out before Act 2. So after this, now all hands are on Act 2.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
And then,
Exciting.
you just launch like 5 more Kickstarters and like get like 20 more
Let's
games
wrap a few up
development.
first,
Yeah.
and then
Publish another 7 games that you're not even making. Problem
Yeah.
solved.
Yeah, and then we have. I
That's
guess
right. Yeah,
there's-
you guys do. You have like a publishing division now.
Yeah.
Well, that's just got like 2 guys and you're publishing games. It's
Well,
gonna kill
it was
you.
still, like I mean, it was weird to see like Double Fine presents, but not Double Fine makes. Like, what was that? Was that one the Kickstarter you guys partnered with at PAX
Last
East,
Life,
right?
Yeah, Last Life.
Yeah.
And so I think that's been around too. I think he was at the Indie Mix. I don't know. I didn't see it because I was at Cosmic Quest. But yeah, that was fun. I mean, I think it's just like, since we have so many games, we're at everything and we're like showing one game somewhere. So it's really easy to just kind of like loop others in and like, we already have kind of figured out how to put our own stuff out, and it's just kind of lending a hand with that, and it's been super exciting and fun. And they're working out of our office, a lot of them now too. So that's
How
fun.
do you like? How does that stuff happen though? You just see something cool and it's like, hey, how can we help? Or
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's just whatever we're excited about. We want to be hanging around other developers doing cool things. So inviting people into the fold a little bit.
So wait, the
more.
Last Life guy is just working out of Double Fine?
He's actually at Glitch City in LA, but
Okay.
he is coming back and forth and working in our studio. But the Escapegoat guys are working in our office, and they were the first game that we did Double Fine Presents on.
Because you guys did the trailer for them and
Mhm.
stuff. Like, so what else does that mean? Like, what is?
It's a bit different with everybody. So with them, it was like promotions, because the game was pretty much done by the time it came to us. So it's just like doing all their like Steam partnership stuff and helping them with pricing and sales and things like that, and then getting them out there on interviews and things. With Last Life, it was really from the start, like helping him build out his Kickstarter campaign, and now during development, kind of like playing the game, giving feedback and pointers and things like that.
I don't know if you know this, Double Fine is a weird company.
It is a weird company. I love
That's
it.
why we like them.
It was the point, I think, when it was just like, yeah, we're going to start publishing games. Like, wait, I thought, it seemed like you guys were on the ropes for a while. And now it's like everything just like, there's just announcements and just crazy shit coming out of there.
Yeah, there's always
yeah.
something happening.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I have to imagine your experiences with certain publishers might have informed that decision to maybe start working on some of that stuff your own.
Yeah, I mean, we've worked with a lot of different publishers, some good, some bad, and so I think we've learned a lot about what works and what doesn't. And now that we've published our own stuff too, we've had that perspective. So it's been fun to kind of pass some information along.
It just seems like one of those things that, it's like, obviously the game industry is changing dramatically. It's like, do you guys see a lot of value? I mean, you're primarily in a parking lot across the street. Like, do you feel it's been useful? Do you feel like word about the game is getting out there as a result of it being there?
Yeah, a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
No, that's good.
yeah, because like press stuff is weird. But like, how do you gauge that stuff? Like, oh, like that. Do you like go read the previews and stuff afterwards, or it's more like they seem to like the demo, people are liking the demo? Like,
Yeah, I don't really know who everyone is, so I treat everyone the same. But I'm not reading any previews or anything like that. So just sticking to the guns and doing what we're doing.
Guns.
But it's exactly.
Guns.
Well done, sir.
Guns. But people seem to enjoy it. That's one thing that's the best thing to see, like a reaction from someone.
And then, I mean, Below was at the press conference last year.
Yep.
And
And this year.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this
I guess, yeah. It was
part of the montage.
Yeah, part of
It's
the
a
montage
two-conference
this year.
game.
Yeah, it's a two-conferencer.
Yes.
Double conferencer.
That's
And
cool,
was-
right? No, it's E3 is a really. I mean, as much as like we love to see a lot of smaller games in the Microsoft booth or the Sony booth, it's still the big show about the big games. It's who spends the most money, gets the most attention. So for us, it's a great opportunity to like. Anybody who is interested in this stuff is going to find us. We don't have to be out there waving flags and paying people to dress up stupid or anything like that. We can just sit at a screen.
Wow, it's really disparaging all the people that dressed up at E3.
Well,
They're just doing their job.
I know they're. I don't.
No, I feel like there's some. I
fucking
saw
wrong
some
with you, man?
cosplayers here today.
Really?
And it's
No,
like,
that's just
Okay, so
it's like, why are you here?
You can
fuck.
You can.
Are you sure they weren't just like
No.
working there?
Wait,
You have
that's
to
the
like get
opposite.
industry credentials to get in. So there's industry credential
then
people.
decide-
That's why we're here instead of actually in
That's
the
pretty
expo.
creepy and awesome.
Yeah, that's
I
kind of like
that.
it was. It's you see a few every year, and on one hand, I'm like, okay, I mean that's cool that they're excited. I mean, like it's passion, great, terrific. But on the other hand, I'm like, get your fucking giant scythe out of my way. I need to get to my next appointment, motherfucker. like that is definitely like.
Also, there's just other conventions that are way more
Was this a
appropriate.
Grim
for that.
Fandango cosplay that you saw?
That's some dangerous shit.
Okay.
No, it's like one of those like giant anime
But
signs.
it's made out of plastic.
Oh yeah, it's probably like
break
I'm dressed up
you.
as a League of Legends character because that's the thing. If you see cosplay, can't recognize what it is.
League of
it's
Legends.
always a League character.
100%.
There's
Millions,
millions.
always
right?
a what?
Isn't there like millions of
League of
Legends?
Legends.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say Dota, but that's also.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
The people that love Dota just sit and play Dota in the dark. They have no they aren't capable of wearing clothes most of the time.
I think Dota in the dark is like
Snap.
is a good idea
Yeah.
for,
Brad's
for a
off
whole
playing
different
Dota.
podcast.
It's
That's actually why Brad is not on right now. He's Dotaing right now.
no, it's as soon as it just shambles back to life when as soon as Dota is mentioned.
Got the shakes.
Yeah,
Got these chicken wings. Play the Dota.
yeah, and I mean now that we're a couple of days in, John Drake, Harmonix at the show. What's it?
He looks
This shit, why did you
bad.
throw this shirt
How's
away?
it been?
Are you still holding the shirt?
It's right here. You want it?
Yeah, I might need it for the next
Do
game.
it.
So.
Yeah.
You can sell
You know,
it,
if you're gonna be eating barbecue all day, you may as well have a shirt you can put on over it. Yeah. You're fine. Just set up in the parking
Treat it
lot.
like a bib.
Shit's fine. I don't know what. What do you want to know?
I mean, like people give a fuck about your games. Like,
I wanna know
in
everything about Fantasia.
in this connected Kinect world where the Kinect might not be in the box for some people buying an Xbox, are people like looking at your stuff and going, "Oh, that's rad," or they look at it and going like, "Yeah, I'm gonna move in front of the camera, real fun."
A little. I don't know. People like Fantasia, but a lot of people have already seen it. It's weird to be at a second E3. It's like
It's a two conference.
it is very different than
Two conference show
Yeah, I
games.
know.
Nicely done, people.
Yeah.
We didn't actually show the game.
Right,
that
they just
year,
did like a teaser thing.
Yeah.
We were playable because we were like, this game's coming out soon. We were put it on the show floor, voted it, it won E3 Judges Awards, and then we're like, and by soon we meant like a year and a half from now. Push it out, all the way out.
In the history of
Holiday.
the Earth, that's soon.
Yeah, if you want to do that website where you click it gets smaller and smaller, yeah, it's soon, relatively speaking, but not
It's
from
in the
like,
same era.
Yeah. It's like an MMO, basically. It's been in development for like 17 years. It's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Subscriptions.
So it'll be free to play in 6
It'll
months?
eventually
Is that-
be free to play.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Wait,
no,
Dance Central is kind
Dance
of.
Central is, well, yeah, we're closer on that one. Yeah, people like it. I don't know. We're only in one spot in the. The hard thing is for Dance Central is it's actually got a couple cool
You're
stories.
the top of your game, man.
Oh, fuck, I don't. Whatever.
the funniest.
No one here is tuning in to be like, oh, I want to learn more about motion games. Let me find the facts out first here on the third hour on the third day of E3. A bunch of drunk ass idiots drinking PBR and eating chicken wings. No one gives a shit. I'm here to I said the word Fantasia 2 or 3 times. We said Dance Central. That's good enough. That's like the brand bump we need from
Do you want
Giant
to just
Bomb.
throw an amplitude out there just to kind of get this out of the way?
This is a winner.
Amplitude's coming out at some point.
Everyone who's going to buy Amplitude
Keep
already
him
paid for
talking.
it,
Yeah,
so
right.
whatever.
It's done. Stick a fork in it, son, like these chicken
Hey,
wings.
you might not want to underestimate the power of this podcast. We had one Dan Teasdale in here yesterday, said that after a mention at the PAX panel led to a huge bump in pre-orders for him. So
You mean Steam Greenlight click-throughs, right?
he was actually taking people's money.
That's irresponsible.
Yeah.
I'm happy for it.
Greenlight has approved them.
I mean, they have now.
Yeah,
Not when he was taking that fucking money.
No, it's all
Who knew
right,
that game was
all
ever
right.
coming out?
And also, he changed the name to Dave Lang's Turnaround. So, I think, does that? Can you change the name on Steam that
No,
quickly?
no, Turnabout, I think.
It's Marvel Heroes 2015 now. It's just a field you can fill out.
You see that
text,
kind of new
whatever you want.
Metacritic page?
That's fucked up. It's fucked up. They changed the name of their game, and now they
Marvel Heroes.
Marvel Heroes.
What? Marvel Heroes 2015, new Metacritic page.
Yeah, so they changed their name to Marvel Heroes 2015 and have a new page on Metacritic.
Pro tip, game industry.
That's fucking genius.
That's a
because
good idea.
Fuck trying to work that system with a rolling game. Like, it's impossible. You can't tell me you're going to call Mark and be like, hey, Mark, we want to change, we want to reevaluate these things. He's going to be like, no. Call Mark up, see what he says.
I feel like I should just send an email to Mark and go, you need to merge those pages, son.
Yo, do you have 2 pages on the wiki?
Fuck no.
Okay, then you should call Mark and be like, yo, CBSI has made a policy that we're merging these pages.
Just say you're Les Moonves. No, he won't know.
I'm West Moon Vest. Let's do this. I got some shit
I
to
would
say.
play a space cowboy shooter starring West
West
Moon
Moon
Vest.
Vest. It's an FMV cowboy shooter.
Yeah.
He's
from
Parsons is in
Epic.
it. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. People seem to be psyched that there is a Dance Central coming for Xbox One. It's the game people kept saying like, "Hey, so you put this camera in every box? Like, gonna fucking make the game people care about for that thing?" It's like, yo, we're gonna make another. It's like literally, it's like, hey, is Double Fine or Harmox making a thing for this camera? No. Why are you making this camera? And so now we're making 2 games, and I'm like, oh, okay. And are people excited? Yeah, sure.
I'm legit excited for Dance Central.
How does Double Fine feel about the current state of motion gaming and Kinect technology?
It's all right.
Let's do
Dude, I
man
use mine all
Kinect
the
Party
time.
too.
I use it for voice commands.
Kinect
So do
Party
I.
too.
Whatever. Fuck people. I really like my Kinect. The motion stuff doesn't work that great, but just getting around on my TV, it's
Like
nice.
some of the voice stuff works, some of it doesn't. I don't know.
I think that if you could play Kinect Party 2, but the 17th game coming out this year from Double Fine, and then switch to Dance Central with your voice, and then play threes in a window on the side, all at the same time, it's like the power of the Xbox One come to bear.
They did say they were figuring out how to play threes in
Snapped.
snap mode. I was talking to the guys. That's awesome.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Threes need to have Kinect support though.
Yeah,
Like it just needs to be
swipe,
like
swipe,
a.
swipe.
Just like your right hand on the snap,
While you're watching the new season of 24, just fucking moving shit around.
You should watch
That's like the
Minority
future.
Report and play threes with Kinect. And you'll see it in the fucking future. What?
I swung my hand this way, and the delay was just about like Kinect.
Our game is snappy. Go play it in the Microsoft booth, which you won't. I know you won't, but it's there. You can
I
play
stood
it.
next to it talking to Pope.
Has someone been mean to you today, or
Yes. Welcome to the panel. Yes. People have been mean to me.
I like down, this outside observer.
Well, has he
guy.
ever got a video game for you? Hotline Miami 2.
Yeah,
It's
great
great. I'm
shit
excited. It's like the hostility. Like weirdly, it's less loud, but it's more potent the farther you go down the road. It's like the silent, happy judgment of Chris. Is actually the reason I'm so mad right now. He's like the Brad Weir of this panel, except instead of smiling, he's just like judging.
Wow. You're the Brad Weir of judgment.
I don't think that's true.
Wow.
I think it's inaccurate.
We're in chill mode, man. We're in Hawaii.
Yeah, we're fucking done.
You're just chillaxing. So what are your Hawaii plans?
We're leaving tomorrow morning,
tomorrow.
10 a.m. That's about it so far.
Okay,
Is
great.
that like the Hawaii clap?
That was
Pretty
it.
excited.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
Let's turn
super
this whole podcast
excited.
into Hawaii.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
Let's talk about Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to Hawaii tomorrow morning. It's gonna be great.
I'm not going.
We gotta.
Okay,
Not
all right.
Nathan.
You got work to do.
You can't produce his vacation too?
Big money indies, all going to Hawaii. I see how it is. Long trips
This is
to.
my first vacation ever.
You said you were turning your phone off. I don't believe you. I
Yeah,
guarantee
probably
you.
gonna be the first time I turn my phone off too. Yeah,
I don't believe you.
It's gonna be fun.
1 hour a night.
Right after we
That's all
launched
you have,
Broken
yeah.
Age iPad. Yeah.
Right.
I have a question, Chris. So you guys are here. You were showing below a little bit. Like, what is it like for you to watch people play this game? You showed it the first time at PAX East. Like, do you get excited watching people do a game, or do you have to like walk away and like tell me how it went?
No. This is the first game that that I've been able to just like let people go and let them sort of explore. For me personally, it's been the best game that we've sort of shown to like an audience at one of these kinds of shows. It's a total treat to just like watch people get lost in the game. I was super worried about it at PAX East because that's the first time we were showing it, and there were so many things about it that I just wasn't sure about. But once we sort of prime people and say, you know what, the game isn't going to be talking to you. There's no text, there's no dialogue, there's no hints, nothing. Watching people just sort of approach it, once they know that, they're kind of prepared for that, they approach it in a way where, you know, their eyes are wide open and they're just kind of poking and prodding and walking around very carefully. It's pretty awesome. Thus far, it's been a game that's been showing, I think, the best out
It's
of all
the
the things
least.
I've made.
Normally, Chris, while we demo our games, it's like kind of watching the balance between like he might freak out right now.
I'm always on the verge of freaking out.
There is a panic attack coming. We don't know when.
I'm on the verge of freaking out like right now.
This is the close. This is
I'm
probably
about to-
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
most
I'm about
stress
to
Chris has
Tie
been.
that power cord to your hand in case you need to like yank it out of the back of the computer. Like, oh,
Whoops,
sorry,
oh,
man,
don't
game
crash,
crashed.
I guess.
Yeah.
Get away from our booth. Go.
No, but like weirdly enough, even though this game is kind of like the most, I don't know, it has the least hand-holding that we've ever done. It's the most kind of complex and vague and obtuse game that we've ever made. But people are, it's really enjoyable to watch people play because for one reason or another, people just kind of walk into it and get lost in the game, and it's kind of awesome. Yeah.
So I have to imagine, like, actually, like, in an age of focus testing and like
Yeah.
being terrified of people not finding the fun every 30 seconds. So how do you like design a game and then feel okay with sort of the pacing? Like, you're allowing people to explore, get lost, make mistakes. How do you figure that out while also making sure like that they're having fun?
Well, actually, I wasn't really sure about how to do that, and I wasn't sure if we really had that happening in the game until PAX East. I think a lot of it is about the framing. The game is a very kind of silent, quiet game, and it's really about how people approach the game. I think when you create a game that has a lot of kind of tutorials and it's really speaking to you, then people kind of turn off a part of their brain and they're just sort of waiting for you to tell them what to do. And when they bump up against the boundaries of what they understand, they get frustrated. But if you frame it in such a way that that is what the game is about, figuring it out and testing little things and walking around and eating weird mushrooms and whatever, and just
You can eat a lot of weird shit in your game.
Yeah, you eat a lot of weird shit in the game, and you kind of figure out what it does.
But around and stuff.
Yeah.
Can you eat a bone?
I mean, it's interesting because I feel like people in the industry paying attention to games have known this for a while, that people like this kind of like mysterious game that isn't holding your hand. And I mean, we've seen it happening more and more, and Dark Souls was like a great example of it. But like looking at the show floor, like it still feels like a lot of the big AAA stuff you're seeing is so linear and like jump to cutscene to like through really scripted stuff. And you know, you see people coming back and talking about Below and No Man's Sky.
Like
and all these,
but there's also encouraging
procedural
signs like
things.
Bloodborne, right?
Bloodborne,
like that
yeah,
being
yeah.
like a big like AAA game that Sony's getting really behind, and that's a Dark Souls. Like Dark Souls stuff is kind of cool. Not everyone's getting behind it.
Yeah.
But like one of the things talking to Nathan about Below, about how you guys had like prototyped Below a long time ago,
Yeah,
and then sort of shelved it, going like people aren't gonna get this, because I know you like roguelikes a lot, and yet Dark Souls came along and validated sort of the design idea of like, oh, actually, like there's an audience for this.
I mean, Dark Souls kind of did us a lot of favors, and I think Splunky also did as well. There's this, like, when we started working on Below, just kind of in the prototyping stage, it was before sort of everything became a roguelike. We were like, I had to like define, like, hey, this is what
Chris
a roguelike
actually had
is.
to like tell us what games to play.
Yeah.
So I
was like, check it out.
We were just like, I don't. Like,
I
I
was like-
genuinely like. I poo-pooed that idea.
It was
like, here's some research, motherfuckers. Go
Yeah,
play this
it was-
game, and then we did, and we were like, okay, this is
So
actually
when we started thinking about the idea and when we kind of committed to making it, we were like, this is gonna be great. We're gonna be like the first game that brings roguelike, whatever. And then all of a sudden it was like, boom, roguelike. Everything's a fucking roguelike. Roguelike. Below, I think, is a roguelike. And that's for Reagan Burns, because he's like a real.
he's a hardcore
developer of N++.
He gets super upset about
The term roguelike?
The term roguelike.
Oh,
so
the internet
We're
gets
doing him a
very upset
favor
about
here.
that.
Yeah,
This
but
is-
him
this is us
specifically.
respecting him.
Over the years, that the genre exploded basically because it's such a rich vein that nobody was tapping into for like 20 years.
And now it just seems like there are a ton of games, and I mean, it feels like a lot of them are smaller games. You know, people are just like getting in there, going like, well, wait, we can procedurally generate stuff, we can have permadeath, and just like discovering these features and like or rediscovering them, and
yeah, people
some
fucking
of it-
miss that stuff. Like that's like Dark Souls is a good game, but like it reminded people like, holy shit.
Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, if you
this
don't,
game respects me.
Exactly. So that's something that we're trying to do with Below, and so that's one of the reasons why I think the game has been so much easier to watch people play than other games that we've made, because the core idea is that you're on your own, and so when people approach it that way, they really do approach the world and everything that we're designing in a very sort of like it's what you do with your human brain. You just walk around and you just want to see like where this leads or what this does, and it's what you're designed to do.
That's how I've been exploring E3. It's been very much like just poking at it.
Yeah.
Just
What
going
does
like,
this
is this
do?
going to kill
E3
me?
the roguelike.
I don't know what this potion does.
Tasting weird mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly. All the blue potions taste okay.
They're okay. Yeah.
Okay, they're all right.
They're not the best blue potions, but they're okay.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. I'm getting a ton of questions in the chat here of people wanting to know more about the soundtrack for Hotline Miami.
yeah, I want to know more about it.
So feel free to
how does
just
it make you
list
feel
the whole
like
track.
it seems
Feel
like there are a
free
lot
to-
of people. I mean, obviously the soundtrack for the previous game was just killer.
Awesome.
Does it ever get frustrating that people ask you about the soundtrack?
No, it just means that I have a good music taste, apparently. Yeah, it's gonna be the soundtrack for the second game is gonna be huge. It's pretty much one song per level for this one.
man.
So, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, you will love it.
Can we just cancel the rest of the podcast and just do a listening party, maybe?
Right.
Like where you
Just listen to a lot of Moon.
listen. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Moon was actually at the parking lot yesterday.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow,
awesome.
Yeah.
So, like, were you literally just picking, like, hey, I really like this song. Like, how do we get this in the game? Like, is that like how the process goes?
Yeah, some of them were friends that made some specific songs for the game, but mostly just me and Jonathan browsing Bandcamp, and we found a song, we bought it, we put it in the game. Did it work? We contacted them.
That's really great.
Can we buy your song? So,
Did anyone say no?
what?
Did anyone say no?
Yeah, they actually did. But for the second one. Which
Oh,
is
just for
really-
the second one.
Yeah.
This game is a little bit too bloody.
They
We don't want to be associated.
Maybe you
didn't
shouldn't
give
have
any
reached out to
reason.
Lionel Richie.
They said like we asked them, can we use it for a game? And they said yeah. And then we had it for a while, and then they wonder what game it was. We sent them a trailer, and they said no.
I think that's just a sign you're on the right track. Yeah. Like, you know what?
That is perfect.
Fuck you. We're going to make this game anyway.
Yeah. We don't need you.
Does it feel like things? I mean, that things have changed dramatically just for, in terms of just like games of that size and scope. since the first one came out. It's not that long ago, but and Cappy as well. I mean, and Double Fine to some extent. Like, does it feel like that there are too many indie games, too many indie developers? Like it became like a bandwagon thing? Do you ever worry that it's like getting too crowded out there, too competitive?
No, I think people will see which ones are for real and which ones are just trying to surf on the wave. So
And
I don't see that problem in that.
I love, like, fuck it, make a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares?
If they make a better game, then you just get a good game.
Yeah. And then we have to step up our. I honestly think a huge reason why people love what.
Step up your game. It's just a,
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Step up to the streets. I was having like a good train of thought there.
Yeah,
and then- no, people like
Silent judgment.
If people make stuff better than someone else's stuff, then those people go back and want to make something better. That's like the entire reason why we started making.
Yeah, think about
games.
how much better games are going to be like 6 months from now, just because No Man's Sky exists.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck those guys.
Fuck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I love indies, everyone making great games, and like No Man's Sky, yeah, quietly just fuck those guys. Fuck how good that game looks. Fuck those guys.
Seriously, that game looks so good, it makes me
everyone so
sad.
much. It looks so fucking.
It's like you want to believe that like the 4-person story is like no, they've got a factory of like thousands.
I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah. There's like 400 kids working on that game 18 hours a day.
Yeah, procedurally generated by China.
They're like working for the game for a year, then they'll go back in time and just assist themselves for a year again. And just
Super time force.
Yeah, but for video game development.
That's actually using our technology in the best possible way.
Hi. It's Abby, everybody.
No one noticed. Super stealth.
Notice what?
So here's the best. If she stays there the entire rest of the time and doesn't say anything, classic, instant classic.
We're gonna forget.
And we shouldn't talk about it
I don't
at
even
all.
know what you're talking about. Go on with your point.
Talking about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Talking about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell of a smile on that
Canadian.
guy.
We don't even know who he is.
You don't know who
wanna
Joe
talk about
Biden is?
Titanfall?
He rides the train a lot.
He sounds pretty
Yeah.
cool.
What's
Yeah,
up with that game?
Uncle Joe.
I haven't played it. No, I'm just kidding. I play it all the time. But don't look over there.
No, I won't look over. Look over where?
I just see a dinosaur. I'm cool.
Yeah. Everything's okay with.
Yeah, everything's
Yeah,
just
talking about the
world.
background, who is that guy with the tattoos?
Oh, that's CM Punk. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? That is the most appropriate response ever for.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, right.
Does it feel like with the rapid iteration of games, of just like independent games and smaller games and stuff like that, like, you know, you run into that situation where like all of a sudden there's a roguelike and then there's 8 billion roguelikes. Like it seems like, you know, with the bigger games, with the longer development cycles, it takes a lot longer for the knockoffs to appear and for the, or just even games being inspired by other games to appear. Does it feel like we're eventually going to kind of run out of road? Like everyone's just making roguelikes, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, "Well, now we're making first-person roguelikes."
I think,
and then like 9 of
There
those
is a
come out.
first-person roguelike. The Dust Force guys are making a first-person roguelike.
Well, there's
right
like 5 of them that are out already. Too.
Yeah.
So it's like at some point you're like,
There's also Eldritch, which is a first-person roguelike.
That's a good game.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's
they're
interesting.
good games, but at some point it's like,
Yeah,
if you don't have to you look
play
at
them
Steam
all.
and it's
Yeah, I think-
but but you know, in a lot of cases I want to play them all.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because in some cases there's a game where you're like, oh, I recognize this is a great game, but like I've just had so much of this lately that like my appetite for it, like I'm kind of looking for something else.
You're saying you want people to be on like cycles where one of them's coming out every 6 months or whatever, but
exactly.
instead they're all happening at the same time. This big like
Yeah.
7 of them come out because everyone's
It's
making
like
the same thing right
Volcano
now.
and Deep Impact.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
But-
exactly
and
right.
Armageddon.
Wait.
And Armageddon.
No, not Deep, no.
Not
Yeah,
Deep
what?
Impact.
Deep Impact
No,
is
you know,
Armageddon.
Volcano?
Dante's
Peak
Peak
and Volcano.
and Volcano.
No, not Volcano.
Deep
It's like
Impact.
the 80s.
But there was also Armageddon
Deep Impact and
and
Armageddon.
Deep Impact.
Yeah,
So
it's
both like the
work.
same month.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Exactly. No, I knew that those were both movies that fell into that. It's not the first time that twin movie stuff has come up
Abby's fucking
over the last couple of weeks.
What is the Dante's Peak of E3 this year? What is the Volcano?
I don't know what that means.
That is a.
Is one of those, are they both bad? Like, I don't know.
Like Deep Impact was pretty
even know where
good,
that
but also
question
Armageddon
goes.
was pretty
Armageddon
good.
was pretty good.
I like Armageddon better.
I
Yeah.
love Armageddon. It has a Criterion, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't
it
make
does.
Criterion collections for bad
automatic
movies.
validation.
You can't
They did
Fair,
RoboCop.
fair point. Fair
They
point.
did-
Choosing
do
between
RoboCop.
cancer or AIDS.
The RoboCop
it's
one's
like
really good
choosing
because
between
it
cancer
has
and
6 more
AIDS.
seconds of the guy getting shot. And
That's the best description of a film comparison I've ever heard.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's a little you know, dancing.
It's like Rumba.
Yeah, it's a rumba. It's a rumba. Thanks everyone for coming on. It's been great to have you.
How else did you think we were going to end this?
We're going to take
You could just get up in front of the
some
camera and
jiggling.
just.
We're going to take one
Take
more
us off.
break, rotate out, and get our last panel of the night in here, and everybody hang out, enjoy some music. We'll be back. Let's see, Los Angeles does it like nobody does.
This is how we do it.
Your flavor, you got much flavor.
This is how we get please.
Come now from back on an old school track.
That's for damn sure.
Was this important?
No.
No, that wire is there only for comfort if you need it. Hello, we are back. The final segment of the night here for GiantBomb.com. This is the end of day 2. E3 2014 happened.
Not happening anymore?
It will continue to happen tomorrow. But most of it's over.
But the good stuff is done.
The good stuff is
This
done.
is when you go see the Exceed stuff. You're like, all right, what do you got?
Wow.
Fucking around.
Sick Exceed bird, man.
Well, shit.
Everybody. Yeah.
That'd be really bad Groundhog Day. It's not like all E3 over again. It's just E3 day 2 over again, like right in the middle.
Like the long day.
yeah.
It's just like, all
That's
right.
like PAX Day 4.
Yeah, oh, that just
Yeah,
doesn't
right?
exist.
Like, how did they
That
do?
was
Why do they do
brutal.
that? I mean, we don't have to exhibit, so we don't care. But
Also,
I feel
we
bad for
leave
everyone.
before
We
that
leave
fourth
before
day.
that. Actually, I
Yeah.
think I stayed. I had panels that.
Well, thanks for your
I had checked
commiseration. I appreciate that. You guys are great.
There's a PAX Day.
So you guys have a good time. I have Patrick and Alex here with me, and this is our
Yay.
final segment. I've got Greg Miller, who's stuck around and has changed his shirt.
I got this from the Hotline Miami people. Good news,
Oh.
it's a large, so this is the final time you'll ever see
Queen
me
is
wear
now
it.
wearing that
'Cause
shirt.
It's going to shrink.
Don't wash a large. Don't wash a large. That's the secret.
Yeah, the shirt's actually still
I
here.
think
We
it's
just found it
barbecue
home. Queen's
sauce.
Yeah,
covered in
the
wings
queen
over
is
there.
the queen is filthy.
Don't dry a large.
Slightly better.
You can wash it, just don't dry it.
Yeah, but then it gets all stiff
A
and
nice
weird.
wet large.
I think what you've done over there would actually be illegal in the UK. I don't think you
She
can do
loves
that to an
it.
image
Look
of the
at her
Queen.
eyes and her face right now. She fucking loves it.
Can't really argue that.
She looks like a ghost. I mean, in more ways than
Seriously.
one. Garnet Lee is here.
Oh, I am here, yes. Hold on.
Glasses and all. No, that's what. No,
Now he's here.
I'm
Now
here.
he's here. It was
Hey,
his alter
hello.
ego before.
I brought my beers.
Yeah, he brought his beers, a quality fine
So let's
brew.
go with it. Garnet
Jeff
Lee.
Kanata's joining us. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing awesome. How are
Great.
you guys doing?
You know, we're doing it.
Yeah, it seemed to be.
I don't know. With all this, we got all these wings and beers, and I got
you
a
guys,
Diet
it's like
Coke
you
and-
walked in here and you said, "What is the most cavernous room we can get?"
Yeah, There was
And they delivered.
When we
Yeah.
walked in here, it was just like, Vinny had to come up with like a layout for the tables and stuff like that. So they drew it all up on a schematic. And sure enough, we got in here and it was actually lined up almost exactly like this. Like, they did what we asked.
Well, someone drew 2 rectangles and a circle.
Yes, yes.
Vinny,
They
And
actually
particular
carved these
angles.
tables to our specifications.
Yeah.
We want a room
Like, you guys are
that looks
stepping it
like
up.
the end of The Shining. Can you do that?
Yeah, and then apparently
Living
they
in
can.
Los Angeles, you go see a live television taping and you always go, "Oh my God, it looks so much bigger on TV." And this is the opposite of that.
Yeah, exactly. We're making this giant room look tiny. So like we got in here like the first day, like none of our stuff was in here yet, and I just ended up just laying down in the middle, just staring at the ceiling for a while until I felt better about myself, and it never came. But you know,
Then
that's,
someone
But then
walked
you
in and
got
asked
up.
us to be in a rap video.
yes. Then someone walked in and actually asked us to be in a rap video. So look
And you
for
were
that.
like, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, we did.
absolutely.
We absolutely
So we
did.
sat at that table, he and I, with a rapper between us. We just had to look tough like businessmen.
And do this
A rapper
in
between
rhythm
us.
to the song.
How did Looking
Businessmen.
Tough go for you guys?
Well,
All right.
Do you know the rapper's name?
it starts with a P. It was like Pidsy or Pinsy. No, I don't
He
know.
did it.
Puff Daddy? Yeah.
Yeah, Puff Daddy.
The good news is,
Yeah.
They were shooting with a DSLR and said like, well, it's going to be on WorldStar. Have you heard of WorldStar? Like, yes, we've heard of WorldStar. And I thought he was going to hit me or something, but then it turned out to be okay.
The good news is
And
you
then
have
Jeff was
the
like,
title
"Well,
for your
what's-
autobiography, With a Rapper Between Us.
The rapper between us.
Yeah.
It's a co-autobiography we're working on. A life together. A rapper between us, a life together. Abby Habs here from Respawn. How are you doing?
It's been a long year, a good one, but yeah. And I have my voice on like last year where I just stood behind like a total creeper,
Yeah, you're
like
just
just
like,
waiting.
Now they have so many other people doing that for them.
I know, it's
Michelangelo's,
great. I feel
David.
it's
Yeah.
like almost like a tribute.
Next year, Cardboard Abbey. You can stand behind.
Yeah.
I was in
That's
Chicago.
not creepy at all.
No, not
It was
at all. A convention called C2E2.
Yeah.
And
it rolls off the tongue so well, but it's a comic book convention, right?
it's true. And so I was there to like help
Spanish
participate
language
in yeah.
Situito.
I don't actually know what it stands for.
Comic
C2E2?
Comics
Yeah.
2.
Comic.
It's Comic
Expo,
Entertainment 2 Expo.
Well done.
Yeah, that's, I fucked it up. That's not really what it
Yeah,
is.
that's good stuff. Mr. Chicago.
I'll
over
see you
there.
guys later.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, you're on top of things.
So I'm there walking around, and they had like a Twitch thing going on, and like there's people playing Titanfall, and like I look over and just like see this like haggard woman, like she's like, I'm gonna keep playing Titanfall, and I'm like, that kind of looks like Abby, but what the fuck would she be doing in Chicago? And then all of a sudden, like over like on this loudspeaker, like, oh, we've got Abby from Respawn. I was like, and I like tapped her on the shoulder, and like a ghost, just like, oh my god, like, who are you?
You're not supposed to be here.
I got to play with Hodor from Game of Thrones on that, which was
Damn.
kind of awesome. And then the next, actually, was it later that day or the next day I flew to Singapore. So I was like, hey, good to see you.
Is that
All right, I'm
related,
out.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Is that a
work,
sequence
yeah,
of
it
events?
was,
No, was it
no, I mean,
Hodor
it
to
was just like, it was
Singapore
like a thing. Yeah.
Hodor to
I'm pretty
Singapore
sure
is the
every
name of
game
your
of
autobiography.
Titanfall, I've always
Yeah.
been randomly matched up with Hodor. I'm pretty much sure every time I've ever gone and played with randoms, Hodor is there.
Hodor.
Or someone with the same IQ of Hodor.
Yeah.
Do we get on the top of the Angel
He's a
City
really nice
building?
guy. He's an actor.
No, I'm talking about the character.
He can actually use words.
You weren't playing with the character of Hodor? That's what I was assuming.
No, it wasn't like a cosplayer. Did you see the amazing dude who was dressed up as Bumblebee in Transformers there?
Yeah, and it could actually transform.
And it was like he was like 8 feet tall,
That's
and
scary.
it was insane. And he had like all light up stuff. It was all super custom. It was
everything's in
amazing.
Chicago.
Cool.
All this and more at Situito.
And joining you, a fellow respawner. Is it?
Yeah.
Do you have like a cool name for like people? Respawner doesn't sound like the right.
Doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound good. It sounds kind of
like,
filthy.
Like I survived a condition or something.
Yeah, it's like, well, you made it through the respawning. And Raimi Vincent's here. How you doing?
Yes, I'm good. Overwhelmed.
Thanks for
Ronald Weasley is giving me the sexual salt eyes.
He's really. He wants what he wants.
What's he look? He's actually looking at the queen.
It must be the shirt.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
anybody in
No,
that
he
shirt is
alternates.
getting laid. Period.
Yeah.
You know what? You do not want to be his Patronus. That's all I'm saying.
That's a Harry Potter joke for all the kids.
I don't know how to read. Thomas Puha is also here. How you doing?
I'm good. Somebody has to represent Europe here. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, representing Europe, representing the world. What are you doing these days? You've been all over the place and done all sorts of stuff. I lost track at some point.
I make it look good on Facebook, basically. I don't
Great.
do much. I used to be a journalist for a long time. That's how I know some of you. So last couple of years, work in middleware, so I get to work on lots of cool games, from Call of Duty to Destiny to Witcher 3, and lots of games I can't talk about.
All right. Those are the most exciting ones.
You could make up names.
Maybe.
Yeah, you can just make up names that represent the names of those games, but aren't actually the names of those games.
I'll do that later.
Do you currently live in Portland? Have you seen Fortnite?
No and no.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Well, here we are, a couple of days in now. Garnet, what are you doing these days at E3? You running around? Why are you here, man?
That is an excellent question.
You invited him.
I actually walked onto the floor today and said, wait, I'm one of those people now who's clogging up the floor who doesn't need to be here. Shit, I'll just leave.
I sure do like standing in the middle of the aisle right now, checking my mail.
Are you in cosplay too?
Oh my God, it was amazing. I have 3 outfit changes. I'll just have to sneak off to the bathroom right now. I'm going to be.
So what are they? Name them. You can't even name a video game character.
That's beautiful. Look at you.
I'm Pac-Man. Name
any video game character.
I'm making Greg name them for you.
Yeah, no name. Who should I be?
PBR Can 1, PBR Can 2, PBR Can 3.
If we dyed this and took off the glasses, leave the glasses, Persona 4, the main character.
Okay, sure.
Take off the
There's one.
glasses, dye it blonde, Kanji from Persona 4.
Okay.
Wear some kind of skirt.
He
Persona
can't name a
4.
character that's not
There you
Persona
go.
4.
It's all Persona 4 characters.
It is a pretty.
But doesn't mean I'm killing myself later, doesn't it?
You're jumping ahead of the story there, I think. This shirt's ruined.
We were going to save those bits for the end, man. Come on.
You're misrepresenting. You're allowed to, you can sell this one on eBay too.
He's not in the room anymore.
So between.
And then he did.
Oh, excellent. Oh, sexy man time.
Yeah.
We have a sexy man time.
You're known for
man
Titanfall, and I'm known for being shirtless and overweight. So there you go.
Well,
he's known
All
for
right.
2 things. Wow.
I know.
You really better step it up.
Jeez.
I didn't know it was
no, bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Where are you going? Bring it back, Greg.
They
Come on.
put,
like-
they put on Ron.
Oh,
There
you got to
go.
put it on.
Well, now he's not staring
Yeah.
at Raimi.
No,
Now you can focus.
Now he's back.
So
now somebody else is
what are
giving
you up to these
sexy
days?
eyes.
You're running a popular podcast.
Wait, I did my PR deflection. You did not see that? I like magic. Hold on, don't look here.
I want you to plug your popular podcast.
So we're doing the podcast that's Garnet on Games, which is like call-in talk radio, and it's actually surprisingly successful.
Taking calls is really fun.
People really like it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How do I find it? How do I get there?
It's kind of crazy. It's at Garnet on Games on Twitter, or you just like put Garnet on Games into your whatever you're doing in podcasting, and you'll
They call it
find
the internet.
Yeah, go on the internet.
Google?
Do the internet and Google my name, and then things will pop up. But
It pairs nicely with the DLC podcast.
Really?
On the 5x5 network.
It's about time someone finally made a podcast devoted to downloadable content. I'm very excited about this. Is it
indeed.
news and reviews? What are we talking
It's
about
not.
here?
Oh gosh, this
It was
thing.
such a professional plug
not,
too, Garnet. It's like, I don't know, it's on like Google.
It's not all about DLC. It's just a
Fucking
snap
look for my
title because my
name,
name
you'll
also.
find
well, the problem is like all the games that I'm actually like talking to people about, I can't talk about that crap. So it's like,
Can anybody here talk about anything wrong?
No, it's like, no, we can't.
your
It's like
project,
so
your project.
retarded.
Like,
It's
oh,
like,
this
what
is
am I?
gonna be good.
I heard about this game Titanfall.
Yeah, I've heard about
That's
it.
out
I've
there.
heard of that game.
It's on the floor, ripping
Somebody
it up.
actually asked me
It's got
today,
robots.
like, so when does this come out?
I hear it's eligible for E3 awards.
I got the EA sent out a thing saying like, here's a list of games that we'd like you to consider for E3 awards, and like Titanfall was on. There's like best console game. Like, I don't think it's eligible. It can't possibly be eligible.
They-
And they're like,
they
no,
knew
we
we
showed
announced
it,
last-
so
last
it
year.
Dude, new modes.
Sorry, yeah,
New
yeah.
modes.
It's the only
Yeah,
game
new
here that
modes.
will be out before 2015, I think.
That's a good
That's
point.
true.
Yeah.
Hi-yo.
So you're, there's a,
No, wait, Kingdom Hearts 2 might be out before then. Oh, wait,
so you're showing a new mode here, right?
Yeah, it's called Mark for Death. It's we're working on a bunch of modes at the studio. There's 2 coming in the next update. One is a 2v2 version of Last Titan Standing, super tactical. Other one is Mark for Death. One person on each team gets marked. You have to hunt down the enemy pilot, defend your own. It gets in like super crazy chases, and like it's good for exploring maps. I've been playing a lot of it at work.
Cool. And then the first pack of DLC is out. 2 more packs on the way, bare minimum.
Yeah, it's almost like we launched a game and haven't stopped working since it launched.
Weird.
It's weird. It's weird how
works.
multiplayer works like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But tons of updates. Like we're putting Titan burn cards, Titan customization. Raimi could probably talk about matchmaking updates in this one.
Not clearly.
Yeah.
You're in the right place.
Back to you.
Matchmaking updates on the way. Very exciting.
Yes, just
Yeah.
trying to make the fights more even and get the skill balancing in there and get people in games quicker.
Cool.
And
So,
yeah.
so are you guys pretty much just at the EA spot, just manning Titanfall
Hanging
all
out.
the time?
Although LeVar Burton came by today,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
his daughter is a really big Titanfall fan, so she and I like talked about games, and he was super cool. They came in, played. I think every single person on our team who was there was just taking tons of pictures with him.
Just stealth photos.
Probably embarrassing ourselves. It was awesome though.
That's
we
great.
got to know about Reading Rainbow, really. I mean, that's really what the most important question is. You did talk to him about Reading Rainbow, right?
We did, but also like I'm a super Star Trek nerd, so it's like I have an action figure of you. In fact, not only do I have that, I have every action figure, and like I have every action figure from Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I also have like the transporter bay and the shuttle.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There was a brief moment there where I was like thinking about my bank account, and like because the Reading Rainbow Kickstarter,
Yeah.
one of the options was like, "I'll let you wear the visor." And I was like,
You were like, yeah.
No,
like Brad and I both. It was like 10 grand. And
no, in the video, he takes it out of this case. Did you see that in the video? He's like, I'll let you wear this. And he goes, and it comes out of this like, and you got to think that's what he
So was
keeps
there
saying.
only one for all those seasons? Because it changed.
he
I don't-
implies
it
that
wasn't.
it's the
Which guy
original.
only has access to one? That's
Right.
the real.
The rest of them are in the archive.
It's a
in
Scotch
Canoga
sweaty.
Park somewhere or something.
There's salt mines
Yeah.
protected from anything.
Right.
Every other tier includes a previous tier, and then you finally get to the visor, and it's just like you touch the visor, and that's all you,
You
get
touch
for
the
10,000.
visor.
Yeah, 10
Well, it's
grand.
funny. Something
10,000
happened where
grand.
one of our
Really,
IGN
10,000?
guys went to
10
do a
grand,
demo,
yeah.
and he's waiting in line, waiting in line, and he's the next to go. And the PR person comes over, he's like, "I'm sorry, I gotta put somebody in front of you." And he's like, "Are you? Well, okay, fine." And this guy walks up with his daughter and starts playing the game, and then he turns around, and he's like, "Hi, I'm LeVar Burton. I'm sorry we cut in front of you." And the guy goes, "I just backed your fucking Kickstarter. Are you kidding me right now?"
I was like, don't curse in front of my daughter.
Read this.
Well, if he had paid the higher tier, LeVar Burton doesn't cut in front of you.
Yeah, that's right there. Yeah. How's it feel being shirtless in this room? I thought
used
about
to it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's sexy.
It's kind of chilly. People
Yeah, no, I can tell it's kind of
sweatshirts.
chilly in here.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say. If Matthew McConaughey was shirtless right now, nobody would care.
McConaughey.
Is that not his name?
Aztec brother.
I'm sorry. I watch his movies and TV shows, and I get lost in the characters. I forget about the actors.
You know what I enjoy for breakfast? Matthew McConaughey's.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They are.
Yeah.
They're like toaster strudels,
Enjoy
right?
them shirtless.
I like to just turn over my bongos and just pour them right in there. There you go. It's a great
I
way
like
to
to
start
think
my
that you
day.
actually do like have bongos and that's your morning routine.
Just wake up, play the bongos for a while till I feel it, and then go, all right.
Now I'm gonna head in.
Now I can talk about video
It
games.
might change a bit. Like I think of you as a like it would be cool. Like that would be.
Do we actually talk about video games on the show? Or
No.
Yeah, why not?
No,
Yeah.
that was just a question. It was
How do you feel about bongos?
I love bongos, particularly to eat cereal in.
They're fun. They're fun to play when they have cereal in them too. You play them like underneath. You see the
It adds an
waves,
acoustic
it's like
quality
this whole
that-
thing that
yeah.
you just cannot beat. How is the show going for you? What are you just
Excellent.
making it around, taking appointments, or are you seeing stuff like what you know?
Seeing stuff wall to wall. We did live episodes of
Wall
DLC.
to
I drove home, did a live episode of DLC, came here, drove all the way back because I live far. In LA terms, but yeah, we
Like
did
20 minutes.
Yeah, well, now it's 20 minutes, but at 6 o'clock, it's freaking 2 hours. Los Angeles. But yeah, we DLC on 5x5 Network. It's 5x5.tv/DLC. And we did daily live shows with live Collins, and it's been a blast. Yeah.
We get everybody's promos in, and then it's like, all right, thanks very much. We're glad you joined us. And
All right, have a good night.
So what would you see? Like, what was impressive? Like, is there like a
Oh
game
man,
that
so much.
really sticks
Witcher
out?
3 was
my man,
45 minutes. They literally picked up right where they left off from the press conference. You know, we
cool.
saw that
Yeah.
moment in the press conference where he beheads the griffin,
Yes.
and he has it as a trophy on his horse, and they literally picked up with him turning in that quest, and then just played the game for 45 minutes.
Cool.
No
Nice.
vertical slice, no
Nice.
like let's show you different bits and give you a sense. Just play the game right from this moment, which is the perfect way to show that game, and it showed a sense of scale. The game is gorgeous. The quests are actually well written and interesting, and it blew me away.
That makes me so excited for tomorrow because that's our last appointment of the day tomorrow. So
You're gonna love it.
hopefully the air conditioning holds up, but who cares?
Yeah, last year it was.
It did not.
Sweat is worth it, boys.
Yeah.
At least that was a game where they actually played it.
Yeah.
On a PC at least, or a console. So it wasn't just like a 12-minute video. It like gets ridiculous. You just go into these theaters, watch 12 minutes, and
No, it was
go
all
out,
CG. It was
so-
45 minutes of CG.
He turns in the quest, and then it's one long.
It's a CG video of someone holding a
you guys
controller.
are- you
and
guys are
then behind
thinking-
it, there's
keeps
footage of the game. It's
You guys
really
are thinking
weird.
of Metal Gear Solid 5.
No, no one's thinking about Metal Gear Solid.
But that was cool too. That was pretty impressive.
Lots of
as well.
knives.
But
Knife City.
Knife me in the heart.
I also saw today. I saw the Division, what they were showing, which was also gameplay, or at least seemed that way.
Was it different than what was shown?
Yeah, well,
at
they
the press
first
conference?
showed the scene from the press conference, kind of describing a little bit more what was
Yeah.
going on, without the fake chatter of people talking.
Well, that's real. That's totally
Everybody
real.
flank
That's
right.
exactly
oh my
how I
God.
play a game.
Flank right.
Don't you
Why
wish
would
all
do
your
that?
friends were as helpful and
That, like,
descriptive as
together
those
when
people?
it-
No,
Yeah.
they sound like nightmare people. I don't want to know anyone like that. It's like,
It was such a messed up press conference to watch though, because we were all watching it at the office, and like it was like, yay, people dancing, super depressing
Oh, yeah.
trailer,
Oh, my
and then
God.
it was like, yay, people doing weird sports game, World War I.
Yeah.
Still emotional roller coaster.
The best part was right that like they start with Far Cry, and then Aisha comes out and she's like, "Yeah, we started with Far Cry because we start with something big and only get bigger. Here's the fucking exercise game."
And then
Like, wait,
you're
what?
talking about the tone
And the
being
Far
so
Cry
strange.
devs were like,
it literally
what the
brought
fuck did we
Aisha
do
to
wrong to
tears.
get in this place?
Oh, I know.
Like, wasn't that
I
the
love her
strangest
so
moment?
much.
It was beautiful. It was like
God.
this wonderfully raw moment, but I don't know why she it was oddly disturbing
Maybe it was
too.
the dog staring out over the like tons of crosses.
No.
I thought it was having a fitness demo.
Can
this dog talk?
yeah. Can this
Which
dog
was
write?
insane, right? I first of all, wow.
That's what
That
I
was
were
insane.
thinking about.
No, I wasn't. That's the whole problem. Is I'm
What do
watching
they
that
think of
trailer
next?
and I'm thinking of my dog back home and I'm getting choked up because I love Portillo so goddamn much.
But your dog is actually named Portillo?
Yes, he's a wiener dog.
Nice dog.
Hey, you know what I'm up against.
If you really loved your dog, your nipples would be erect right now. So.
Oh my god. Anyway,
You can help him with that.
later on, somebody points out that was the fucking dog talking, and then immediately I was like, oh my god, you're right, it was. Is this what Portillo's thinking right now? He's at home without me. Is he okay? Does he know I'm coming? Oh my God! Don't do that.
He can't write. He wants to write you a letter.
He has all these Shakespearean thoughts inside his little fucking head while he eats his own shit, and it turns out he loves me.
Where's that guy with the wings? Why isn't he here?
Yeah, did you leave your dog 100 wings back at the apartment?
No, he once ate a bunch of Italian beef and got diarrhea.
That makes two.
We've all been there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not a whole lot different.
It was Portillo's Italian beef too. I thought it was really a cute thing.
You get that shipped out all the time?
Oh yeah.
I got it
Patrick,
shipped.
we're the same kid.
I got it
hate
shipped.
to tell it, except I'm way overweight. But
We had it shipped in once, and I took it all home and made it all, and it was like enough for like it was like a pack of meat and then like 4 of the buns or whatever, and I said, well, what if I just stuff all this meat into 2 of the buns? And then it was all gone, and I had to lay down.
yeah, I
That's my
understand.
story.
What games have you guys seen that are?
See what I did there?
That's a good segue.
Yeah. No, we've been kind of around seeing stuff. Today the only stuff I got a chance to actually check out and play was Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and that looks all right. I don't think the moon thing is the right move for them. Like the low gravity stuff, I think slows down the pace of the game in a weird way.
Is it the whole game?
Yeah. Well, I mean, presumably. I mean, the game is set on the moon, so maybe there are portions
I
that are
talked
not.
to them, today on the live show. I was like,
Yeah.
they showed it to me. I'm like, but it was a different section. I'm like, is the whole game on the moon? They're like, yeah. And there's like, well, no, there's one part on a space station. I'm like, that doesn't count. Like, the whole thing is on the moon.
And like
okay.
They said, "Is this whole interview shirtless?"
And I said, yeah, look at the nipple to end it.
I love your dog, Jesus. It's okay to love
And
your
then they
dog,
also have
just
this
don't-
oxygen mechanic in there where you're kind of always running out because it's space. And there are little spots where you can refill your oxygen, or it pops out of enemies when you kill them, because of course it does. And I just felt like the countdown mechanic it forced you to kind of not explore in a way, which I feel like when I play Borderlands, like I kind of just go everywhere and see everything, and having someone go like, hey, you got half oxygen, you better find, like, okay, I'll go back and do this and then try and run.
How much
next
time do you get? Like, what's the?
I mean,
like
so
5 minutes.
you will get upgrades to your oxygen over the course of the game, but it felt I'm bad with time. I don't
There's a
know,
little
3
meter
minutes?
that counts down.
Yeah, it's a little meter, but it's like units of oxygen. It's
Their
not, it's
big
not
thing is
time.
like, oh, we don't want to be a detriment. There's like, there's like spigots of oxygen pointing out, and you use them to jump and yada yada. I haven't played it.
Like,
though,
that's
so
the
if you're
thing.
saying
So it's
it,
like, if they don't want it to be a detriment and just want to put oxygen everywhere, just take the mechanic out at some point. Like, that doesn't seem like it's actually adding to the game. But-
Have you been in space before? You need oxygen.
It's Borderlands. It's, the
video game.
terraform moon
that shit.
has
I don't
air.
know.
There's air. Give these people their air.
moon has air.
Yeah.
And cheese.
Oh, it's the reason that the sections like that are usually a section of a video
Right,
game as opposed to the
yeah.
whole thing, which then changes up the pace in a way that you have to change how you play. But
But having a whole
that's what
game
makes
like
it
that
refreshing.
seems really
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
But you get some moments of like you're shooting people and then they're slowly kind of twisting off into space, and you kind of get that over and over again, which I always appreciate. So I think it's got potential, but it just seemed kind of strange. And I saw Dragon Age. I played some Dragon Age, and I've never been a huge Dragon Age guy, but I'm just not sure that game is going to meet anyone's needs, whether they're a Dragon Age fan or not.
I am a Dragon Age fan. I finished both of the first 2, and while they are flawed, I really enjoyed them. And I was pretty impressed with what I saw. I saw them today too, and it's hard to see that back to back with Witcher 3, but it's coming this year.
Right. Yeah. So
and I thought it looked pretty good.
I think it's one of those things where they're not showing a ton of the dialogue and stuff like that, but the chunks that I played were just kind of action heavy and more kind of they were kind of walking me through kind of the critical path for the demo. I was like, okay, now here's a spot where it'd be good to use the tactical view, so hit the back button on the controller and put your guy here and put your guy here, and then hit go, and like all that stuff just seemed like a little basic in some ways. That granted, super short demo. And once you get into kind of the character interactions, maybe that's where the Dragon Age lives.
Yeah.
So hopefully all that stuff is intact.
Well, that's how
where the
that's how the
Dragon
demo ends. Like, see the Dragon Age.
Well, so, I mean, they had a dragon in the demo, and they disabled the ability to kill the dragon.
Oh, really?
It was like, we didn't want people to kill the dragon in the demo. I'm like, why? Why wouldn't?
Because it's a dragon, man. You can't kill the
instead
dragon.
You don't understand the age, dude.
What I saw.
It's a whole age. There are tons of dragons, right? There has to be.
They're all in
Dragon-
Skyrim.
Dragon's Age.
Skyrim has all the dragons.
It's
in
Dragon
functionality.
Singular, Dragon Age, not
But
Dragon.
I didn't get to play it myself, but I saw somebody else playing it, and I thought it was cool the way they could target specific parts of the dragon. Like they disabled the dragon's leg, and it was limping, and it was pretty cool.
That's a really cool mechanic.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like for my money, it seems like it's splitting the difference in a weird way where the action didn't feel like as good as a pure action game would be, and the tactical stuff didn't seem tactical enough. So. But it's a hard game to demo. It's gonna be so long. But yeah, definitely like a big Skyrim influence. You're seeing a lot of Elder Scrolls stuff in their
That's one of the things
so.
I said on my show today, 5x5.tv.
You say it 3 times.
Is it possible for you to turn it off? Like,
Do you need to take your shirt off so you can whore out also?
I haven't picked one
It got
thing
real
yet.
hard. Real hard.
You're picking two things right now.
I'm certainly not doing this for the
Want to
win.
know more about this? Do the Garnett Lee method. Type Greg Miller into Google, see what happens.
You need to chime in with yours and like never.
Yeah, I was gonna say they pair together nicely.
Don't encourage.
One of the things that
When I'm the cheese, you're the
occurred to me
wine?
is I love the fact that we live in a post-Skyrim world, and that Skyrim sold so well that it has had a ripple effect through all RPGs at this point. So all these games like Dragon Age and like everything else, I keep hearing the phrase over and over again, if you can see it, you can get to it. Which didn't used to be the case, but now it's sort of the de facto standard. Because
They said that for Zelda. They said that for
right.
Zelda.
They did say that for Zelda.
Yeah, I mean, Zelda looked great. I mean, hard to know if they'll make good on all of the things that game would need to do, but like as far as like an initial showing, like that, they're talking a great game there, right? For sure. When's Titanfall 2 coming out?
I heard it's coming to PS4.
Yeah, what's up with the PlayStation 4?
Distraction,
We're watching
distraction,
in the office, and like the entire time we're watching that Skull Crossing. It was like, GameSpot says Titanfall 2 is not exclusive or whatever. We're just sitting there going like, all right, like a game that isn't a game that we're cool, whatever. It says Titanfall on the screen. Yeah,
Maybe they meant Titanfall, the second DLC. Like
Was it Titanfall TOO?
So you're only bringing the DLC to PS4.
Well, yeah, only. There's no full game.
Standalone DLC, just like the infamous fetch stuff.
We've
Got
already
it.
said, like, stuff that we do in the future is we're not looking at exclusivity. So it's sort of like all right, I mean, you guys sort of listened to something that we said like months and months and months ago and tacked it on to something, whatever. I'm tired. I just want to look at some games.
Those guys, I don't know.
There's a picture from like 3 years ago with there's 2 PS3 controllers on a desk, and it comes up on forums like once a week of like PS4.
PS4.
It's PS4. I'm like,
That's
no,
PS3.
3 years
Back
ago,
when we actually said that we were developing on like lots
were
of
on
different
Ratchet
stuff.
and
We were
Clank
trying
for
to
a
figure
while.
out engines. Yeah, we were like working on the Ratchet and Clank engine.
But every time they're like, we got him.
Wait,
I know.
really? Wait, working on the Ratchet and Clank engine?
Did no one
Yeah,
read the
we were-
final hours?
It was like $3. I was like busy.
Keely wrote that
No
shit,
one's a
whatever.
reader.
It's not. I'm waiting for the Jack Tretton narrated version.
Smart.
Or to work on that. Yeah.
But I mean, what has it been like in a post-launch world? I mean, you have a lot of like real-world data to go off of now. Like, is that
I mean,
informing a lot of
like-
the changes? And,
Yeah, it's really interesting watching all like the server graphs and everything.
Yeah.
But the team's been super busy just working on updates and DLC. So it's like, hey, we just shipped a game. Wouldn't it be nice to have a vacation? Oh no.
You can't answer this, but I want to know, like, how much player telemetry do you guys keep? Like, how deep do you dig on your player telemetry? How much can you tell me about what you?
How many times do I jump?
How much can you tell me?
Well, I mean,
How
some
much
of the
am I
stats
wearing
we
when I
keep
play your
using
game?
to
How
go
much
on.
telemetry?
This says you're sad. I don't.
Like, what can you tell me about your player telemetry? I'm actually very interested.
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, we do keep some stuff. I think we look into keeping more of it, but I know that like for some of the matchmaking stuff, we're looking at like player age to try to match you with other people that are about the same.
Oh yeah. You're just trying to find people who are going to get along and talk and like do they have microphones?
I like
or
long
not?
walks on the beach.
Yes, that's one of the things. That's, yeah.
When we do the hashtag matchmaking, you do hashtag long walks on the beach. That'll be adorable.
You can talk.
Yeah, but do you keep it like time to death, time to first kill, number of kills per?
I don't know that we keep all that
There's
stuff.
it's complicated.
In other words, yes, they do, but we're not telling you what we do with them.
What's your Portland demographic look like?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing we look at is like the health of the whole thing. Like is Australia playing okay? Like are they finding games? Are they?
Either. That's like the
Should we
first
be concerned for Australia?
Generally, yes.
It's really
We
important.
established that on this show already.
Australia's having a lot of problems. What's going on with the Prime
They're
Minister?
usually picked on.
Time to kangaroo.
Yeah.
They're all criminals. I don't know if you know that.
You know, so like we can see who's playing what, and you know, we ended up removing Capture the Flag and Pilot Hunter from the from the PC version of the game because like no one was playing it, and then there's this huge outcry that was like, what? Bring it back, and we're like, but you weren't. We can see. Like, we know that you weren't.
Yeah.
And actually, it's been really healthy since. Like, I think it like forced much to be like, well, if you want it, like,
We
play
feel
it.
we feel bad about those modes. I guess we'll go play them.
I love Capture the Flag. So for me, like, I'm really happy to have it in there. But like, you know, we can see that stuff. So it's not like we're making uninformed decisions on it.
It's not just coin flips, just like,
you know. And take this out.
We drink a
Random,
lot.
Yeah.
let's just double the rate of fire on every gun.
All right, there's the dartboard.
Yeah, just for the weekend. Just like people are always doing double XP week, double gun weekend.
Every
But
day
we're
they
working
look
on, like, a
through
bunch of
Vince's
mode
throne
stuff,
and
so,
he
you know.
goes,
Dude, that's how they A/B test. That is their A/B testing right there. Yeah, let's do that. A/B test that.
The Friday throw a dart at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually, you know what? That would be weirdly fun. Like, just like here's a multiplayer hopper that is just like fucking random nuts, crazy bullshit.
But only Australia.
Yeah,
Just
only
for the
yeah.
Australia.
You can switch your region
Yeah,
to
just for the
Australia. if you
Japanese
want.
PC market.
I think
yeah.
I think you should be able to respond to
people,
individual emails based on telemetry data. You should be able to go, listen, I know you don't play like that. I know. I've seen your data. I know you don't. You're complaining about something and you don't even play. You've never done that. Yeah.
That's next level.
Yeah.
Well done.
Really
Well done.
intense.
Yeah, it's like the
that's-
NSA.
Yeah, well, like the haunting thing will be like all those emails will just be like computer generated on top of that. And it'll just be like they'll just be writing you.
And Skynet ate us.
Computers are just gonna make fun of me
Again.
again. I don't know.
Might as well get actual friends now.
No,
the
I
same
mean, let's
way.
not be crazy. That's now you're just crossing a line here that I'm really not comfortable with. It's just.
Well, it's got dark.
It's got weird,
So
yeah.
much.
I thought the weirdest thing was him taking his shirt off, but no, it turns out it's
No,
not.
that was his tone
It
setting.
barely
You're
ranks,
my
frankly.
shirt's off on the inside.
Patrick, you're a Dark Souls guy, right?
I am. Yeah, we got to go see Bloodborne
Yeah, I
today.
did too.
which,
What'd you think?
Really didn't hear that title the way when they announced it. It was like,
Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah, blood porn is what it sounded like, right? Blood porn.
Oh, the new Suda 51 game, Bloodborne.
pretty
Which,
much.
you know what?
Well,
I would believe that.
Gunfuckers was taken.
It really
Well,
took a
I'm
second,
excited to
but-
see you come out with that game, Jeff.
Yeah, well, it's
You've been working on it a long time. Right?
Exactly. We're working in Unity. We're very excited.
Using one of the PlayStation cores at once.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Bloodborne, so Dark Souls 2 came out earlier this year, and it's a good game. Like, I like it, it's enjoyable, but you kind of had the sense that, man, like the guy who made Demon's Souls, made Dark Souls, he went to go make another game. And the team that did Dark Souls 2, stepping into huge shoes, I think they did an admirable job, but it kind of felt like, yeah, we're just kind of spinning our wheels here, like we're waiting for the next thing. And Bloodborne is that, and the theater demo that we got to go see, it may not be a sequel to Demon's Souls, it may not be called the Souls game, but like every single motif of a Souls game is in there. You have big, heavy attack animations. When you kill a guy, the souls are getting sucked in. There are little, souls attached to the corpses around. But the one thing they're trying to do, which I think is interesting, is that when you play the Souls games, traditionally, these guys in big armor, you got a big sword in one hand, a big shield.
No shields.
And the game is about absorbing attacks, dodging, and then like getting behind a guy. It's you can play it more fast-paced. People do speed runs of Dark Souls where they don't wear clothes and stuff like that. The Greg Miller method.
Yeah.
So
He's doing a speed run right now. I think.
Greg Miller
He's doing a life speed run.
They don't wear clothes. You mean their characters don't?
living Dark Souls.
Wow.
You know we gotta pay for this room,
Animal.
right?
You don't have to pay for shit. You already paid for the fucking person to come in and clean this shit.
They still haven't taken the garbage from 2 days.
Don't wear clothes.
Yeah, the characters don't wear clothes. And so in this game, they're trying to encourage players to be a little more active in combat, because you're actually kind of passive in Dark Souls if you play it the way a lot of people do, the way I've played it.
This guy.
Yeah, where you're just kind of hanging back.
Terrified.
You put all your points in stamina, so you can just like take the hits, hit back, kind of dodge when you can. And they're saying now, we want you to be more in there. So like one of the big things in Dark Souls and Demon Souls is the backstab. So like you're trying to circle around a guy, get him in the back. And in this, there is now kind of like a front stab equivalent. So you can like use your gun, stun a guy, and then go in for like a really deep attack. And it's really interesting. It's beautiful. Like they're having a lot of frame rate issues. It's an early game, but I also have very little confidence in From Software's like technical ability to pull some stuff like that off. They have shown trouble with that, but it is a gorgeous looking game. And I think if you were, so it was interesting going to the demo. So at the end, there was like 20 minutes, and then we had another 20 minutes for Q&A. And sometimes when you go to this stuff, some people are there because they really care about Dark Souls, and then some people are there because that's just on their appointment block.
They got assigned it by a boss.
So the first question from someone was like, will there be an easy mode in this game? And he was being kind of funny, but he's like, oh, like the game's a little too hard for me. And the director Miyazaki's like, no. And he's like, will there be like any sort of sliders, like to make it a little bit easier? No. And, which was great. Even though he did acknowledge, like after kind of joking about it, that like we were looking for ways to make
Were these
more.
translated questions too?
They were translated. But
So it's like there's a point where he asked this long question in English, and there's a long translation in Japanese,
he was,
and then there's like, nope.
Sometimes when you go to when you're walking, watching these translated stuff, you could tell he was comprehending a lot of the English. So he was just being funny about it. And then they talked about some of the accessibility, but. Then, like so when you do these group Q&As, it's kind of awkward because if you have like your own interview set up later, it's like, I'm not giving any of these motherfuckers my questions. I'm going to hold that on for my interview. I did not have one. So I was like, this is my one time with Miyazaki. And so, like when you do these group Q&As, there'll be a pause where the PR person's like, great, we're going to end this early. We're going to move on. Like we're going to have like 5 minutes between the demos. So like hands go down and I was like, put my hand up, I asked a question, and the first one I asked was about whether they were going to adopt like the organic city structure of Dark Souls, which wasn't in Demon Souls or Dark Souls 2, and they're going to have that in Bloodborne. Then I waited, like someone asked like some sort of question like that they hadn't really played the games, and then like it came back, and there was pause again.
Souls?
A little bit.
Can I be a helicopter?
And then there was a pause, and it was like, put my hand up again. And then after that one, no one had another question, and I was like, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to be that guy. So it was just like, Patrick, do you have another question? It was like, yeah, well, we can just keep doing this for the next 10 minutes. And it was a lot of fun. Like the game seems terrific. Like I could not be more excited about it. Like if you were disappointed in Dark Souls 2, like Bloodborne is the game you have been waiting for. And
I had the same feeling.
Terrific.
Yeah, and I love the milieu, the sort of like Dark Souls meets Van Helsing feel.
Yeah, the Gothic, because all of the Souls games have had a very medieval sort of structure to them, like aesthetically, and this one breaks away from that. Like one guy did ask, like, are you gonna have like big bulky armor sets? And like, no, you're not. So like, you're not gonna be able to defend yourself in the way you have in previous Souls games.
It terrifies me.
Yeah, it is, especially because like when I played Dark Souls 2, like I thought, well, I'm gonna be a different character, and it's like, no, I'm just gonna strap on big ass armor and get hit a lot.
Just not having a shield is changes the game completely for me.
Yeah.
As an expert, did it feel quicker? Did it quicker to you? Oh, well, you're asking obviously expert questions. All these dumbass kids with no idea. But like that's the main thing that I've been reading from the previews I've read. Right? People are saying it's a quicker.
Yeah, you've got like a little dash function that they weren't super specific on how it works. Like in Dark Souls, you'll roll a lot, and like you have a stamina meter. That's like the whole thing you're sort of gauging is like if you're gonna roll, if you're gonna run, like that uses up things. When you get hit, that uses stamina. And it is a faster game. Like you do have the roll from the Souls games, but you also have a dash that allows you to kind of like dart around. And also there's way more enemies. So like in the Souls games, you maybe deal with like a maximum of 4 enemies at once. Dark Souls 2 had a lot of 2 bosses at once that was very complex. And the reason you have a gun in Bloodborne is like, hey, we're gonna give you like 8, 9 guys. And also a thing in Souls games is when you enter an arena, you always know where all the enemies are. Like the game is very static. Like you enter a new section and then you just encounter those enemies over and over again. You memorize the patterns. Big thing in Bloodborne is that there are like bells throughout the world that when those bells ring, all of the enemies scatter dynamically and start doing weird things. So you may go into an area like, I've been here a million times before, I got this, I know the pattern, I'm gonna run around these guys. All of a sudden the bell rings out of nowhere and then suddenly you're dealing with like a totally different set of enemies, which makes the game a lot different from Because a lot of Dark Souls is failing, like memorizing your way through an area, enemies you don't want to deal with. Now it's like, well, you may do that, but now suddenly there's 4 guys you have to kind of mess with.
Yeah, and that actually sounds like way more interesting to me than like the Dark Souls and Demon Souls games have.
Yeah, they seem like Miyazaki was like, look, we're not going to change the DNA of Dark Souls, which is a game that respects the player's ability to learn what we're teaching them, right? That's not going to change. It's only going to. I don't think Dark Souls is a difficult game. It's a challenging game, and it asks you to learn what it's teaching you as opposed to just bending to like, you want to make sure you're having fun.
Just mash the button.
Right.
Hey, here's the tutorial as you go.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to answer this.
Exactly.
I like the idea, though, that Patrick's in this group interview and everybody else is like, oh, I just want to get out of here. He's like that one guy in the work meeting where you're like, God, dude, I just want to
I did it 6 times, and then I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I feel, now I'm actually feeling guilty about it.
6 is pretty
Someone
good.
from Game
It's
Hot
pretty
Dog is
good.
like, fucking Klepek.
I know.
It seemed like the world had more stuff going on too. There was that like procession with the guys with the torches, and there's stuff happening in the world that isn't just triggered by you.
Yeah, and
Which I thought
that's
was
a
cool,
that's a
too.
huge thing. Like that's with
Yeah.
like with the AI and a lot of things, they seem to be trying to create like a more organic world. Like that, there are other things going on that aren't just static, and so like you can prepare for some things. Like for example, one of the things they promised in Dark Souls 2 that never came to fruition was that you'd be walking around and like bosses just appear out of nowhere. In Dark Souls, you always go through a gate, and then you're like, okay, I'm ready for the boss. That never came to be in Dark Souls 2, along with a lot of other kind of promises they made. But in this one, the way they set up the demo, you're just walking down an alleyway and just whoosh, boss comes out of nowhere. And then suddenly you're locked into that area. You can turn around, you can see the soul gate that tells you cannot leave this area. So you're like, well, that sucks. And that sounds really interesting, where you can't, it seems like they're trying to make you feel uncomfortable in places you are comfortable, given the fact that a lot of people that play these games have probably played a bunch of them before. So it looks amazing.
I agree.
That actually does sound really cool for a game that I was assuming like.
I also got to see Lords of the Fallen. Did you see that?
I saw a poster in the hallway,
which is trying to be Dark Souls 2. I mean, it controls exactly the same. Did you play it?
I've never played Lords of the Fallen, but I've taken like 4 demos for it. So it's the same thing, right? Of like, here's this guy, and you have to watch him and figure out his patterns, roll around him. Why? I mean, like, I'm
very dirty. You have to watch it.
What are you doing over there, boss man? No, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, you actually have to play it like an old school video game where you figure out what he's doing before you decide how to attack him, rather than run in there and start hit.
Yeah, I mean, it controls the same way. You don't get souls, you get experience, but if you die, your experience is a blob, and you have to go pick it up. I mean, it's
hey, man, more games want to be like Dark Souls. Like, you're going to see 0 complaints from me.
Me too, that's how I feel too.
Yeah, might as well do a few more like that. I mean, you know,
It's a genre
At least
now.
it's a yeah, totally. It's like a good. It was a good. You know, even though I don't play those games, like I could certainly respect it as like a backlash against like games kind of just getting too easy and too handholdy. Like I think we will eventually kind of land in the middle on this stuff, hopefully, and that'll be a pretty sweet spot. I think,
It's
for a
like
lot of people.
roguelikes, like when those kind of like infected everything, like in a good way. So everyone's like, oh, this like opens up a lot of possibilities, but then everyone kind of takes a really hard swing, and then it kind of comes back and figures itself out.
Yeah. And it figures itself out. Well, I think that's going to do us for the night. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us, and thanks everyone for coming. Greg Miller.
Shirtless Greg Miller.
He basically just looks naked.
Oreo reviewer, professional Oreo reviewer, Greg Miller.
It's true.
You have to
how do you
leave
get
after
that
this.
I have to leave?
Yeah, you have to leave after
I don't want to
this.
go, though. I enjoyed here.
You can sleep here. That's fine.
Thank you.
Just among the beer
He has
cans.
to clean up.
You have some PBR cans to pick up.
For the record, I did not. Whoever sat here before me, I did not realize one of their beer cans was so full of beer. That seems like a lot of bullshit. Dang
Probably
it.
should have killed that shit. That's yeah.
That's all I am.
Yeah,
You were
definitely
gonna
have
shotgun.
another one.
This is a good idea.
Yeah.
By all means.
Thomas, Ramey, Abby, thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Jeff and Garnet, thanks for coming as well.
Thank you.
You already thanked me. Don't thank me again.
No, I'm just
taking it
wasn't
back.
a thank you.
That was not a thank you.
He doesn't have to thank me again, everyone. I know I'm his favorite panelist of the evening.
I kind of wanted to incur Jeff's ire there.
Oh, that's an ire right there.
Brooding
Or
ire.
Traction? I can't tell anymore.
We will be back tomorrow. By that time, E3 will be all the way over.
But this
no,
will still,
no, I mean, no,
not if this
E3
is
is
still
great.
happening. If this is still happening, E3 is still happening.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it
All
works.
right. Well,
That's
E3 never ends. We're going to be doing shows in this room for the rest of our lives. So we'll go out and see some more games tomorrow, and we will come in tomorrow night and talk about 7 p.m. Pacific time. So do join us. We have a whole... Six? Are we doing 6 tomorrow?
Apparently we're doing 6 tomorrow.
6
o'clock.
6 points.
And if you don't know
It's a touchdown.
My
6 points. 6 points.
says
Touchdown.
7.
It's football. 6 points.
We'll be on tomorrow night. Hey, yeah, come back.
Fuck it, let's not end tonight.
We're doing it live.
We'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks.
Monsanto.
Beyond.
The dish of the day, yeah. You're the cherry on the top, the chocolate of my life. You're the icing on the cake, you're the sweet wine on the grape. You're the cream of the cream, my sweet little thing. You're the dish of the day, I wanna dig right in. The dish of the day, yeah. I'm the coffee, you're the cream. I'm the spoon that you lick clean. I'm the cognac, you're the sherry, or maybe a Bloody Mary. You're the cream and the cream, my sweet little thing. You're the dish of the day, I wanna dig right in. Pumpkin pie.